The stream is back
they
on
have
YouTube.
really good start around plans.
Well, let's have a look here at the agent select because we're moving away from the Euro, moving away from the Jet. We're going to get Raze versus Raze. What do you guys think about this?
Well, this is very interesting because we're going to see a Fate Raze combo from Koi over here, but also Starkso is staying on the Sky. He's known for the Sky, let's say, plays that we have been doing in the past, but now with only two
Viper
flashes,
Fade.
it's very hard to be efficient,
Gecko.
Specifically because you
Okay.
probably will not use the
Gecko,
flash at the
Sky.
beginning of defense
Sky
on
Fade.
the Fountain on long B. On the other side, we have
Guy
Liquid
Gecko.
with
Right.
the Gecko and the Sky together.
Chad, is the
So a little
YouTube
bit
stream
less
back
synergy
now?
for the Raze,
For people
but
that
a lot
are
more safety
wondering,
when it comes
or have
to
I
planting.
completely
So
messed it
attacking
up?
side, I feel like it's actually gonna be
There's a chance I
better
messed
for
it up.
Liquid, but defense is gonna be better for Koi. So it's like, okay, it's kind of balanced.
Yeah, and also Enzo coming out with the Gecko as well.
It's
here.
back.
And
Okay,
you
cool.
spoke a little bit earlier about the role changes, Lothar. Mystic on Brimstone. What do we think about this? Actually, we don't have time, but
Chat, watch out for the flashbang.
after this map and jump back in to the game. Over to you, Pavlos and Ash. Mystic on.
Thank you very much, Yinzu. It's time to break into our second map of this series. Koi, they started off really strong on the first one, so they'll be definitely hoping on their own map pick they can do the same. But yeah, it feels like this particular map.
Ward
there's a bit of
Ward
a
underscore
conversation
97.
here.
Thank you
How
so
do
much.
kind of
Thank you.
break through and
Let me
have more
quickly
impact now with the
make sure I
Skynet
can
that
see the
come in.
YouTube
Both of
chat.
teams
Okay,
seem
we
to have
got
a
it.
different idea of how they're doing so, right? One with a fade,
Sorry,
one with a
everyone.
Gecko. What are your thoughts on this here, Ash?
I think it's interesting because with the Gecko, you do have that kind of safety net in another flash.
So,
type of
Liquid on
utility,
defense,
but
Koi
then
on attack.
also with the fade,
The
you
only
get that
def is
additional
the
clear
Gecko
where that
and the
Trailblazer
fade.
was also nerfed. We have to keep that in mind, and the ability to actually send that through TPs, I think, is pretty important.
Now Koi look to move onto this ASAT on attack here against Team Liquid's defense camo. First blood, Kiko no more. Enough of his funny business from the previous map. But now they've garnered full site access. And it's Mystic waiting on for his team to try and join in. Smash that is actually trying to go
that
for
was
a check
fast.
himself. Gets eliminated, although Enzo does find a
We
block
are
shot.
1-1 in
Trying to
terms of
keep things
pistols.
At least at a fathomable condition.
Still two guiding lights here for Yampi to work with, though. First one finds a bit of info, but not much you could work off of.
Second flash coming through together with Dizzy. Yampi finds some space, but you need more than just a trade here. You can find yourself on
They'll
top
have
with
Wingman
numbers.
to defuse this.
Otherwise, they'll all come in and start chiming in
Wingman goes
shots on
out,
you
pressure
Nats.
on.
Good enough to
Lovely
find an
shot.
isolated pick. Enzo as well, but it's Shadow left alone. And Little Bro isn't on the spike anymore. It's Enzo. Get to half, now gets off of it. But who's going to win it this time around? Enzo gonna,
Shadow
who's gonna
played
have
it
the stick here? Shadow
literally
isn't gonna
perfect.
miss that
Couldn't
shot.
have been
It's
any
Koi
better from
with
him.
the second pistol this series, leading the charge on map number 2.
Really nice micro play coming out from Shadow there, just ensuring that they had that time in the jiggle peak to guarantee that it was at half that Enzo got off. And now, with this lead, a very heavy buy coming in here from Koi with these light shields. Got two full rifles, Bulldogs. This is, if they can save a lot of these weapons into the next round, it will contest very nicely up against the anti-eco we'll expect to see from Team Liquid in round 3. But for now, focusing back into this default.
Get the
play.
outlaw out as well, and everyone is
Like,
heavy
just
invested
keep
into
walking
this.
forward.
Just keeps walking
It's
forward.
like, whatever. After last game, confidence abound.
Tons of it. Starkso's in a bit of trouble though. He's the only player from Koi nearby, and he's been bullied out. At the same time, Team Liquid gained so much information, it's definitely going to be a beat.
Yeah, I like
with
this
all
push
this drone
from them.
control. There could also be a TP back, so you can't be
Gonna
too
hear the
careful.
running to the left.
Team Liquid taking a gamble and trying to stack up their players here. This flash could be immaculate. Yampi, that's the swing. No one can see it.
Lovely
Oh,
flash on this one. 2 guns to pick up as well.
Bouncing back here from the strong side. Rubinho
Mystic had a
cuts
chance there.
it. Still
Outlaw
Koi in
would have hit
charge.
him. Yeah, would have killed him.
2v3 now, split up here on Team Liquid.
And Rubinho doesn't want to stop fragging.
No.
Leaving Kiko
No heavy
to
armor on
himself
that.
with a ghost. Takes
Jesus.
down Rubinho.
One more.
Lightning
Okay,
fast
really
reaction
good
timing,
damage.
But Shadow's got a big gun, and against the tiny one of Kiko, it's going to be a 2-0 for Koi.
Really, really good damage.
Nice idea there, though, coming out from Team Liquid with that push out from Hookah. I think they just didn't anticipate that anyone on Koi who had already pushed up towards B long would be so close to Fountain still, expecting them to be a bit deeper towards that B site. But we did talk about the fact that that was an expensive investment into very powerful guns
So,
for the anti-eco
with
round
the
there
econ
for
damage done,
Koi.
we can't buy too much into it. We get a couple of
Not as much
stingers.
firepower as you would expect. Still
Not too bad.
looking to semi-eco it up here.
It's actually pretty good, to be honest.
Speeding things up towards B long. Trailblazer sees about 2. But It's all a ruse. They don't actually opt for the space. They back right off.
It's a matter of challenging that space and forcing Team Liquid to take it all back if they need to. And
Flash
that's what
goes
they've
over
done.
towards
Mystic
long.
sticks around for a little bit.
Didn't see
They do
anyone.
opt out of
Paolo
it,
does
and
go
Koi going
towards
for a
long.
second go. Maybe they thought it was an obscurement. Maybe they thought it was
It's a lot onto the race to
all a
send
ruse.
this.
Hit for the A side, but instead it's the double front take onto this A side.
Oh my god, that's his
Camo.
own mod.
His feet are burning, but he doesn't care. Still, Koi coming out on top, and this is so scary for Team Liquid.
Honestly,
If
that was a
nothing is
nice
done
take
about
from
it.
Koi.
Koi, advantage. Hiko, so scared to take that fight. So
Definite
Koi
shout out to
big time
Camo
ahead
here. He
with his one
really
cap on
sent
this big
this.
site.
You've also got the heal coming out from Stark, so replenish health, but down to a 2v2.
Shados' angle was so sneaky, and it's a wide pick Kiko had to take, and Starks was going to play a different angle to make it all too uncomfortable here for Nats, and oh, you can see how much he's fidgeting. He needs the pick, and
What
he
the
needs
hell?
it quick, but it's not
Okay.
going to happen to him anytime soon.
Nicely
It's
done from
Shados
Shados.
with
That was
the
a nice
kill.
sight here. I do think the Camo did well to make a lot of space here.
There.
Obviously sick from Shados to get this many
And
kills.
what I've got to point out in that round as well are the two
And
snake
that,
bites
a
that
very
Shados
nice
actually
bonus.
threw onto
Very, very
sight
nice
on
bonus.
that B hit from Koi. They deny the upper angle of B-Tube, and then they space off that retake, denying that lane from CT, from Team Liquid, to continue to flood forward. Just beating that timing. Now,
Wait, there's two of them now. That's so funny. The other guy's really animated as well.
We saw the coaches, and I wasn't sure if they were surprised, as in like, wait, we won that, or like, you know, questioning what happened in the early parts of that round.
maybe we'll
Man,
find
these guys are going to get the
Yeah,
best
maybe
replays for
David.
sure.
Frankie, if you're listening in.
That's so good.
But still, Team Liquid now on the pistol. It's damaging. Koi's strong start from the previous seems to be following suit here on Bind.
Yeah, a little bit on an island of the smokes that came up there.
Not
Not much of his fault on an eco.
Koi have been able to split the site in two.
The worrying thing,
They still got to deal
if
with
you're...
Yami
Oh my
being quite the
goodness.
menace. Nats has found his way in as well.
Okay, let's wait.
Team Liquid equilibrium.
Yampi's sheriff has been disgusting.
And so Vi goes for another swing, but two staring at him, he doesn't stand
Okay,
a
there's some
chance.
shots getting hit.
Enzo try to go for a shot there, but no. It's all in vain, and Mystic's position telegraphed. So he's basically living on borrowed time.
Oh my god, just the util dump here for Mystic.
With
It's
this
like you wanna
plant,
go out of
Grabino
bounds
gets his
this way.
ult. I'm not going to be
Wanna
using
go
into
out
this
of
one.
this way? No.
Fade ult.
Let-
No options.
no options.
Man, this is going to be
Koi
rough
for
for
it.
Liquid, I think. There's a lot of ults up here.
Strong start here for Koi.
Fade ult, Brim ult.
Similar story though on Ice
They're
Clogs.
close
It took a
to-
little bit of time for Team Liquid
They're close to
warm
the
up to get
Viper
the read
ult.
on how Koi were handling
One
themselves,
away
how they
from
wanted to
Seekers,
deal
one
with
away from Raze ult.
their composition, but a bit more of a standard look
Seekers
this
and
time
Fish
around.
ult as well. Well,
Yeah.
this is
Does
going to
look like
be
it. I feel like the
complete
previous matchup,
madness
they
for
just
sure.
needed to rely on Kiko way too much at the start, and it's something that the analyst desk hit on, right? Is it something that's replicatable?
Whoa,
Can
what
they do
the-
it again? And for Team Liquid, they're just hoping all of their, you know, puzzle pieces get put in place.
What the
Can't
hell?
really
Crackle,
rely
is
on
that how
one
I
to
say
paint
your
the
name?
picture.
50. You're a
The dynamicism
lunatic,
you get
bro.
between the Rays
Thank
and
you
the
so
Jet are
much for
also
the
very
50.
different
50
in how you
gifted.
get to aggress forward.
You absolute lunatic. Okay, chat,
And-
spam a lot of slug approves.
Some of
Anyone
my
that got
nuggets
gifted,
on that
make sure
attacking
you say
side,
thank you
all
to
three
Crackle.
maps, Team
Bro,
Liquid
that's your
starting
first
on
ever gifted.
defense
You dropped
first.
50. You're
And
insane,
Prowler
bro. Thank you
and
so much,
Spencer
man.
could
Really
not
do
find
appreciate you.
anything. Trailblazer towards long to find all this information.
Thank you, thank you.
It's only Yampi alone towards elbow.
Fade
playing
ult
for that
goes in,
retake with
hits no one over
Seekers.
towards the site. Solid spam, chat. We're done.
He has to live with them though.
Spike dropped, and Yampi heard it, so he's definitely going to start spraying once he hears the spike being planted. Starkso is so close to it. Flash comes out, and Yampi's quick enough to react. And now with a Thrasher out, one of them
Mate,
is stuck
Yampi's
in
doing
place,
work,
that's
and this
exactly
Gecko
where
flash was
Yampi tries to
nice.
move in. And Koi's attack crumbled into pieces.
Grabino,
Instantly,
I'm
Team
probably
Liquid seized
not
control, and there's
putting
two
the
left
ult
to
into
try and
this
fend
one
it
for
all off.
sure.
There's an orbital
It'd still be
strike,
good
though.
for him to do some
No need
damage,
to follow
but
it
in
up,
terms of
they
the
can buy
ult,
some time.
got to accept
Touched
this one.
once. When do you start spraying? Do you afford
Yeah,
to
any
use it, to use
any
the
bit of
orbital
damage
strike
is
here?
good there. Nice
No, you
round,
don't.
especially from
Now there
Yampi
you
here,
have
playing
it,
off
Team
site as
Liquid
well.
only lose
Fast
one
rotate
player
came in, it's
throughout
nice
it,
flash from
and they
Enzo.
get themselves to the
Solid
fourth
from
fight.
Yampi.
We've talked so much about
Damn, bro,
Kiko, but I
50.
feel
That
like
is
even on
insane,
Icebox,
dude.
we didn't necessarily give enough love over towards Yampi, and the way that his picks have been so impactful.
The sack as well with the prime, thank you.
Each round that
Joining
he's
in
found
on the
that kind of
madness.
success, those 2-for-1s. And again, didn't even need to expend the
Esof
Seekers into that
Sundance
round,
30 as well with the
saved it
7
over.
months. Thank you for sending that as well, bro.
Boy, they're cycling up to 4 ultimates
And again,
now.
Crackle. Hopefully
Got
saying your name right.
Viper's Pit
Thank
for
you
post
very
playing.
much,
Even
man.
try and walk
Mad
up and
support,
take some
bro.
of that A main space with it. as well as a potential
50.
explosive
Okay.
entry here from
Yeah.
Camo.
Flash goes over
Koi
towards
haven't
long.
been beating around the bushes with these attacks. They want something. They
Doesn't
get
hit
it.
any.
With
With
these
that,
ults,
they
it's
actually
so much
rotate
easier
the
for them
brim
to do.
over. 4 people right now. They're kind of
Super in hand.
heavy stacking.
They're just biding their
And I
time.
think with this many ults, if they want to
The thing
fight
is, Team
site,
Liquid have got
that's
a
fine.
hell of a lot of players on this A site. This is exactly what they want. Move into them. Viper's Pit here for Nats. And the orbital strike to try and find some
Oh,
remedies there,
that
so it doesn't
was-
affect anyone, but the showstopper instead
I saw
from Camo
nothing,
does a
but
lot.
kind of
Enzo
knew
on
with the
that closer
ult that they
angle
have
could
to be
done quite
pushing
a
back
bit,
into
but
this
now out of the
area. So
equation,
ulted
they
here,
find themselves on top.
and then
Viper's
on
Pit to
top the
take up
ult
a lot of
yawns.
space outside of Lamps, moving into the CT side, and Kiko looks to push past it. Oh, he's very
the
eager to
Viper,
get pushing here.
the
Starks
Viper ult is
nicely done to
really
deal
strong
with,
as well, but there is
Team
still
Liquid
no
trading
plant.
equally. At the
Oh
bottom
man,
end,
this
though,
is
as it's a
insane.
2v3,
Okay,
only now
Yampy on the
spike
flank
goes
doesn't
down.
want to pop his Seekers, does take down the brim.
Viper's Pit's
Oh, that's my
not
bad.
even overlapping with one another.
Seekers out from Yampy.
Oh,
trying to deal with
no.
two, but Grupinho's on the
Oh, he's
case,
going to
and
watch that
that's
one back.
left to do it alone. Known for his sentinel tech, but now on the Viper, he's going to face a Viper on the opposing side, and that Viper's got a shorty.
Yeah, I'll take the
with
blame
his
for that.
name on it as well.
Lost bonus.
Koi, they used
Reset
everything
on
around,
this.
but they got it locked in nevertheless.
They may have used everything that round, but they also forced 2 ultimates out of Team Liquid. Ones that would have been difference makers as the series goes on. Now,
That double ult run was
orbital
really cool from
strike
them over
to
towards
work
Showers
with
though.
here, and
That was
a timeout
nice.
to be called by TL on this eco round.
I think the timeout here
I
makes a
think
lot of sense. They can
looking
force
at that
into
insight as
this
well there,
and
There were smokes, like I think
make sure
every
that
single
they
brimstone
can try and
smoke
stay in
went
the
down
game.
on top of the Viper's Pit.
It's like they can't shoot back if they can't see.
No, it really was a round that was more about who was going to survive and do better in those scrappy fights, in the chaos in the midst of things. It was not calculated, which is the environment that Team Liquid tends to thrive in much more.
Yeah, but in this circumstance, Koi had a lot more AoE damage available, right?
Oh, yeah.
Orbital strike, showstopper. They didn't really need to see anyone to shoot.
No.
So those early advantages did pay
And too much
dividends
there.
in the end. Team Liquid, they lost a few, right? Whether the previous one was the one that they shouldn't have lost, you know, so much was spent their direction, fair enough. Not much they could have done. But there are discussions to be had, right? Why are they losing so many buy rounds? Why aren't they being able to gain the advantages? They had some pretty good retakes we saw from Icebox, but
Can they even force a buy here?
Trying to replicate that on
no,
this
going
bind
for a
map.
low buy.
We also
Maybe got
haven't
some
seen
kind of
as much,
idea
like,
into this one.
I think we've seen a little bit of pressure from Shados. Again, very standard.
Very
toxic
far
screen
away
over
from a
towards
lot of
that A
ults.
site. But Koi haven't really needed
That's
to
why I
play
would have been
too
tempted
much
to
with
buy
that
up on
kind of
this one.
conditioning.
You can really
With,
make a
again,
good
the
comeback
explosive
for it.
entries that you've mentioned before.
But Koi on this one,
Into this
wanting
next
to
round,
try and get
though,
their ults online.
Liquid,
Money's already...
full.
Actually, money's a little bit low on a
As
few.
much as you can do. Could see
It's a nice
a
tether.
change in the tide here.
Flash goes out
If Kiko
towards
can
long,
maybe
hits no
manage
one.
to get that
Rotates
showstopper
coming in
online.
heavy, but don't think
like
these
Team
two
Liquid
are going to be able to stall. And yeah, they've
Grupinho
watched
instantly.
they've
I don't
watched
think
a
he
lot
even
of
saw
Nats, to be
anybody.
fair, because
It was
Nats
just his
likes
intuition.
that
They
move.
played that spot before on eco rounds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just gotta spray it.
better safe than sorry. But this time it's Team Liquid to be sorry. Oh, doesn't do good against full armor, especially when the bullet goes through a wall. And with the money Koi have, they'll be on full armor every single round. Yampy trying to find
Gabino
consolidation
won away,
kills.
right, from his ult
Prize or
after
two,
this?
Stark so low could be a
I'm gonna
pickup,
take
but
that
no, with
as
the
a
prowler
win.
sent in his direction, it's nothing to be found.
Yeah.
But this round, this is probably
4
the
people
round that the
surviving as
tech pause
well.
was for, right? The
2
tacticals
armory
was
buys from
for.
those 4.
Let's see what's put into place here
Money's
for Team Liquid,
great.
because they've been struggling on this defense.
I mean, no, they know that they're cycling up to that showstopper here for Kiko. Then you've got the orbital strike that Mystic's been holding on to for a couple rounds now. Looks like the answer that they're looking towards is going to be that operator. You do get the trade-off of pulling out the showstopper, the raised rocket, if things do go awry.
Op comes out.
But for Koi, I think what they're doing really
Rubino
well
again,
is
one
they are
orb away, so you would
overwhelming Team
imagine
Liquid with the amount of
heavy
information they
fight
can garner
for
with
one of
their double
these.
initiator composition.
Yeah, something to highlight as well. You might have a high-flying performance on one map here, Kiko.
Up on
but
top of
it's another
truck.
to be able to replicate
They
it
have been
across,
just
so it might
running
go
out
through
through
his head. It's
shore.
like, it's expected of me now, perhaps. But no, gotta roll it back to roll. Gain space, gain picks now, and now he's on the operator, but you can see Koi show their presence early towards Lamps, and now definitely put their forces together to go for an A hit.
And they're happy to do that because, again, they have those prowlers that they get to work off of. This top truck angle.
Yeah,
It'd be
Kiko needs a
tricky.
pick here.
They got nothing really to push him
Team
off.
Liquid haven't been getting enough advantages
Like a
early on.
fade eye, but can't really do a good one from there. Skydog clears all of long.
Such a
They can
good
keep
wall
this
though,
3-person
tonight,
stack
that
over
line of
towards
sight.
A.
Just
Wall's
walk up
good.
close.
But I feel like when this goes down, and Nats is going to get info.
He's there, but he's all by himself. He spots them, Snakebite coming through. So what does Kiko do? He stays on top of the truck in case the wall does go down, but still, it's going to be a trade of the skies with
Kiko.
coming in up front and face and
Yeah,
face
and I
center.
really thought that other guy would have popped there as well. Wingman goes in.
Finally ahead. Shadow, notified position.
Lovely from Nats, where they were heavy focused over towards site. Okay, in the round that Liquid really needed to win, they managed to do it. Four people surviving as well, so nice for the recon.
Snakebite as well that bought Nats that time to regroup.
Yeah, Ryan. I think that's what they need. Less Brimmy.
Separated from the play without Kiko to really help him out. But
Too much Brimstone in this comp.
That's the kind of momentous play that you need if you're Team Liquid to get back into this first half.
You definitely need it. And it's Nats you kind of want in that position to actually start fragging, right? Because we talked about Kiko. He needed the follow-up from other teammates to, you know, step up. And it feels like when the rest of them start to feel confident, get those multiple kills.
Damn, this is interesting. So they do, yeah, they do the smoke, but they actually have the op here, so they decide to put a little gap in it. And it looks like
we know Kiko
Koi is too aware of that. I think maybe if you want to do this, it needs to be more slight
he's
than
got
this.
to get out of jail free card, right? You can just move into the op, but instead
Because they looked at that smoke and they wanted none of it.
Even further into that long side, which
Abort. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome into Slug Ops. A big kill from Enzo. Rotates in to help his teammate as well. Thanks for the tier 1, bro. Thank you.
They're into that lamps area, so they need to be careful. Nats isn't really wary of it. Flash comes through. He's killed out, and the full A-side control is theirs. Enzo hasn't been dealt with.
Still no plant, and it's still going to be hard for them to plant as well, because they still have the Brimstone Molly to delay.
Do they continue to push the issue, though, with the spike all the way
They
back
could definitely
towards
take back a
A
site, but I think they would have to use Grabino's ult.
They don't have any smokes to deal with this, though. Grabinho, no smokes available for him. Shadows, he's used his Poison Cloud.
Just Kiko hiding.
Yeah, let's see what the plan is here.
But now,
Well, Liquid have their own plan. They smoke this off and they take close control.
In lamps right now.
They've got no clue, but the question is, do they even try and challenge it? Yampy feels the need to go for something aggressive himself, but it might.
Oh, what a weird situation this is. 20 seconds.
Visible from the bottom side of that smoke, or is it? In he
That's
goes,
Spike.
Spray down in. The lamps players do move out. They do find a kill, but it's Enzo to stop them in their tracks. 15 seconds of time is so much pressure on Koi, but it's Shados left alone on the hot
This
seat.
is a really nice round from
Spike
them.
is just too far away. He can pick it up. He can go to the other side of the map.
No
but
time
it's
for
not
that
gonna
one.
be enough.
Damn, that was a really,
Team
really cool
Liquid will
play.
be
So
squaring up for
smoke,
that win
smoke.
again.
Once they're over
Finally
towards lamps,
being able
and
to
then just
chain a
pushed
couple of
aggro.
rounds
Yampy just
together.
hiding in the smoke, always a good
3 to
spot over
6.
towards there.
And in their attempt to close
And then
up this gap
a
against
little bit fortunate was the spike,
What
but
an incredible read coming out from Enzo.
it was cool as well. Smoke, and then
knowing that they did have so much
Gecko
concern
flash.
about that lamp's control, no information to work with, and then also trusting Yampy to push up in that situation.
Yeah, that was a nice
It's
mid-round
kinda
call.
Unlucky there for Koi that the one player.
I was too
gets
busy
stuck
focusing on
with
like
one
what
with
Koi
that
should be
spike as
calling,
well, but
and
they
then
were completely
Liquid went and called
swarmed,
their
fish in
own
a barrel.
little strat.
3
It's pretty
rounds
cool.
left into this half. Seekers. available here for
Seekers.
start, so again.
Wait, is
done
money
really
low for
well
everyone?
With the initiator information here.
Yeah, some smoke
They
sort of
put the,
alluding to the idea
so
that
they're doing the
Kiko's
smoke now on
also nearby,
purpose
so
to
he's
create
gotta
the
be
pressure like
quick of an
he's here.
operator.
That's kind of sick
But
as
this
well.
time Kiko's
Fair
all the way
play.
to the other side of the map.
Just that conditioning.
So they do the same smoke even though the op isn't
No
here.
operator hiding out.
There's also an attacker-sided smoke that was used there to guarantee that octagon control.
But it's Yampy with first blood. Actually, with the push coming out from the B side, it's fairly dry. Still traded out. The Seekers come in as a follow-up. Nats on the back
And
line,
they have
causing
to
a
deal
lot
with
of
Mystic
trouble. Now
somehow.
hookah control, which is really
Ooh, that
important
flash!
if you want to take over this attack. Mystic, calm, 3 points of health.
Yeah, 3.
No issue at all. Definitely not shaking where he stands.
But this makes a lot of sense that even the TP plays pretty good here because Nats took the TP, managed to get a kill. So they do get out towards the site. 2v4.
No smoke still,
Money's
and
low for whoever
aside
loses this.
from that short toxic screen, nice nade to push off the angle of the plant there towards truck. Kiko has all the vision that he could ask for here.
Yeah, he's delayed it quite a bit. His teammates are here to help. Spike tapped. Ooh, TP but potential. Kiko goes for a swing. Grabinho.
It would have been a good call if we look at the minimap.
25 seconds. There's a necessity here for Shados to get a pick. I feel that's the plan here for Koi.
Lovely
But Kiko's
shot.
going to hold that angle all
What a
day.
shot.
Grabinho peeks it
Guy
and
doesn't
gets
miss with an
whack-a-mole
op,
in the
apparently.
face.
What an angle. Still, again, the angle here is the toxic screen towards short. Playing in front of it. Shadows can pop it and run
Mystic,
back afterwards.
3 HP. Does
Mystic
find
was
out
the
where
lone
he
player.
is so these guys can play the
He was
1v2.
one, you know, in charge to figure out where Shados is. For now,
that's cheeky, man. That's cheeky.
For his teammate to come in for the kill. And that's
The
Team Liquid on the board again, 4-6, with 2 between the 2 teams.
Clean coordination there into the retake here for Team Liquid. Looking into the next round now. I mean, man, okay. This was an insane round, I'm not gonna lie. Like, looking at these replays, okay, thank you, Prod, for the little pause there, the little peep of the brimstone head over the truck.
And the zoom in.
Yeah, that was king.
All the money.
But timeout now here. Koi, they started off hot on the attack. Now, Team Liquid, again, I said, they just need a little bit of time to get those reads, warm up and adjust to the gameplay. You cannot deny the fact that Enzo has done very well with his adaptations. We saw it on Icebox now.
It's in production.
Of course, Icebox is a little
Not
bit
the
that was all Kiko,
streamer.
not gonna lie. Enzo, I'm sure, incredible calling there as well, but it's hard to lose a game when your Jet's going that hard. But now we're looking at Koi. What can they do to change things up? They were winning on that information game into the early rounds, but they haven't actually done those same kind of plays. They've shifted away from it. It hasn't been working out.
I feel the fact that Kiko's been allowed to sort of move in forwards, take aggressive positioning, has put Koi in a difficult spot where they need to use utility early, and by the time they need to go for site execute,
the replay zoom tech, yeah, I like it. It's
and
nice.
by that time, you know, that they've used all that utility, they've given away the information.
Nature
so,
special.
You know, there's plenty of
Makes
defenders
sense.
to take that on.
And I think a big part there is
surprised they managed to get a buy here.
Sky and the fade pick here
they miss any util?
You get to
No,
make
it's
up
not
for a
bad.
couple of those nerfs that
just
Sky
light armors.
did experience in the most recent patches. But you're also seeing often the Trailblazer and one Prowler being used simultaneously.
Raise one
same
away
time
from
around,
a
so it's
Raise
gonna be
ult,
staggered.
so we're going to have to keep an eye on that for sure. Heavy over towards Long, might be the easiest orb. Yampy's got to get out of there, 34 HP. He sticks.
Got the Seekers, you got to back up.
Some would say he would vacate, but...
Yeah, I mean, even this guy thought he was going to leave.
To
Shout out to Mystic getting a kill there through the smoke, 46 HP on the spam
The
back.
spray coming out from Mystic too to just continue to clean up.
I liked it though. Wall went up
Back over
and
3
carried on
players
spamming.
in hand,
And they were just expecting the
Kiko,
spammer
the
to be
operator,
Yampy that was
to guard
close.
A.
So the bait was
Alliance
really good.
lonesome.
So Koi want to bait the idea that they've rotated. They're no longer in the B side, but Team Liquid aren't buying it.
No,
They're
they
too
never
smart
do.
for that. Open book, and Enzo will slap that book in their face. 3 kills for the lead up,
Yeah,
and
solid.
that's 5 rounds for Team Liquid.
I feel like Enzo's in their heads right now. They continue to go for those strats where they do cut that noise. But again, you can't really do that when you also don't have a man over on the other side of the map, where you don't have a read on what's going on the other site.
Yeah.
It's a
This was a nice round, to be honest. They all
And I
played.
think Team Liquid
They
are
played off
wise
each
to
other
that
very well.
too. The fact that when they are going for those plays, they don't have that kind of lurking presence.
And the ultimate cycling game from Team Liquid is obscene. It's pretty impressive right now with a push aggressing here from Team
Lovely
Liquid.
shot.
Gets a kill. Still, it is
Goes
a
out
trade.
again,
His
someone
powers
got
gonna
hit.
do a good job of it.
Damn, I love the TP
Really?
on this one as well. They really are a unit at the moment from
And,
Liquid. It's nice team play.
Liquid don't want to hold back. They want to push even further, and Shadow's going to
Oh
try and
boy,
punish
keep
that.
an eye on
He
Nats
knows
while this
that
has all
team
been
all
going
too
on.
well,
Nats
but
decides to push,
buys the time
and
to go all the way behind. Oh,
yeah.
sneaky man. How sneaky are you? It's 2v2.
Nats is all.
and it's
Nats
anyone's
is,
game at this point.
loves the spray.
Not expecting that push with such aggressive play.
Kiko
towards
hears
Sky.
both.
Look at this angle that Kiko is opting to take.
Oh, it's the best position he could take, but he's so low, so he can't feel too
Ooh,
comfortable to hold
Satchel
that
pretty much
position for
saves him to
another
get out
time.
there.
And Nats has gone all the way around here, taking his sweet time from spawn.
This duel at elbow
Kiko's
is
definitely
probably
gonna win
everything. Shados
Big fight
Nats,
to work with, as well as that Viper's Pit into this retake. Playing
kind of
split
sick.
here for Koi
The old
as
Gambit
Machina's
brothers.
The one with more health playing over towards elbow, jiggling.
Well,
Oh,
got
man,
information
I wanted
where
it.
Nats is.
Shados plays it how he should though.
And
That's a-
Kiko gets spammed. That's exactly what Koi needed. But Nats needs to do Nats things. That's all that remains. It's the last round, so we can expend the Viper's Pit, no problem at all.
Yeah, the pit that we talked about.
Yeah,
but
and Shados did
not
so
covering
good.
the
Creates the
ground
pressure he's over
necessary.
towards
Now
elbow.
dropped.
Nats has to at least try and bait him out if he is close. Yeah, reposition was good, and even the bait, lovely from Shados here.
7-5 Koi lead the half the same way they did on Icebox, but they're in for a task here. They need to close this out to take us to a decider split.
I do think for Koi, though, it was important to win that last round before we swap sides, to shift that momentum back into their favor, to grab that back after 4 rounds in a row coming out from Team Liquid. However, now looking at these compositions, again, running both double controller and double initiator for both of these teams, but very different kits when you're comparing the Gecko to the Fade, the options that you have to make.
And I want to jump in on something that Analyst Desk brought up, right? It seems that Koi on this composition that they have might be a little bit stronger on this attack side. Now on the defense, maybe that attacking utility will be used more on the retake side perhaps, but for now it's a pistol round, and Koi have won 2 out of the last 3 pistols in this series.
4 people towards B.
Team Liquid are
a nice
nice
bait. Do they... Oh, man.
out here. Shadows hasn't shown his ground. It's one to stick around. Shadows doing a lot of damage, but it's still being treated out. They're struggling to kill off Grubinho, but Starkso is still on site to defend together with Camo. Koi
nicely done from Koi.
Team Liquid to enter that B site.
The bait was everything. Not expecting Shadows there. Maybe they had the players over towards long as well. Not entirely sure.
Backstab. Unsure if anyone's pushed up behind them. They're forced to re-clear through market. Find a little bit more of that information. Opting for long in this push. Shadow poised and ready. Great positioning. If they do show that long presence and then opt to TP back towards that A site, wouldn't expect someone to be far forward over towards Shower's side. Well up here.
I mean, sort of a backup plan for Team Liquid to go into the TP if they don't end up committing here, but Kiko, he's made his way onto the box. Oh, he's gone all the way.
Oh, I was going to say it was nice with the wall.
The shots. Still traded by Nats.
16 HP and he knows where he is. Here's the TP.
Back to 1-on-1. He heard where Shadow's coming from, right? It's the TP. Nats' position also telegraphed, but who will find who first? That is the question. Oh, is able to walk away here, Nats. He spots out Shadow, but both know where each other is. Looks behind.
Wait, how many bullets did he have? Was that his last one? I wasn't keeping on top of it.
Koi win the 3rd pistol of this series.
1 bullet?
Ooh.
A 0. That was his last bullet?
Oh,
man. I didn't chat. Didn't even look down there.
Same can't be said for Team Liquid, though.
No, looking a little bit tense, but again, it's the same kind of half that we saw in that first map. Koi, you mentioned how important it was to earn that pistol for themselves. And again, very similar buy that we saw from Team Liquid previously.
Double pistol for Koi. And they go for it again.
To help these pistols do a little bit more damage, or to help
not sure it's going to work out too well. I feel like after the first time it happened, Koi kind of know
Shadow's performance
what to expect.
Got overshadowed from Kiko. He still was so important and vital for Koi to have such a tremendous lead at the start and be able to keep up with Team Liquid throughout the entire series. So it's good to see him back on his feet here with a clutch.
Scale up. Just priority being put towards that Thrash there for Enzo as well. You can see him holding that spike too, just in case they do manage to find that plant. Just ready, already the Molly looking to deny Hookah off the gate, fall back, got the heal abound.
Heal out, smoke out, Prowler locks onto 1.
Finds really great information here for Shadow though. Calls that rotation here from Camo as well on Koi.
He still has his paint shells available as well. Throwing it in the Shower's direction could do so much, but instead it's a Bulldog to rip Nat's head to shreds.
That was lovely.
Shadow's closed up the gap here. Oh, he could be so surprising. The paint shield's keeping
That's good. And he was close enough to hear 2 footsteps here.
Short, but can he do it in time? There's another cross line covered, and it's all Shadow. Shadow. Every single defender of this A site has done their work. It's an Andalucia flawless.
Good reposition from Shadow here as well.
9-5, and they
it's a
succeed.
very clean round from them.
4 rounds of difference. Pressure is all onto Team Liquid if they want to close it out in a 2-0. But for now, Bind, Koi's map pick, is looking to be heading the right direction.
Doma, hello. How you doing, mate?
Outlaw was picked up here by Koi as well. Camo grabbing that out of the hands of Team Liquid. You've got 2 players on this team that are going to be playing with those light shields, looking towards Nats, looking towards Yampi. And I think that's interesting because there's also synergy between the Outlaw and a Viper pick on either team too. The toxic screen, just the decay that gets applied there. What a wall bang!
25.
Grubinho gets out of there.
Oh my.
Camo doesn't though.
Yeah.
And just like that, Team Liquid
Yampi
have
had
the
light
advantage. It's a
armor as
matter
well,
of
so
what
if
they were
he
able
hit
to do
that
with it.
shot,
You can see Koi, you
would
can
have been
see
a pop.
Shados all the way towards spawn, trying to
gonna get
scramble his way
pinched.
here to try and get himself onto the site to assist. But
Jonas
Kiko
as
isn't
well.
gonna
Hello, mate.
waste any time. He moves in quickly, and they try to isolate these players one by one. And Crabinho's body does
Blank?
make it towards the
Maybe.
outside of the TP, but his
Wait, he
spirit
had
doesn't.
him.
But a trade
Oh.
back coming through.
What the?
It's still Team Liquid all the way, spike planted, and they're just going to play this back. Not give Shados an inch. Not a chance, not opportunity, not a kill, not a gun.
There's no way he thinks that all 4 players are going to be towards Octagon, towards Long.
I mean, even if he thinks it, you know, what can you do with
No,
it?
I mean nothing. I mean, you expecting to try and maybe find some sort of pick here. Finds a bit more space. It's all about just kind of racking up as many orbs, trying to do some damage as possible. Somehow escaping from the spray, but just looking to deny
so
these
funny.
orbs in full here. Team Liquid, no one looking to stick around. A solid win here for the Liquid side. And a very, very clean hit towards B. They did really well to isolate the players over in Garden. Just swarm around them, deny them any point of exit.
Is that the Sova dude? It is. It is the Sova main. The
It's definitely
original.
around that Team Liquid needed. Obviously, it's the buy round, but now I think this is where the real meat and potatoes of this series is going to come to, right?
Money.
Of this map as well. It's a buy round across the board.
Money
Orbs
is
are
low.
going to be battled for. They need those ultimates. They've been so impactful. You can already see Koi demanding respect towards B-Long.
More aggressive
Spot
push that time
3
around.
at
Early
Long with the
seekers
dog.
coming through here. Find that information again. It's been those fast-paced pinches, but now the walk up towards Lamps.
Damn. How
Nats
an
gets
off
a pick, and
does
that's
he
a
do
very
that?
much necessary pick for Team Liquid. They were trailing behind, but Nats single-handedly gives
Big
the ace
swing
to his
round and
team.
he does that.
Clean plants here for Team Liquid. Everyone looking to play
This is
offsite
straight up solo
aside
play. It
from
really is.
Yampi maintaining that Lamps control. Boy, just looking to walk right up here. U-Haul free for the taking. Might not expect someone to be close on the left. Again, just waiting for everyone else to try and catch up to the play. Waiting for Starzo.
Realistically, you're only looking at the guiding light here from Starkso, but
Still don't
Rubinho
think
is
they
able to get a
can-
pick off of Yampi.
We got
But they've
Nats
spent so
with
much
another
time to get
molly.
all players close by.
So,
They're really
just
running
looks
out
like
of it.
damage at the
And
moment.
Mystic can play around
What
as
a
much
round
as
from
he
Nats.
wants.
He gets 2 at the
Does
end.
deny
Molly
the ace
smoke
of
on the
Nats,
spike
but it's a
itself to secure that.
tremendous round from Nats. Absolutely impeccable. That's exactly what Team Liquid needed to get back into this game.
This is the Nats that we remember
Oh, yeah.
too, right?
Oh.
The Nats that we were hoping to see come to light on this Team Liquid roster with the new additions. And the fact that, again, I think Lothar was talking about it on the desk. There were some questions of, okay, how is he going to do without Redgar? But Nats is a player where you can just trust him on his own. Plays his role so well.
Yeah, even though he's
All
under new
person
leadership,
walk
doesn't
for
seem to
sure.
faze him at all.
Oh.
Nats
Does
had a
his
good
own
round.
finds the
Does
opening
he
team
expect
to
this? I mean, with the
give it down.
smoke,
Here he is, faced up against a lot of pistols. There's a snake bite, so nobody goes too far forward. Keep him guessing for a little longer, but he might have been
He's
seized in
delayed
place.
very
Nobody
well.
to get out, and now he might have
yeah, and they can just
reinforcements
walk
if
over
they
towards
care
the
to
B
join,
site.
but
An
at least
extra
doing his buying
smoke
time for his team to
just
go to
towards
the B
hookah
site.
here as well.
They
I
know
like this.
exactly where Koi is
Extra
pushing
smoke
through.
just to make sure they
B
can't
site
get shot on
open.
the side,
That's
and
where
a
they will
flash
get
as
the
well
ball.
to check if
Just
there's
hold it
anyone
till
here.
the
But I
end.
think
This
Brim managed
wraparound,
to
though,
dodge the
could be big.
flash.
But you can even see Nats
Nats
turning
is
around,
so aware.
expecting someone to maybe go through cave here. Starkso, just a frenzy in hand.
Nats reads it though.
Yeah.
So being aware of it, you know, it might distract him for a little bit, but the main meal here for Koi is to move towards this B site. And you can't have everybody distracting the back line because there's
It's a
two
nice
players
smoke from
of
Koi
this
to
Team
get out of the
Liquid
choke
side
point.
in elbow.
They're going to create a lot of pressure. This
On the spike, Koi have been given space.
Mollies must
And
be coming in.
might be able to turn it to success. 2 kills for Shadow. Nats interrupts the defuse.
Lovely molly, by the
Shadow
way.
pushes through snake
And the
bite, but
Brim
doesn't
molly comes
care.
down
So
to
is there
secure
more?
it.
This might be Koi round, and it's got their name written all over
Yeah,
it.
and the mollies were just too much on the spike. Started with Viper molly, Brim molly, Gecko molly.
A lot of damage in the meantime.
Tell you what
Red
though,
Bull clutch coming in here for Team Liquid.
kinda take
But
that.
Stinger, I'm not gonna lie, that is what I like to see.
The
They've
crosshair.
been in the game.
Bro,
But not to take
Shadow,
away
for like
from what happened
the
there.
whole
A
3
big
years of
opportunity
Valorant has
there
always
for
had the
Koi
most
too.
mad
Seeing that snake bite
crosshairs.
over towards elbow allowed them to deny that long range angle,
Look at
knowing
it.
that they were on those weaker weapons to funnel in towards site. It's just with how aggressively they had initially pushed through A, the timing that Team Liquid found with that plant, they just couldn't catch up in time. It was ticking down too quickly, but damage was done at the very least to some of that economy.
Shadow's playing this match as if he's got something to prove. Playing against 3 former teammates, players, you know, he spent the entire of last year trying to move to VCT together.
He got
but now
popped.
he
Oh man, they
alone.
both
He's
got
Yampy with
popped.
Team Liquid poised to get a victory here on this round.
Yampy.
As Koi just like that, lose 2 players in the TP.
Right here.
Not even that, denying that showstopper coming out from Camo that could have completely shifted the story, the narrative of this round here. Now just slowing things down. Again, Koi, they had been nifty, pushing out previously. Team Liquid, neither of these squads do have that flank watch capability within the kits of these agents. They're still expecting someone finding a timing, biding their time. Koi, though, this is a great read coming out from them. They do stack 3 over towards A, anticipating this.
It's nice though. Just
I mean, it's the only way.
straight
It's
up
the only way
cut a
Koi
sound,
ever stand a chance
question
for
mark,
VCT
see if
because
anyone's
they can
pushing,
spot
because in
every
a
single
3
one
on
of them.
5, a lot of the time they're gonna push
One
you
to
and
the
try and
left,
make a
slow
play.
on, 2
And
to
yeah,
the left,
all
1 to the
Seekers
right.
go over
That's
towards
the call
here.
for Team Liquid.
Yampy is
Enzo
giving it.
shouts to his
30
team
seconds
B
left.
side is where we're going to
Yampy
be
is
hitting.
actually
They move to the
giving
TP
it.
to deny that area as well, while Nats is kept behind to try and fend off the rest, trying to deny.
Damn, dude, that's so
It's a
nice.
triple for Nats. And
That
Andalusia
was so
flawless
nice. The
from
most perfect
the
lineup.
king of EMEA.
The Lurks are most certainly
This
back.
is what we need. He's like calm, cool, collected.
Even on one of the
up there
harder
too,
maps, the Lurk
unfazed
on.
by those picks coming in. But these are the timings we expected from him. Once known to be the best lurker, the best sentinel within the Valorant.
Look at that.
The stars
It was
aligned for
gifted to
on
him.
that one. It couldn't have been more poetic than that. Just press mouse 1, he didn't even have to move the mouse in any direction.
You love the coach cam. It's just like, oh,
Yeah,
it's Nats. What do you
Nats
expect?
things. That's my boy.
No big deal. Oh, it's getting dicey here. Koi need
Grabino one
some
away from
sort
his
of
ult.
momentum
Shadow has his ult. We get a judge
after this tie-up
in
here from Team
Lamps.
Liquid. They do have the Fade ultimate from the shadows to work
A
with.
4-person stack towards B.
Yeah, the momentum you speak of, this is the, you know, about the time where Team Liquid started to put Kiko aggressive, but Camo can't quite find the comfort to do the same. Guiding Light goes off behind him. Kiko is able to win out on that
It's a
trade.
nice trade
was
in
there
the
to
end.
assist, so the trade does come through. But Team Liquid, what do they gain from that? Not much space.
This Brimble
That's clear.
can
But it seems
definitely...
like Koi being aggressive here might give Mystic
Yeah,
a game.
this guy needs to be-
Shadow so close to this. Orbital strike goes in this direction. Mystic is there to read it, and Team Liquid are ahead. Guiding Light here for Stark, so he's trying to push it. But Mystic, it's
Why would-
quick
why
enough
would
to
you not
turn
save the
around.
Brimble
Flash
for
is
when
so
they tried to
effective, man.
re-exec
It's
with
a
the fish
2-4,
here?
and Team Liquid on a highway to success, especially when Nats is here up against Shados. A Viper v Viper, but Shados isn't all too aware. He's got no idea. He's fending off against players that are so close to him. Snake by 2 is speed, and it's a spray down preemptive, but it's Yampy to clean. Grabinho alone.
Dude,
and
it's
Team
so
Liquid
it's so similar
poised
to the
give
first map,
themselves a lead.
where
So similar
the
to
attack is
Icebox,
just outrageous.
repeating history in one singular series.
I feel like
Damn,
when you
everyone's
even
here.
just
Jenna,
look at the
Soulcast.
Viper head-to-head between Nats and Shadows
Hello,
right now.
hello.
We saw the player cam right there. Nats smiling. It's just like, yeah, I knew. He's got him
Self-sabotage,
read like a
yeah, pretty
book
much.
in those situations.
That's one of those instant regret
Knowing
moments.
there's really no other option there. But now,
He even got like the sound cue of the
into
fish, so it
next
should be
round,
like
you've got to
relatively
consider
fast in his mind, in my
what
opinion.
Koi have to work with. Money, not looking so
You're
great.
as well. Of course you're here.
Might see some sort of force up, but I would also like to see Koi maybe.
Damn, man, they take him down.
Okay, well now no hero
Insult
rifle,
to
but
injury.
I'd like to see them be conservative, I think, into this round, because the risk of forcing up in this situation could cost you the rest of the series.
Of course, man. Thank you. Good to see you.
Team Liquid definitely have the crowd behind them. McCoy, that's a benefit that they won't have in their own heads perhaps right now. It's a 5-round consecutive streak here for the Team Liquid side. And just like the previous map, no rounds have gone to Koi post the pistol and the follow-up to it.
Yeah, we got to
So now
remember,
3
they won
ultimates,
double
Team
pistol.
Liquid really strong on this one, and the advantage.
And they go
the
aggro
lead
short
only
again.
looking to increase here. Look at Koi though, so far aggressing into short. Shadow thinks better of it, backs off. Enough of that. There's so much presence here for Team Liquid.
Yeah, they had a lot. Honestly, kind of lucky to be alive there, in my
I think
opinion.
the idea too was maybe to try and force Team Liquid off that rotate and into the waiting hands.
That's still good to insta pop the
Rubino
wall up as well.
and Camo in towards
22
Yuka,
to
but
11 for
Team
Nats
Liquid,
as well.
They stick around for now. Not going to run away from the attempted conditioning off the back of some previous eco rounds we had seen where Koi had gotten hyper aggressive towards A short. Trailblazer
Yeah,
expended there.
looks
too.
like. Didn't fully see it,
No
but it
rotations
looks like the
everywhere on
dog
Koi.
only saw
Just
one or
taking their
none.
guns to their current positions.
And that's the hurtful thing for Koi, right? Not aggressing. They've got no idea where this push is coming from. It's coming in really
Yeah, Shadow low
aggressively,
HP takes a
explosively.
couple of ticks from the ult.
And it was a
Dark
big
so
surprise
close.
for Koi, which allows Team Liquid to get 2 clean picks. And Koi trying to spread around the map here, individually trying to find any inch of success. Mystic on the back end. Nats finally drops to a one-on-one.
Smoke's down.
But Team Liquid have got this all under lock and key. And that's
selfish
got
smoke.
something extra to say about it, but Shadow's got to do a lot of the heavy lifting. As
Like,
he's
there
gone all
is-
the way
it's a little
around.
bit- this
They
is a little
realise
bit-
Snakebite could do so much,
Okay,
but
it's
they
all
close
good.
the distance up against them, and the Phantom will have it. Camo, he's not only playing against 3, but he's playing against the time. The little bro isn't helping either.
Yeah,
And
it's enough.
Yampy, he's got his sights on Camo's
No,
head.
it
Team
was
Liquid
though.
on 11. Drew only
when I saw
left to close out
double
this series in a
double
2-0
Viper
fashion.
Molly and all
I
3
do
of
think
them
that we are seeing
in the
a
same
difference
in the same
IGL
spot.
in here as well. We cannot forget Enzo has experience not only as an IGL but also under one of the best IGLs within Valorant right now, under the reign of Boaster during his time on Fnatic. Meanwhile, for Stark, so this is his IGL debut, a completely different look as far as that level of experience that you have, and I do think we see that difference in depth within the calling, the ability to adapt and think on the fly right now as Stark so looks to continue to develop that experience.
It's a good comparison to make, right? We're talking about rookies on both sides of the spectrum, and it feels like Koi has more of them, right? And you know, it's not like Koi doesn't lack the experience, right? Stark, so Shados, both have won World Championships before. They've gotten themselves on Masters and Champions trophies. Well, on the other hand, Team Liquid have got Nats. You know, you've got that perspective to look at. But it feels like Team Liquid look a little bit more organized, more like a unit. Their plays, you know, a little bit more solid. While Koi on this defense haven't quite been able to put those pieces together, which is starting to shake them a little bit. No doubt, this is why the timeout has come in. Maybe some words of wisdom.
Maybe they're just going to go
came out here
aggro
from Barber.
somewhere else other than short. Not
Very
entirely
much
sure.
needed words of wisdom.
Quite a much more newly formed team as well in that
for
kind
sure,
of sense too.
for
Like
sure.
all the different
Gotta
moving
imagine
pieces
Liquid
that
are gonna
have to
do a
come together
default
here
for, like, the
Koi
first 30
versus
seconds
Peter
here.
taking the Apex core for Team Liquid. Then Yampy and Nats have been playing together the past couple of years too.
It's a much easier setup to lay out here from Team Liquid.
Flash over towards long, hits, sorry, flash over
See that
towards
nice
showers.
synergy, this walkout
And yeah,
here
we
for
said they would go
Kimo.
aggro.
This is what Koi's been missing, a little
And
bit more aggression, but
that's
this
a
time
lovely
it's
shot,
it
though.
doesn't even matter.
Oh.
Showstopper off the back of
Oh,
it. He
nice movement
tries
from
to
Camo
bounce
to get
back,
out of
and he might
that.
be trapped in here. Guiding light after guiding light, but it's Nats' bullets to
Nats
save
from
Kiko's
long,
day.
yeah.
Nats just saved this
Shout
round
out to
from
Liquid, they
getting
definitely did the right
way
thing,
out of
just doing
hand,
a
so
slow
we're back
default.
to even footing.
I'm just waiting
Look
for
to
aggro.
regress now towards
Three
B1
pass and
instead.
re-aggro, and we
Yampy
got
looking to find some information.
Saw
Only
two.
sees one.
I think he spotted out a second
Nice,
one as
other
well,
two.
so he's given out the call to his team to wrap around, and he gives up the space, knowing that he's on the weakest point here. Takes an open fight. That's a one-on-one 3v3 though.
But they only saw two, yeah, so they had no idea Shados was here.
And Koi are trailing
Spike
behind.
down, and they have Fatal.
Denied that spike plant. Spike outside of the pit too.
That's picked it up.
Last player standing.
And Keiko wins the fight, leaving Shadow alone. He's taking so much damage from the snake bite, and it's another second snake bite.
Oh,
to
man,
be thrown
poor
at his
dude.
feet. A triple for Nats, and that's Team Liquid on 12 rounds.
This attack
Match
off
point
is,
for the Blue Stallions.
Yeah, outrageous.
So clean there. The idea was there from Koi as well, but Team Liquid so prepared for that push out, covering every single base possible.
25.
In that calling, within that positioning.
First map, Kiko 37.
Now on this last round
Nats,
here for
25.
Koi, they need 3 to try and take it to overtime. Again, that Nightfall, Shadow's been holding on to that for what feels like a decade at this point. Not that Koi have even really had the
Okay,
opportunity to
3
use
chances
it
to
as a team.
close this one out. And they
Defensively
try,
as well. Team Liquid want
they
to
try and
explore it,
use
though.
everything
They
onto
can't find that
Shadus. I'm
flash.
so
Koi
worried,
does
man.
that.
They're all so low
Rather spot them,
HP.
though. Spray going in this direction, but nobody cares.
Yeah,
Oh,
guys,
Shadus doubles
guys,
up
don't
here.
relax.
Koi got
What
something
are they
going their
doing?
way. It's a 3v5, and Team Liquid need to pull the brakes.
Man, I hate these rounds so
Forward
much.
position
I hate
from
the
Shadow.
util out
Spike
walk
is in the
through the
middle of
Viper
the
ult.
site.
Have I seen 2 of those rounds
Push
today?
from Grabinho, massive. Now, Team Liquid looking to regroup. Both players split up from each other, though.
All Koi need to do is chill, calm down, play the trading game. They've won this round. They've closed up the gap a little bit and make that comeback. Put it in their imagination, at least. Put it in arm's reach.
Yampi needs to get this pick.
They're definitely on the back foot here, Team Liquid, at this round. It has to be a massive overstep here from Koi if Team Liquid are given the advantage. And Shadow holding the corner. Gets rid by Mystic, 30 seconds. Surely this isn't a round that Team Liquid win, surely not. And in a matter of seconds, both remaining players of the Liquid side have been quashed 12-10 as Koi close up the gap.
Closing the gap, ramping up again towards those ultimates. Still, from the Shadows to work with Seekers available this time around as well. Team Liquid, though, nothing in the bank in that kind of regard. You can see some pings coming out from the defenders on Koi towards that showers space, maybe expecting to try and fight.
They're
for
still
some
in
of
a
that
pretty
control,
good spot.
knowing that Yampi is only
1
2
ult
away
used
from
into this
Seekers
round.
zone.
2 chances left
Same
for
thing you
Liquid.
could say for Thrash, but
Up against 3
uncontested
ults.
here for Team Liquid.
Yampi and Enzo are close to their ult.
So deep, so
Mystic
far back
also
in Spawn,
relatively
expecting
close.
Koi to continue to scale up. It's what's been working for them.
Jonas, a whole year as well,
This
bro.
time I
Thank you
think
so
the
much, man.
situation is a little bit different given
Hope
the
everything's
ultimates
going
are
well.
at
Thank you for the
disposal.
tier 1.
So less pressure for them to perform.
Flash goes over towards Showers, doesn't hit anyone.
Here.
But again, they were still expecting it. It's just the conditioning that was done from the previous rounds. Now Seekers come out very early here from Koi.
Yeah,
I think there
Seekers
was
are 1
starving
minute,
from
not too
information.
much
They
pressure.
actually needed to figure out what Team Liquid are going for right at this 1 minute mark.
So they get info. The 2 are in
Not
here.
really finding anything with it, just knowing that Team Liquid are playing so passively right now. Lineups coming in here from Nats. Where did they land? Okay, all the way towards back site.
Oh, this is a nice little fake. They get the fade ult out of them, and Kiko doesn't check the corner, right? Oh boy, 1, 2, 3 coming his way.
Cleared, and he gets a double. Oh, not quite the triple.
It's a nice trade. Andrew, thank you for the prime, bro. Thank you so much.
Wait a
for the
minute.
drop.
He's waiting for it, right? He hasn't heard the spike go down just yet. There's no guarantee placement of any of these players.
Oh, the
Finds
damage.
down
8
to
HP.
Yampi, but he's not dead just yet. Holds a really good position here,
Oh.
and they think it's cleared out. Enzo finally finding himself on the board, finding some kills. That's really what his team needing to do. Nats close by. He's going to go for the swing, but Cameron's there and waiting. No, he's going to stick around. And
Nice
Cameron
transfer.
finds the pick.
Solid
It's a
nade.
goal to himself.
6 HP and 76
It's down to
HP.
the IGL to close down this map and series for Team Liquid. Spraying towards a spike, touched once. Not to be stuck.
Okay, nicely done from them. That was actually really cool. Wall up, 1 jumps in, 1's on the top of the site.
To gain an 11th round.
Great reposition coming out from Koi, though. Camo to
3
just
chances
hop
down
in
to
towards
1
him,
last
close
chance.
that gap,
And
and not allow that opportunity
how many
to
ults
try
we
to
used?
spam, knowing that
Seekers,
Camo
Razor,
was low in that situation.
fade ult. They got all the
1
ults out of them.
round here is all Koi needs to take it to overtime. The same can be said for Team Liquid to close out the series. But we also had a couple ultimates expended there from Koi to make that round happen. Yampi has Seekers online. Now you've got the Thrash here from Enzo as well. 2 extremely strong ultimates you're looking towards to take these sites.
Timeout.
There's also an orbital strike though, so Grabinho does have that opportunity to deny a choke in completion.
And the timeout from Team Liquid here to guarantee there's a potential way that they can reconfigure, you know, talk with a mill, talk it out. No reason to go for something in a way of a gambit, right? No reason to take
UK
any risks,
at the
unnecessary
moment,
ones.
Jonas.
You've got pieces to your exposure.
UK for a little bit. I
You've
think
got
I'll go
ultimates,
Berlin
high impact
near the end of the
ultimates.
month for a little bit as
What's
well.
the play going to look like? For Koi on the other side, they also have the chance to talk with Barber, right? This timeout doesn't mean that Team Liquid exclusively talks with their own coach. It's time for both of these teams to think about this moment. A moment which could distinguish this game going to overtime, or Team Liquid closing out this series 2-0.
Where are you at the moment?
You got a lot to take a beat on here for both of these teams.
America's though.
Especially Koi. The other thing that you're looking towards is, okay, Team Liquid, if you expend the Seekers, you expend that Thrash, things don't pan out. Mystic still has opportunity to cycle up to that orbital strike in this round as well.
So they
Meanwhile,
talked
for Koi,
about... Wait,
there's
we get the op
nothing
out. They haven't
else
actually had
if
an
that
op.
orbital strike cannot land. If
I'm
they
not even
cannot
sure
make
at all,
a
to be
play
honest.
off the back of it.
Yampia's Seekers,
Again,
Fish on top, that's a
same
solid
kind of
combo.
angle Grabinho's looking
Grabinho
for here
has
with
his
the
ult.
Molly.
Yeah, Molly going to come out, Thrasher heading in this direction, so it's going to clear out this side of the B site. Of course,
It's one.
Elbow catching out one, but at
Do they
least
tunnel vision?
there's one
Oh
there
boy,
to help
big
him
duel.
out. Kiko's going ultra aggressive. He thinks there's a pick hit for him, but with the Trailblazer in his way, won't matter at all. Orbital strike comes out, which is
Damn, he's a god. 4 HP. Lunatic. Look at the HPs, 11, 10. Damn, those duels were close. That heal's incredible. That secured it.
And Team Liquid just got to play it slow. Nats with Shadow's bullets.
Nicely done. Some very strong, very strong attack rounds.
Be it friends, be it enemies. It's Team Liquid that grab the win. Their first match win in VCT EMEA.
They had so
Yeah, and
much
they lost
on
both
their
pistols as
shoulders
well,
to
so-
be this roster to actually put
Very
up
impressive.
and show up in that kind of situation, knowing that these roster changes, they had to prove themselves. They could not lose this. And to do it in such a comfortable fashion, Nats 28-14 on this map. And I really think, again, the calling, the positioning coming out from this team, it really showed that difference in experience between these two IGLs.
Yeah, it's definitely Team Liquid to take the cake on this one. Really tremendous performance, of course. A very close fight from the Koi side. I don't think a lot of people would have expected it to be this close. It could have been a stomp, but Koi show that there's things to be feared on that side of the play. And of course, what a tremendous matchup. Team Liquid to take a bow for their first match victory this season of VCT EMEA. It's exactly where they want to start, retaining. Well, they're the ones with a crown, right? They're the ones with a lot to prove that they can do it all again. But we're going to be throwing to a break. We'll be back right after this.
All right, not too bad. Bad client as well with the 4 months. Thank you so much. Thank you for saying that as well, dude. Would you make a Koi? Honestly, better than I thought they would be. Their defense, especially on Icebox, needs some work. But their attack round, like their attack offs are really good.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces.
Predictions for last game,
Stay away from them.
2-1
Stay away from
Vitality,
Lorca,
but
Paco, and Picasso.
I can see
Don't ask
Existence just
about
having some
Lola.
brand new take and Vitality not knowing what to do.
I, the Lord of Nieve.
I can definitely see that.
In spite of everything, it occurs to you to
I'm
visit
expecting mad
Andalusia.
comps.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian.
Send me a
crush.
DM, Pupty. Okay, love that. I'll check it. Chat, I'm gonna spam some ads again if you wanna watch
Hey guys,
any VODs
it's
of any
Julian,
maps.
former professional
Every single game so
Counter-Strike
far.
player and Valorant.
Actually, that's a
Watch
lie.
out for the stairs,
I missed
play this
the
angle,
second
you're gonna
map
be able
of
to fight
G,
this.
but almost every single map so far. Titan existence? Yeah, maybe. You mean very games existence? Alright, I'll be right back.
Red Bull gives you wings.
That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. The way it goes. dry, but now everybody calling. Good at taking risks, yeah, I always go all in. Swear to God that I'm deaf to the talking. I can't hear it, see the finish line, I know that I'm near it. Yeah, cut the check and I'ma clear it. Ain't nobody out here that I'm fearing. Hey, easy to see things all on the way up. Used to think it's hard, now I feel just like a layup. I've been in the gym, yeah, I'm tryna get my weight up. That's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, the way it goes. That's just the. Hey, you ain't real, it's like you got a few disguises. Walk in the room, I know I'ma be the flyest. She like me, yeah, it's hard for her to hide it. One-on-one, ain't nobody like this. Got this far by doing me, I'm everything I knew I'd be. I don't care what we used to be, no, yeah. They try and get close to me, you can't get what you want from me. I got this vision you can't see, no. Easy to see things all on the way up. Used to think it's hard, now I feel just like a layup. I've been in the gym, yeah, I'm tryna get my weight up. That's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, the way it goes. That's just the. That's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes, the way it goes. That's just the way it goes, that's just the way it goes.
Welcome back to Berlin, when we have got just one more series of the day to go. So Vitality and Gentlemates are currently setting up, but while they do, I had to talk to Kiko from Team Liquid after that victory. How was it to take the W during your debut here at VCT?
It was really nice. I think it was very exciting to play on the stage back again after Ascension, you know. So it was really fun.
So how has it been? Because obviously Ascension was slightly disappointing, having to take the runner-up spot. Did you imagine that you were going to still make it to this stage?
Yeah, I hope so. We played a lot in the off-season. There was a lot of trials, and I was hopeful, and luckily I landed in Liquid, so it was nice.
Was Liquid your first choice?
Yes, it was my first choice.
And why is that?
Just the team environment, the culture, and like how old the organization is. It's just something I imagined when I joined. Like as a kid, I watched CS as well from like Liquid and stuff. So yeah.
Tell me how you combine then the old Apex philosophy of play with the Team Liquid style of play. Do you get much say in that? Because of course you're not the only member who has come over from Apex. You also have Mystic and Enzo as well. But you've got to join up with obviously Enzo and Emil, your coach, and Yampy and Nats as well.
We brought a lot of the core ideas over from Apex, which made us so good. And I think everyone was really open-minded to the process. And I think the result is very good. And we've been playing a lot and improving since the off-season in Korea.
Is it strange playing against Shadow from Koi? Obviously, you've just taken a victory over them, but now you're having to play on opposite teams. Is that kind of strange to get used to?
No, I think it was fun. I always gave him some looks after some rounds, you know, just to see.
All good though. You've had a hug though, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Oh, well, it's kind of a shame to be honest. I was kind of hoping there would be a rivalry. Don't worry, we'll work on the rivalry. We'll build up that storyline. Tell me about the first map though on Icebox.
Yeah.
You got 37 kills. You had over 400 ACS. However, the first half, there were some individual mistakes. The ults were flying in random directions at points. What would you put that down to?
What was flying in random points?
Well, sometimes ults were being used at the beginnings of rounds, and maybe abilities was being slightly squandered and not being reserved for retakes.
Oh, I don't even remember that too much. To be honest, Icebox, it was just kind of like on defense, we were just kind of getting into it. And then after the 4th round, we got the AWP in, and then we kind of just snowballed from there. So it was kind of nice. And we just had to find our footing a little bit.
As a team, do you think you're more comfortable on the attacking side?
Yeah, I think Enzo's cooling is really good from the attacker side, so it's really enjoyable to play. So it's he sets us up all individually, so it's really nice.
Well, Kiko, it was a fantastic debut from you, and I can't wait to see Liquid go from strength to strength. So congratulations, thank you so much for talking to me. Riot Games Arena, can you give it up for Kiko, please?
Thank you very much, Frankie and Kiko. Honestly, for me, he doesn't need to track ults. I don't really need. I don't even need to see him use
some more
util
maps
at this point
first.
because Kukuka and
It's a
Lothar,
good,
he
it's
had
a good
great
sign,
series,
especially
a
the
little bit of a
attack
drop off on the
halves.
second
They're
map,
crazy
and I
good.
didn't manage to get your thoughts on Kiko because Steel and I were too busy fighting. But what did you think?
I was literally
Kukuka?
in the middle. Like Josh was here, you were here, and they were just going off.
What did you think?
I think that it was brilliant to see a player that is this confident in like the process. And you know, we were talking about how he had safe shoes to fill, and probably that the pressure was going to get to him. But definitely, it didn't matter in that first one. In the second map, we, especially on the attack side, we saw them way more comfortable in how the entire process as a team was working.
That I was worried about. I was worried after the first map that Team Liquid will again be about hero plays, about doing some unexpected stuff and like some heroic multi-kills and so on. But on Bind, actually, they looked like pretty good teamwork, that was being ironed out on the attack side specifically.
Nats has crazy good work ethic as well.
Kiko was also doing his job,
like this
even
guy
though
streams
he only
so
had
much,
14 frags and 14 deaths.
but it has to crack every day.
Correctly,
So
Doesn't matter, Nats was
you know?
lurking. If Nats is safe enough
he's like always
to
playing.
lurk, everything is going to be fine.
Yeah, but that's what I said in the pre-match, right? Nats is gonna do what he's gonna do. Doesn't matter who's IGLing. He was literally
always
playing
live
the
in the
same
morning.
way
Yeah,
he
he
was
really
playing
is.
before with Red Guy in the team, and you can see how solid he is. He's just the rock that is. I don't
Traction.
know, like just handling the entire
That's
team.
mental.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
don't know
so
how.
excited to see how far
I don't know how
you can go, what
he
his
has the
ceiling
time.
is, because that was his debut. We've only
Match
seen
one,
him.
okay, match one.
We've seen him in one best of 3, but let's talk about this French derby that is coming up. Gentlemates versus
put it down a
Team
little bit.
Vitality. I am extremely excited about Gentlemates because, as you guys will remember, back in the Coliseum, Lothar, this team made it. They won Ascension and they earned their spot here, and they decided to stay together and see how far they can go in VCT.
It was a crazy match. If you didn't see it, that was a clean 3-0 where Logan dropped plus 30 on his stats during that best of 5. It was absolutely unbelievable. The team was something that you guys all love, vibing, right?
Oh, they were vibing. They were really vibing. Yeah.
It was something to behold. Like, you don't see many of the
If I'm not like
actually
vibing.
pulling off matches like that in a grand final with such big stakes at the same time. I think it's worth rewatching even.
Yeah, and if you think about who they were going up against, that Apex team, of course, that we just now saw on the server on the side of Liquid, and also Koi, they had such a flawless season. But then Gentlemates, you know, some players when they come onto the stage, probably the nerves get to them, and the nerves got the best out of Gentlemates, and the fashion in which they defeated their opponents definitely proved that they deserve the spot here. Now they have to, you know, not only play against Apex and a couple more teams, they have to go against the entirety of Tier 1.
Exactly. And the one story I've been most excited about, of course, is Natank. This man thought he had a chance with Vitality. He was originally at Vitality when Vitality made partnership, and obviously things didn't work out. They let him go just before the season, and he's been very, very vocal and emotional about how much he wants his revenge. I'm going to let you guys take a trip
same
down memory
lineup.
lane and take a look what Natank
Long
has
off
to
season.
say about Team Vitality right
Likes to use
after
random
he won
comps.
Ascension.
The chance of them looking good is pretty high.
He's on the wing. He's on the wing. Natank, I can see you're very emotional right now. Yeah. I think for you, when a franchise was announced, you had an opportunity. I think that was taken away from you. Yeah. So you had no choice, and you had to crawl your way back. So talk me through what it feels like, you know, next year, you're going to be playing against those boys, the teams that didn't give you the opportunity. How great does it feel?
I mean, the only thing I want, you said it, I want to take my revenge for next season and show them that I was worth to be taken in VCT. But to be honest, do it this way, from all the way down, get qualified in VCT by ourselves. It's incredible. There is no words to describe it, and I'm so proud of them.
Oh, we're proud of you as well. Thank you so much, the Tank. Come on, guys, give it up for him. Give it up for him.
I mean, this is what it's all about, right? How inspirational Kakuka is that?
It's especially with how intense everything was on that final map. I think that now coming into VCT, Natank is just going to be hungry.
When was
just
this?
Like the rest of
Ascension final?
And not only because of that, they are also
last year,
the only
August.
team that we have in
Beginning
VCT
of August,
EMEA
I think.
that has not played a single official or anything during the off season. So every single thing that they have been, changing up, cooking up, has not been shown. And of course, there are no changes, because are you really going to take the opportunity out of them after they fought for it?
Yeah, I'm also like wondering if they even scrimmed particular partners to deny informations to other teams. Like, there's a lot of question marks, and I'm expecting them fully be prepped for this start of the season.
Most of the teams aren't playing anyone in partnership.
It's very
as far as I know.
Actually, what Gentlemates play now, because
at least in the EMEA, most of the teams are just playing tier 2 to avoid showing anything to any teams.
All of this is now like a culmination of
Blake, thank you so much with the tier 1. Thank you for the 10 months.
Coming into VCT for the first time. It's a historic moment, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, they got to go up against
I'm
Vitality
excited to see how
first.
they
They've
look.
got beef already before they play. And if they win, they play Fnatic. So this group is kind of crazy for a team that's just come into VCT. But I'll bring this back to their opponent for today, because Team Vitality on the other side, they also brought in some new players as well. And from what I've been hearing under the whispers in the DL, Lothar, everyone have them quite high up. In their power ranking, people like these changes.
Well, I'll be
Wait,
honest with
really,
you,
Milan?
Whenever I see Saif joining a team, I'm like looking
Because
forward to what
I heard
they're
that
gonna do with him specifically. I feel like
Fnatic
Saif
and
is one of
Liquid
those
aren't.
players that brings up
Unless
the
you're
entire team
playing.
and like just
Unless you're
fuels
playing
them.
any of them.
He's a very energetic person, very charismatic one as well. I'm just slightly worried about his personal performance, because he's gonna be playing on agents that are not gonna be like, let's say, self-sufficient to perform, right? He's gonna be most likely looking to play Sentinels, and I would look. Well,
back in the day.
I would like to see him on those more carry roles. So he's such an explosive player, it's absolutely insane.
But you have an ecosystem that you have to make work. Honestly, I'm looking at the Estonian player of the week. He looks unreal.
Oh, really?
We'll get into that in a second.
That's
but
very
you
unlike him.
didn't get an opportunity to do this on day one, but I'm going to give you the floor
Salas do with Vitality?
to
Yeah.
tell us why we should be excited for Runner.
Yes, exactly. We were
Trex,
going to
he
talk
has
about
visa
all the rookies
issues,
that we
so
had
he'll
in
be
the region,
here.
but I
Well,
think that Runner is so
will
important
hopefully
to
be here
because
after this
he
event.
was on the Eye of Strong, one of the members of the staff for Vitality for years. They played a match against each other like in Tundra years, like 2 years ago.
Stream a watch party from the venue. Yeah, it might happen end of this month. We'll see.
He knew that he was a player that he wanted to have in the team
It's a maybe
eventually.
at the
And
moment.
not only that, he's also the reason why we're going to be seeing Safe move into that Sentinel role. He's explosive
I've only really
enough and
properly
give
been
them
streaming
enough
for like
him
a
to be
year,
the
but
duelist in this
like a
team
year
over
this month.
Does
So
that worry you
maybe
at all,
that's
Lothar?
why.
Because Save has, himself in the past
But still
spoken
appreciate
about
the
how much he wants
appreciate the
that
compliment.
duelist role. He did it for a little bit here and there, and now he's got to go back to playing Sentinel.
Look, this is like a repeat of history of what I have heard from Scream all the time. In interviews, he's saying, oh, I like playing duelists, I like to be the spearhead of the team, I like to make the space for the team. And then next interview, he says, oh, I like being the support, I like that role better.
Literally filling any pro player name.
It's the same with Safe. So in some interviews, he says about liking being the duelist, and so then in the next interview, he says about how he likes to enable other people with playing the initiator sometimes as well, because we've seen him on Breach in the past as well. And now on Sentinel, he's gonna be like, not exactly a support, he's going to be more of the clutch player as well, to be expecting, like we expect him to close out rounds as well in many situations, right?
But if you think about it, Safe has been under the direction of different IGLs throughout time, and I think that also changes the perspective of not only IGLs but also coaches. So that changes your perspective on how you see the game and how you want to interpret and see yourself within that ecosystem. If Salah and the rest think that that is the spot for him and have made him feel comfortable enough, I think that that could work. Also, also, Sender is picking up that IGL role. And when I asked Salah about it, like, why, wouldn't you just pick someone else? You decided to keep Sender and just to build him into the IGL. He told me that that was the plan from the beginning. It was just a decision that was postponed in time, and that now Sender is finally
In the past two matching, has the observing quality noticeably dipped? Not massively. Some of the overview stuff, maybe a little bit, but
they had maybe coming into this, who
all the fast passing stuff is still really good. And I feel like it's not too noticeable, to be honest. Pacific, for sure, I can tell a difference from last year.
I think he is the best.
Pacific is very noticeable.
He knows everything to a T. He didn't have time even to forget the protocols from the team.
Yeah, and I would say that's something I wanted to mention with Salah coaching the team. I feel like the team has a good structure. Here, there are set roles that everyone should understand how the team wants to achieve their goals because of the good coaching, because of the approach of it, and that because of that, I feel like
and that's just because there is new observers, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we also do have to talk about our Estonian player of the week. Congratulations, by the way, Kicks once again. He actually reacted to this. I think he was happy with the vote. So make sure you guys keep voting for him for the next week's Estonian player of the week. But all jokes aside, again, another fantastic pickup from Vitality. You kind of understand what Salah's trying to do here, and another young player. I mean, we just saw Kiko do what he was doing. Again, someone who has that potential.
I see you in the YouTube chat.
Kicks and Kiko, they should start a band together. But he's got
next
that.
year. Hear me out.
He's got that
Focus on games for 14 hours. It's not too bad. I want to watch other games anyway. Like I just have an interest in terms of like how teams are looking, what they kind of, what they've been up to in their time, how they approach this meta, etc. So I like the intrigue helps for sure.
Most of the coaches had the same idea at the same time after seeing some other teams having that idea in the past.
That's that cycle that
all I'm doing is sitting and watching. It's not like the most strenuous thing. It's pretty okay.
Games and they just consistently perform, but then suddenly you have the
Gentlemate's expectations, I mean, relatively low.
The old geezers that are coming from the other games.
I would definitely say the pressure is off for them.
Still here,
Yeah. No, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna be here forever, Lothar. You're not going anywhere. But we heard a little bit from Natank already after they won Ascension. But let's hear from Whalers as well on how he made his journey to VCT.
Whalers, for you, this year you decided to take the decision to commit to Valorant. You know, we didn't see you do that in 2021.
Team skins, yeah, we looked at Malia.
So
Kind of sick.
Talk me through why you made that decision and how good does it feel to know that that was the correct decision for you?
Yeah, I mean, I stopped playing Call of Duty professionally like 1 year ago, and I feel like I miss competition.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I had the opportunity to build a team, and actually I started to practice like 7 months ago with them, and I had no idea what Valorant was looking like in competition actually. So it's just a crazy experience. Like I gave everything because like the game is out for like 3 years now, and I had a lot of work to do to actually came back at the decent level and actually qualified to VCT. So yeah, we worked hard, and thank you to the team, thank you to the coach, thank you for the fan, to my girlfriend, and love you all.
Did you expect to do this in your first year of competing?
I mean, I'm a tryharder, and yeah, I was confident.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Thank you so much, Whalers. Thank you for joining me.
This is the thing, Whalers, he was playing a completely different game.
Some of the best player cards. I haven't fully looked at them, but Koi looked pretty cool. Koi looked really cool. Paper X looked really cool as well. I think Koi, Paper X, Liquid are probably the ones that I get. But I need to do a deeper dive.
Well, also they have had similar amount of time.
There's probably some good skins that I will look at.
Right? So
I'm definitely more open to buying these skins just because it actually helps the teams. The normal skins.
He was actually in Vitality back in the day playing that other game that definitely was not as good as ours. But I felt that it was funny because you know, when I was diving into like his story, I was like, man, this man. Some people are honestly just
a tier list. Could do that in the off. Well, I say off season. Could do that in between. seen this at
You know what
Masters.
I mean? In the crowd, like I feel like that just works. It's incredible. But I think we should move on to this IGL chat because I think out of all of the matchups, at least we've had so far in the last couple days, we've always had that
All of
pillar,
them, like,
that
Jesus.
Redgar, in there,
Yeah,
some IGL
I don't know about
Enzo
that.
coming back in, very seasoned players. But in this matchup, looking at Sender versus Bayaz, it feels like a little bit more unknown territory.
Sometimes
in terms of their
Alcyon,
leadership
sometimes.
skill and what they can bring to
Rarely.
I think it's also the fact that the experience that Sender might
And the
have
only kind of
acquired
say that I'll
throughout the
have
last
is
year,
like Bacon being,
within our
what do you think of
ecosystem
this?
VCT. He's never played against Bayaz in that kind of
That's about it.
capacity. And the fact that also Bayaz was with assistance when he first moved into Valorant gives that kind of synergy that we know and love from many other teams when the coach and the IGL are like one, like the way that they distribute work and everything is palpable outside and inside of the game. And I think that is the kind of expectation.
24/7 all year. Damn, that's
I'm
pretty
just
cool though.
disappointed that if we're gonna hear some team comms from Gentlemates, I'm not gonna understand anything, so I cannot learn.
Mitch will.
I can translate for you.
Mitch will tell you. Mitch will tell you what it means. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
But I will say though, if it was any but one,
Honestly,
that you
they
wanna
always have to
learn how
do a good amount of
IGL from,
stalling
having
anyway.
somebody that could
You've got to
coach
give
you
the
through
teams
it is probably
an okay amount of time
existence.
to
this man,
warm up.
when he was playing Valorant, it was a little bit on and off. But by
Maybe
the time
Pacific
you move
more
into
than any,
coaching
though.
and also into coaching this team, you can just see the impact, Lothar, of how good he is as a coach.
It's actually also very admirable that he realized that as a player he is not gonna make it right in Valorant, but then transitioned into this role, and instantly you saw how his experience, how his brain worked perfectly for this game, because all of the let's say
Hello,
strategies
Buchan,
set in
congrats.
stone for the team were working
Nice
in
showing.
tandem. You have seen like,
Especially
how they're
attack,
being,
looking very good.
They are executing the playbook that is made by Existence, and I'm very happy to see such a seasoned player actually showing the importance of coaching. So far,
It's not just the young kids, eh?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are bigger numbers here on the screen. 15, 1 and 5. That's a lot.
Yeah, he's so well respected within the community, not only from Valorant, but I think that in esports, like he's a stable name for Salah. Although he has been in many different teams, he has been in Valorant since the beginning. I think that the fact that he also has Strong and Gorilla make him the well-rounded
no, I
coach
didn't
that
notice
he
that,
is because
Benji.
of the staff that is always with him. And
Again,
listen,
I need to
talking
do a
about
deeper
players
dive
that
for
are not
sure.
going to make it the move into coaching, I'm just going to take this moment to mention Bonkar. We missed you. Please come back.
Oh my god, that's your Gambit. That's like me with Gambit, Lothar with Yoru,
yeah,
you
some
with
sort.
Bonka, just
Okay,
any
Bonka, come back.
opportunity.
But,
I think one of my favorite
this is
anecdotes
where I
from
wanna
that
be.
Ascension tournament is the
Student from Moman, thank you so much for the 3 months.
Because Existence didn't sleep for
Of course,
2 days.
bro.
He
Thank you for
just
saying
stayed
that
up
as
for
well,
2
dude.
days, no sleep,
Appreciate the tier 1.
counter-stratting, making
Riv as
plans,
well, hello, mate.
protocols, getting them over the line as well. And I think I hope he does sleep throughout this kickoff tournament. But if you have a coach like that, with that kind of a work ethic and the brains on him, I'm gonna jump the gun now and say that I at least expect Gentlemates to make it quite far.
One thing I have to say is, like, when you see your leader is committing so much of his life and like passion towards a goal, then it leads by example. And the players will go behind that person, will try to give the same amount of effort into the game, and you can see that specifically during that Ascension tournament, they were all like really, like, you can see the fire inside of them, and that's something I'm looking forward to here in the kickoff as well.
I think that a term that we haven't been using just yet during kickoff, even though we have this many like new teams or like new player additions, is the honeymoon period, right? Like, I understand like there is this period when everything is like working and you just feel very happy. It could either be by achieving getting through your own means to tier 1, but I would like to see that on the Vitality side. As I said, after speaking to Salah, they're like, everybody's like very hyped and hopeful that everything's going to work perfectly to a T. Now, I want to see the changes coming in, because especially when we talk about Gentlemates not playing during the off season, I want to think that there is something new that they're going to be bringing onto EMEA.
I feel like Existence, he doesn't need gimmicks though. I don't think he's the kind of guy that will rely on the gimmicks. I think they've got a great roster. I think they've got great protocols. They're very disciplined. So I slightly disagree with you. I like to see them just to do the bread and butter and do all the last stuff right. I'm sorry. Before they whip out a York.
I don't know if I agree, because when it comes to the strats that I envision when I think about Existence so far was always like about using Breach when he was not really in metagame, you know. Like,
okay, I want to see the Breach.
Yeah, but also we have seen some Phoenix usage as well from Gentlemates in the past. Like the things that I actually like about Existence and Gentlemates is that they think outside of the box or try to use the underutilized aspect of the game. Yes, that is true. I mean, in general, I would say, and the game is being decided by who has better fundamentals and not by who has more flashy strats and so on. Because the strats are gonna work from time
what
to
even
time,
is it these
not always.
days?
But fundamentals are something that are gonna drive you to the goal. And here, Existence, I think, gonna
reset
bring
it, so I have
in
no
that
idea.
discipline to follow those rules of engagement, to not throw the
yeah, you're
advantage
right.
and like advantages, or just not overpeak, not overheat, and understand when to be aggressive. Well,
I'm really glad that you got to use your buzzword of fundamentals.
Yep.
You got to talk about Bonker.
I'm
I
happy.
Gambit.
I can leave now.
So it's only fair we give some breadcrumbs to Mitchman as well and talk about Logan and Takas. Logan and Takas. So I feel like we've also had this narrative running throughout the day. We saw Enzo and Mystic come back, Shadow coming back. Logan and Takas, they were at one point, you know, the staples of our region. They were doing crazy things back in the days as well, and they get to Kukuka have an opportunity to prove themselves once again.
Yeah, I still remember when I was still in LVP and all the clutches that Logan was able to win, like the plays that Takas would make, and then, you know, they kind of like disappear and move into that secondary position, and you're like, is the kind of names that you miss on the server because of that kind of plays that they delivered. And we also got to see that during Ascension, so I'm really looking forward to see if it happens.
That was a big rejuvenation.
Tapio angry?
Like,
it
they
was
were
good
coming
stuff,
from
Buchan.
really high note on that Ascent map. I remember those clutches because
There was good stuff. I liked
they were insane.
Like the
And then
pistols.
there was like a huge drop off in performance.
In
like
it's only
showing
some of
on
the defense
server in
rounds,
general.
Bacon, but I
And
think that
now
comes with a
I feel
bit of
like this
time.
is like the moment for them to prove.
And Icebox is just a
unfortunately
nightmare
again,
on
because
defense
now is the
anyway.
moment to shine,
And they
right?
showed a lot of
Essential
new
first
stuff
step.
Make them
and
remember
played a
your
bit
name.
different with the Harbor,
Yes.
so it's like
That's the moment for them.
I can't wait. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a rest because we are experiencing a little bit of a delay, but I have a treat for you guys at home. Let's send it over to Frankie for a vibe check with one of my favorite fan bases in all of Valorant. It's the Gentlemates fans.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you to the Gentlemates fans. They're giving me so much life this evening. It doesn't feel like it's a best of three day now. And I'm so happy because I've met Nils. I've learned in the last few minutes that Nils speaks a whopping 5 languages. His mum is from Barcelona. His dad is from Germany, but was brought up in France. So basically, there are so many teams he could root for, but he has chosen to root for Gentlemates. And Nils, you were actually witnessing Gentlemates as they rose through Ascension. Why have you loved this team for so long?
Well, the founders of the team are well known in France, to be honest, and I followed them for a long time. So one of them, especially Gotaga, is the first person I watch on Twitch. So I followed him after his Call of Duty career, and that's now a few years ago. So yeah, when they announced Gentlemates, I had no choice basically to follow them.
And how long did it take you to make the sign?
I had no choice but to follow.
That took like 4 hours.
What?
4
hours? Can you make me a sign? Can we get this man some stationery, please?
Dedication.
No one ever made me a sign before. Oh. Listen, Gentlemates, I don't know if they're cheering for me having a sign or the fact that you're holding one right now, but I'm absolutely loving it. Because you do have the option, of course, now that you're here at the VCT studio, you know, this isn't Ascension. You could be rooting for Vitality. You could be rooting for Carmine Corp. So apart from Gotaga, is there anything about this team right now that you're just like, they're my ride or die?
Well, we know the players for a long time now, from the beginning, and they didn't change. So there's this part of loyalty. You know, we have to follow them until the end. And all the emotions we lived through with those players and with this roster, we want to follow them until the end and help them to win. That's the important part.
I have met quite a few Golden Hornets in my time. Did the Gentlemates have a name? What are the fans called for the Gentlemates?
Well, there is a group called the Green Suits. That's the ultra organization that makes the most of the noise now. But I'm not sure if that's like official yet. They are official. Yeah, okay. The most simple is just mates. We are the mates.
You're the mates, and everywhere I go in esports, I always leave an event ringing, my ears ringing with the sound of la 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 la, Vitality, even if Vitality doesn't make it to the playoff. What do the mates say?
What?
Well, there is your answer, Nils. Thank you so much for talking to me. Before we head back to the desk, I've seen something quite concerning here. So just if you'd like to follow me, Sacre Bleu. What is this? What is this? What is this?
It's merch, right, Games?
His strong answer.
It's rare that I am lost for words. They just found a loophole, and I loved it. Fine, okay, right. I'll allow Timo. All right, let's head back to the desk.
There will never be a situation where I will allow Timo. That's all I'm going to say.
I love Timo.
We can't be friends anymore. I feel like this is the end of our friendship.
No,
No, I'm
you're
kidding.
trapped
I'm
with
kidding.
me.
I'm kidding. But yeah, the Gentlemaids fans, as you guys can
Yeah,
see,
it's
they
gonna be
were
back
like this.
in,
Do you
like,
remember
1 minute.
Ascension? It was kind
Vanilla
of
back.
between them and Saw. But Saw.
I have still PTSD from that. So
That was the best moment of my life. But yeah, this is the thing. We talk about like fan expectations in the past. There's a few teams in our league that they do have very, very, very passionate fans. And Gentlemaids, they're one of those. They are like that. And I think in this instance, I don't think they're going to be disappointed by this team.
I think also last year, do you guys remember the first games from Vitality, how they were like peaking slowly but surely, and the fans were there every single week? And you could tell that that definitely translated into their performance. Maybe for Gentlemen, it's the same.
yeah, I mean, when you have such an electric audience behind you, it definitely pushes you forward a little bit more. Remember also that this kickoff event is like double elimination specifically, right? But it's not the end of the road. Even if something happens, if we don't see Gentlemaids making forward to the playoffs and so on, in April we're gonna have the regular season, right? And that's where the audience will still like build up that presence that they will have in the arena.
I need to get Gentlemaids versus K-Court. I will not rest until we get the Gentlemaids versus K-Court game.
But
I
even
will not
better,
rest.
K-Corp is actually a team now, so it's gonna be enjoyable to watch.
Wow. Okay, I mean, you're not wrong, but it would be a very, very exciting matchup. But we have another French derby coming on first. I feel like we've given Gentlemaids a lot of props, but I think Vitality, again, we shouldn't really underestimate them. I think this matchup for me was probably going to be the most exciting matchup out of all of the opening days, I feel.
Yeah, because we, you know, since Vitality was not even there for last year's qualifier and had that extra time to be building, we expect the results to match the expectations also on that side. You had all of that time, you had that little bit, you know, you were ahead of time to make those changes. You know, you should be more sure to who you're getting and why you're doing it.
This is also why I'm a little bit more harsher than usual about all the team's performances when it comes to kickoff, because if you didn't iron out any of your problems that you had during the off-season, those are not gonna get fixed at all. Like, you already had 7-8 months, right? So right now, this is the test. You need to perform here, and going into April, you're not gonna have a lot of time now to fix those issues that are gonna appear in kickoff.
Yeah, and I also feel like we've already seen that because the games seem to be a lot closer. Every single map is either nearly going to OT or it feels like it could. I think compared to last year especially, we're not really getting any blowouts.
No. I think that the closest that we've had was yesterday in the Giant series. I think,
but that was 3 maps.
That was
as well.
literally,
yeah.
and it was a 13-5. But the rest have been so close. I still think that we haven't had a single overtime. But yeah, it's very normal that teams are making it to double digits, either because of all that time and all that cooking give room to a lot of set plays, or the teams are, you know, still getting used to being on stage and playing in this kind of setup. But I think I'm liking what I see in that sense, and still we have to see Fnatic play.
Well, I'm always looking forward to that. But even when the matches were like close, like 2-0, right now we have Team Liquid, right? Win 2-0.
Monkey,
but both maps
thank you
were
for
13-11.
the gifted.
Yeah,
so they were insanely close. Could have gone the other way easily if there was one mistake that could have just decided the entire match.
Yeah, and I do believe we actually have our man on the ground again, and I think, Lothar, you're going to join him in a second. So let's take a look at Sunset and see what these two can teach us about the map.
Or the green screen. Oh my god.
Yeah,
the
so
possibilities, guys.
We thought maybe we can just buy some time by doing, you know, this thing where we're gonna have That's better.
Ah, nice timing.
So we're gonna just like fly around Sunset, look at all the different places here that some of the teams used yesterday and some of the positions that they didn't use because, you know, as we can see, it's a new map, so why not fly around really quickly and, you know, show us every position on the map for 3 seconds so I have no
so we
chance
can
to
talk
actually
about
talk
those.
about it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
So
it's just
when
like,
we
this
put
is
the
A site,
smoke
by
here-
the way, okay,
Yeah.
and then we're moving on right now. This is middle, okay, and
So
under
it's
middle
a
down
loop.
here somewhere, this is the entrance to market, and this is B lobby / B main here, and this is where the, oh yeah, this is B site. This is like...
Can we pause this?
Split. Can we pause this? I would love to be able to pause
Yeah,
this.
I don't know, because
right here.
that would be great.
Oh.
Awesome.
There we go, okay.
All right. So this is actually an interesting site because
Why?
it's so different from the other sites that we typically see, right? This site, the plant, wait, how do I move this?
The plant is
is
this way.
here, right?
Yeah.
So it's here.
If it's the left side of the screen, you want to point to your right.
Fantastic.
It's like a mirror.
Yes.
Kind of.
How do they work? Like magnets, right?
Like magnets, sure.
So we have the plant spot typically being done in this position right here if you have this site. Now the problem is that this is very open to CT if you spam it through the smoke with a heavy penetration bolt. What is your favorite plant here on this site?
Well, the safe plant would definitely be behind this box here because
This is
you can be really protected from all the spams, from all the weapons. You'd have to get raise-naded, breach aftershock to get cleared out of that position. So that's a safe plant position. But if you're able to
Best
defend
plant?
against this
Oh, yeah, they trolled him.
spawn area, then planting at that big spammable box might be better. This spawn area here. If your teammates can lock this down from maybe this area here, then it would be really good. And to do that, you might place a smoke on the box that's in this spawn area behind this wall that you can't see. And then if there's a Sage on the team, we saw a Sage yesterday, putting that deep wall up.
Why would you want to play Sage on this map?
Don't ask me. Ask the teams that played yesterday. We're in EMEA, baby.
I have seen it in NA as well, and Pacific too.
Yeah,
I don't
Paper
know,
X did
I
it.
don't know why. Would you on Earth play Sage instead of a Cypher? Maybe you can actually swap to the B side. Because
we could try.
We could try, maybe try.
The technology is there. It is possible. It might
B
just take us a second to
Yeah.
skin through all the other
Because I think
positions on the map
B-side
here.
is something to have
And this
a
is an
conversation
entrance into
about.
B here. One of them. We can continue the play. And this is close, but not yet. But in 1 second, 0. Boom.
Here we go.
Okay,
Yes.
this is B side. It's
Fine.
split. We're looking at split.
Exactly. It has the same layout.
It's
right?
the exact same layout.
There's a little bit of a difference in levels because we don't have rafters over here.
This
right?
area is wider. There's no rafters up here.
Exactly. It works like a mirror, remember?
Yes, right, sorry.
But the thing is about this side, it's super easy to lock it down with the Cypher trap that typically goes around.
Oh, the entrance. You're talking about the entrance like here?
Here,
Yeah, they
yeah,
put it on
here.
this wall and it
so
goes
you
to
can't shoot it
this wall?
unless you go into the trap. This is why utility is so important now to clear that. So what would you use to clear the Cypher trap here?
Well, most teams do run arrays. I think a lot of teams run Fade or Sky, but you have to go in and actually physically break it. So the raise nade is honestly a lot of the time used for it. I don't know if it's a good enough trade, but that's what teams have been doing. What would you like to use?
I would love to see Sova with the shock darts.
Sova shocks.
With the Sova shock darts being used to clear up the Cypher util, and it's also something that if it's not broken at all, allows the team just over-rotate the defenders, right? So it's a mini objective that you have here on this side. Same goes for the market doors, right? That is on this side as well. So for me, that is a site that is like a skill check for the attackers to see if they understand micro objectives on this map. What do you think?
Yeah, but like, while I agree with that, if it's just the Cypher trip that's over here at the entrance that we're worried about, it's not really like a big threat because a lot of teams have to put
What's
a lot
the
of
background
focus on
music?
A.
I don't know.
So what
I
we
would
see
like it
is
specific,
we see
though.
the Cyphers playing actually
good mix
all
up.
the way down here in Boba, in Spawn, or they're playing through... We're seeing them through this window somewhere around here,
Or
playing
they
in the
stand
market
in the
area.
camera
So they're playing
here.
really far back in. But don't go on this. Don't go on that. Get
No,
off! Get
no.
off! Get off! This.
Okay. Oh, you guys don't see that for sure.
Okay. They'll play far back. They'll play in the retake positions, right?
Rushed
Because they
up.
can't
Thank you
defend
very
the
much
site.
for the gift.
There's nowhere to play. Where do they play? Around this pillar here? Around that pillar, like where you are, kind of? Not really, because there's if there a breach aftershock comes, if a stun comes, if a raise nade comes, you have nowhere to go. There's no cover. They run at you. Okay. So
What the hell? They're wrecking everyone.
Maybe Insu can tell us what we're gonna do next.
What we're going to do next is go and bring the teams out. Riot Games Arena, let's get ready. It's Gentlemates versus Team Vitality.
Well, it's one way to kill some time.
Gentlemates, they grinded their way from challenges here, and they're facing a French rival team, Team Vitality, right out the gate.
Damn, he's
My
got the notes
goodness,
for the huddle.
existence is ready. This is what I was talking about.
You already if you speak French,
Notes for the
please
huddle?
decipher to us what he's saying right now,
I
because
should have
he's
changed my
got the
pick'ems,
strats and
man.
we can all learn from that.
That was like 6 pages. Probably only
Should
for
have changed my
Sunset.
pick. Yeah, for
That's
sure.
probably only for Sunset. I'm looking forward to this. Look at this. So, you go.
No one ever does this in the
Yeah,
huddle.
and the fans are here as well, right behind them. We do remember, Vitality fans, they're just as loud. I think this is going to be a great affair, definitely, between the two of them. We will show you guys the map vetoes in just a bit. There's definitely a lot of options to go
The
for
notes
here,
out,
especially
respect.
Kakuka, as you mentioned. Gentlemates, they've been very secretive. They've not played off-season tournaments, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit of a surprise, at least in the map vetoes.
And I think that especially with the variety that we have been seeing in EMEA,
Give me like a
I think
Lotus or
that,
something.
anything can
Sunset?
happen. Sunset.
It's a good thing Lothar and Steel broke that down
Nice.
for us.
Yeah, it's a beautiful breakdown. We explained everything about the map, and I definitely didn't have to run back to the desk.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we don't see the Sage, I feel like you're going to be pretty happy.
Yes.
And then we're going to have Lotus followed by Ascent.
Look, actually, the map pool is a little bit, let's say, weird when you compare it to different map pools that we had in the past. But so
Weird
far,
is one way
the
to
map
say.
picks that we had in the matches
Weird
are
is one way
actually
to say
interesting.
it.
Sunset into Lotus, completely 2 different maps with different objectives. It's gonna be an interesting match.
But if you think about it, Vitality last year, they loved the Haven, they loved the Lotus. I think that there is somewhere that they're going to be very, very comfortable. And you don't have to change that many things. You know, you have your comfort situation.
But that's also the same for Gentlemates. They were really good on Haven. They had a 6-1 record in the last year. They played 49 maps overall. But in general, one of the best maps that they had is taken out of the pool. So seeing them play Lotus now is also not that surprising.
Yeah, and this is the other
Miss
thing
Haven
with
already.
Gentlemates,
Want
they've
fracture
made no
back? Yeah, I'm
changes.
telling you.
They've been
We just
together for
tank
a while
this
now
year.
as a roster, so they don't have that issue
We
of
just tank
trying
this
to
year,
make
and then
people
next year's
fit
incredible.
certain roles,
Better format.
flexing around. They have a very good
Less
idea how they
off-season.
want to approach this.
Yeah,
Better map
exactly.
pool.
And we need to think about how it's
We
what
just
is going to
gotta-
happen with the
we just tank
competitions.
this year,
Remember,
for sure.
Sunset is a map that was not here last time these 2 teams played in VCT EMEA, so anything can happen in this regard. And with all the cooking that has been
All
going
the
behind
chances of a
scenes,
map pool
I would like
mid-season,
to see something
that actually might
might
happen. Yeah, maybe we only have to tank like an extra month.
I'd like to see something funky,
You never
something,
know.
that makes us doubt, is this going to be good? And actually at the end of that, having us be like,
The breach.
Breach is
It works
awesome.
perfectly here.
Breach is fantastic because it allows you to crunch.
That's
the
what we said
market
last
before
year.
Exposing yourself from B main, essentially. So you have
That's
like a
also
support,
true.
Like a medium range support that doesn't require line of vision, right? So Breach is fantastic for this map. Same for Split. It's a very similar.
We got Ascension
as we just
after
explained with
Champs,
Josh.
though,
The
so-
B side is the same as on Split, essentially.
That's a
What
that's a
about
small win.
Vitality? Because surely a safe Cypher, the return of?
Cypher, I feel like that's the only problem with the metagame on this map. Like, you kinda need a Cypher. If you don't play Cypher,
All the delays in
you
tech
are
balls is I have no
toast,
idea.
Right?
There is
So
a
we
lot
fully
recently.
expect both teams
You're
to
not
have
wrong.
2 Cyphers, and then you fill the roles, the other agents with whatever you think to like have a plan for, right? This is why the bridge also is an important piece of the puzzle, because if you play bridge, you have another piece of utility that allows you to destroy traps for walls and check a huge
runner. He was
huge
very good in the
area,
off season as well.
On the side, on the B side in the corner, right? Instead of Sova, so you don't have to play Sova then if you go for the breach.
I think that the
Why don't I
possibilities
start the
are endless,
game?
not because of all the,
Trying
agents that we
to
have
rack
in
up
the
some
game,
stream
but just
hours.
looking
Sure.
at what other regions have been doing, we've seen some Chamber from Crew, we've seen some Gecko, we've seen double controller
got?
versus double
Viper,
initiator.
Omen.
I think that it's very like you can segment the map and the intention that you want
Sky?
to approach with it, and I think I agree
Viper?
with you. It holds a lot of similarities with splits. That is why we see those double information or those double controllers compositions actually
The safe
be so
Viper.
good on it.
Yeah, I see them Viper being picked
Destrian
from what I see here on the screens and
is
raised. This is not all
full.
surprising, as you said. this-
Yeah,
Can we
Destrian is
not
full
address that
filling.
until we see
I'm
agents? Like,
sorry.
they could be
But it's been playing with
hovering,
Trex,
they
I
could be
imagine, and
hovering.
Destrian's just going to
For
fill
sure.
into
Yeah, you never know, you
Trex's
never know.
role.
Okay,
Which makes a
well,
lot of sense.
I'm-
Instead of playing like
Viper
probably
might
what
be
they
a
would
good
have played
pick for this
when
map, so
Trex
because
wasn't
she
an
single-handedly
option.
allows you to deny
Talk about Wade with the tier 1.
from-
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you, thank you.
Production, I need you to stop doing this to us. The
We got here,
baiting, the
Breach.
teasing. I mean, Agent Select is coming up soon, but we don't need to zoom into his screen just yet. Just yet.
Yoru.
But to finish my point,
Yoru
Viper's actually
Breach.
fantastic when it comes to
What else?
denying the informations from the A side, at least from the first part of the elbow.
Honestly,
right? So the
the
defenders don't know
Yoru
if someone
Breach
goes
is pretty
towards
good.
the orb,
That is Cypher as
location,
well.
if you need to fight for that location at all, and combining that with the Omen Paranoia
Raise,
for the first
double
attack
duelist.
as well, it's like
Oh
goes
my.
to the wall or the breach stun. All of that is very useful there.
Cameraman's
So
on
on a
it.
scale from 1 to 10, Lothar, you as a Euro aficionado,
Yep.
how much do you like him on this map?
I think it's playable, but I don't think you have the slots to essentially play with him on this map. Even though he
Because
has
of what you give
great
up?
rotations, because from B main you can be on A side with a single lineup, which allows you to play very aggressively as well and fight for map control. But I think mobility is king on this map. Like you need a duelist that can dash or just satchel in.
Will I watch
on the
Pacific
side,
playing
also
later?
deliver
When
a piece of
even
utility
is it?
that goes over the Cypher traps, right?
I
in case you
imagine
don't
so.
have anything else.
On a scale from 1 to 10, what number?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. I would say he's like a 6 out of 10.
Isn't there like
because
a
he's
isn't there
gonna
a
be
break
the
in
third
Pacific for a
best
little bit?
duelist for this map.
Oh,
Like
I mean,
2
we
days
shall
or
see
something.
because
You
we
tell
have
that to Takas.
Agent Select
Okay,
here.
nice. Now I'm excited
Yeah.
because you have double duelist.
Yes.
So we have potential
tomorrow morning?
combos of Breach and Yoru
Okay.
with the stun to
But yeah, I
open
imagine we'll
sides
be
with
there.
the ultimate. Then you have Omen, who's also comboing with Yoru when it comes to the Paranoia, and Raze is just Raze.
It's a lot of initiating. Sorry, it's a lot of initiating power here for both the sides. I would say, even though Vitality has
tomorrow, the
decided to
day
go
after?
for that double controller.
Okay.
Again, this has a lot of
Viper,
similarities
Omen,
with
Sky,
what we've seen before on Split.
Raze,
So I'm
Cypher,
really looking forward to what Gentleman's
Yoru,
going to have preparated with all
Breach,
the combos and the
Cypher.
set plays. That probably that's
I
why
need
he
to look at
needed
it
all
again
those
fully.
pages.
Probably, but also very interesting is to see that we have still a Sky here in this composition, but when you compare it to the Yoru, it's a similar kind of agent because it can initiate an attack with the clone or the dog, right? It doesn't check for informations that well, but you still deliver good flashes. So it's, and you have more initiating in the ultimate. So.
Well, we're ready to get into game. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Please redirect your grievances to the casters. As Frankie likes to say, let's get pizzy. It's Pansy and Thomas.
I still just don't abide by this, but thank you for your patience. Yes, it's taken a second or two to get here, but the players are ready. Everything is looking like we're getting towards it. The Gentlemate fans are out in force, Tom. I mean, they've turned up. They've turned up in force, and of course, Vitality on the other side. Now, let's kind of just simmer down for a second. Give me your expectations in this matchup.
Right, Gentlemates on defense, Vitality on attack.
Gentlemates, they're the same as last year. So it's that synergy versus a roster that
Wait, they're gonna get wrecked by an op,
sort
right?
of still has a stand-in. And in terms of the comps, at least,
They might
I
not
definitely think it's a little bit
an
more
op, I guess,
interesting
but
from Gentlemates. They're the one that has kind of gone a little bit outside the box.
okay, I imagine they have some mad XX and set strats, to be fair.
The resmoke makes them reconsider, but
Okay, re-clear over towards middle, flash in, Omen flash on top of that.
Yes, the flash caught on one, but it did catch on the teammate too. The timing
Breach damage.
quite perfect.
Lovely
Attack
retake in
does
middle.
draw
Can
blood, but
they
it's
get
straight
out of
So
there?
a bit of a brawl in
Not
middle,
too
but now
bad.
both losing a player on
They
either
actually
side.
lost a little bit in terms of HP,
Seems like
but
they're looking to fight mid a little bit more. A lot of teams will just shut out that door,
almost tried to ignore it a little bit and let the other team have to try and just pressure all the way up top mid. Doesn't seem the way that Gentlemen.
Okay, this is a big win for Vitality as well. Of the wall, they broke the trip and they created a double question mark over towards here. So 2 people have to stick over towards A. Now they can hit B, and as we can see, they kind of left their good position because they thought it was an A hit.
Far back here, they've kind of absconded from the site itself, so not going to be.
Oops. Okay.
He's looking at the flank.
Yeah.
Again, Destrian filling in a role that he normally doesn't play.
The rotations, there's still going to be some distance for Logan to cover here, so a little bit further away. No flank in sight either, so that's not something to be worried about just yet. They're going to be able to focus on what's in front of them, but how do they disrupt this backline post plant, right? How do they get these players out of this deeper position?
The one thing they do have is Bayaz with his utility. Just
I don't massively like this from Vitality, because one smoke over towards the spike and we just see a spam fest. There is a camera that can potentially tag. That's half.
They do need to check on this. The diffuse already through towards halfway here. Smokes are in place, safe with a great shot, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Sender and Destrian trying to keep control here, and they're doing very well at that. Now just the tank left alive. Another tap on the spike, but they know he's not on it, and now they can play to the clock. The tank is running out of options.
Okay, I really think they could have committed a little bit heavier there. I'm not gonna lie. I think there was a tag from the camera. But yeah, I think even they're just talking about why did we not just stick this? And the smoke was there.
Not just going to sit back and, well, when you're running a Yoru Raze, I don't really think you have that option anymore. You've got to go challenge.
So yeah, I didn't really like this from both teams, to be honest with you. I think that playing the after plant when there's a smoker alive heavy B main is a bit bold.
Those after plants once they got into them.
Maybe they're okay with it because of the camera,
Going
but
forward, we look at, again, how deep is the map pool for either side, right? Whenever I'm seeing Sunset being brought out, if I'm seeing, you know, the newer maps, quote unquote, coming into play, I'm curious, is this, you know, one of those kind of like out of, oh, come on.
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah.
I haven't had a tech
right?
pause all of the casts I've had.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then I cast with you.
Yep.
And that big red screen comes up. I think I was counting. It was 3 for you now.
No, I'm so glad.
You didn't interact with those 2, so it was really weird. I was quite confused.
It's funny that, isn't it, that I didn't try and add to the curse. We'll let you know as soon as we do as to what the problem may be. Clearly want the players to be as comfortable as possible in this sort of matchup because there's a lot on the line here. But again, when we're kind of rolling this back mentally as to how I'm looking at this, when we're seeing these maps come out into play, how deep the map pool is for any of these, at least when I'm looking at Vitality here especially, the more newer teams, right? The ones that are still, you know, working through things, you know, how deep is that map? Well, this is their pick, so they clearly feel comfortable enough playing quite the traditional comp on it as well. Something that didn't, you know, catch you out like Gentlemates did when it caught your eye. So it's always interesting to see where these teams are going to be when it comes to that deeper map pool, because we still come in, you know, with very little information in the bigger picture.
Yeah, and especially even when you look at Gentlemates, they're likely to have changed everything that they came from Ascension. I don't think Existence is going to sit there and just go, oh, I think we just run the same stuff. The man had, what, 12 single pages of notes, like back to back, just coming in with everything prepared. I think the thing that's more interesting for me, though, is Destrian, because obviously Destrian we know is moving out.
why the team capture was released in NA but not EU servers? I mean, that's just how the Valorant update happens. Gotta wait till tomorrow, right? Or tonight, I guess. 4 AM or something.
Coming in and he's just sort of sat in.
Isn't that the bigger kind of discussion?
It's the same with every update.
Question mark with it. What does this team look like when that happens? And again, for those playing along at home, if you're wondering what the issue is, I do believe it is a peripheral issue for one of the 2 teams. So hopefully that gets resolved nice and quickly. But you know, as I said, might take a moment, but we'll let you know as soon as
looks
we
like
do.
team comms for how they're talking.
Do I see a gun, buddy? What's that one? I couldn't quite read it in time, but I liked it. I like the creativity. Yeah, nice one.
But I liked it, did you?
Well, I was gonna throw
it might have said, I don't know, Lauren, give me a gun, buddy.
Yeah, it could have, but it's Mitch Man who's in control of that.
Oh, of course, sorry, I forgot about that, yeah. Make sure to DM him, he loves those DMs.
Right? Exactly, so I can see why you got confused. No gun buddies for Tom is what the production is
I've already got one, so get wrecked.
Unlucky.
You're going to have to remove it from my account, which if you do, honestly, I don't mind that much.
Okay, we've got some signs going on. Whoever Aaron is, probably the person next to you, I imagine. But
well, with that arrow, did that give it away?
No talking, because they're testing the mics, they've got to talk. Gotta give them something.
Maybe they're pointing to someone really far away.
Could be. You don't know. As you can tell, we are waffling because tech pauses are being investigated.
Why do a lot of teams put players who played duelists last season on Viper? Because a lot of teams are picking up multiple duelists, and Viper's too strong. So someone's got to take the hit a lot of the time.
Not a good day for him. He also showstopped himself earlier, which was fun.
You really love throwing people under the bus, don't
Yeah.
you? You're like,
He
tech
won.
course, how's it going, Lauren?
He won and he played well, so it's fine.
Okay, that's the caveat to it.
My prediction? I mean, Vitality should be okay, but I can. I imagine Gentlemates take a map.
Right. Yeah, brilliant.
With
but again, I think kind of rolling it back to the
a
conversation.
weird comp that Vitality haven't practiced against. Something like that.
Coming in, that's certainly something
could
I
see
think on the
happening.
forefront of people's minds. How much would that change expectations?
Could be this comp, could be the next map,
I think
who
a lot
knows.
of people actually are underestimating Gentlemates here in this head-to-head. I mean, looking statistically online earlier, just to see where people were kind of putting this. It was heavily in favour to Vitality, which I think is a little bit of an undersell of Gentlemates. I think maybe if you're looking externally, you haven't kept
Safe,
up, or
yeah,
maybe
Safe's
saw
kind of
that
done it all.
borderline game that really truly is the Cinderella story. You could have
Sentinel,
missed it, but
Duelist,
they're very much
Initiator.
a good side. Very easy to underestimate, but incredibly talented.
Well, the fact is, you look at Team Liquid, who just won. 3 of their core were picked up from the
Viper
second
now.
place Ascension team. Gentlemates are the first place Ascension team with
Okay,
3
there we
of
go.
them. Now, maybe that was a surprise in
A bit of
itself, but
context there,
even still,
Two
this is a good
sheriffs
team.
on
All
defense.
right, we're
Let's
back in the action.
see if they
Thank
can
you once
get
again
any
for
damage.
bearing with us here. Hopefully everything now is sorted as we do dive into the ever-thrilling round 2, which means 2 sheriffs and a whole lot of nothing else. But maybe we get to see some nice skins for classics. Who knows?
Have they got them equipped yet? I didn't notice them equipped in the last game, but they are now. They're now live, right? You can. I think you can buy them with your own. Who are you buying?
I don't know.
Who's your allegiance with? So the people can finally answer the question: is who is Pansy
Am I
biased to?
biased to?
Yeah. Wasn't it Fnatic, right?
I go wherever Potter is, so EG, I guess. That's rough, I
Oh,
know,
you're like
I
the one
know.
person buying EG skins.
Look, I'm a Potter fan, that's all I'm saying.
That's
yeah,
fair,
if we
that's
could have
fair.
a little look at the classics when we get a chance, I'm curious to see if they've actually equipped them yet. So I want to see those skins.
Yeah, is it actually out on their patch? Wait, that would mean that the chamber buffs are in, if they are playing on that patch.
Terribly wrong. We'll see if Logan can cause a little bit of mayhem. Not the case at all. Run up, comfortable on that. Gonna take down Logan, and the site's pretty much theirs. Again, this round, maybe more of a fact finder. I'd like to see them try and do something maybe a little bit more aggressive, but also keep in mind that Destrian's finding a lot of time
And
here. A lot of space, a
Destrian,
lot of work, so this could be something to
if he
note going
goes
forward
spawn,
for the later rounds.
no one's. I mean, someone's checking it every so often, but.
Hello, the entire
Well, there's 4 there. He's out of there. But that is smart though, because he is not the person you want to farm on this.
To what we've seen from Na'Vi, go for 3 rifles.
That
2
is not
players
the
don't
ult you
buy,
want
and
online.
in the next round, you come in with a really hefty bonus round. I think that's going to be something we see a lot more commonly played, because if you lose 2 players or less, you're probably.
And I
coming in with all
tell you
the
what, chat, I gotta respect that.
Quite crest the corner, but the weapons. Holding up to the
I think you definitely have to respect that. Stand-in player has an opportunity to kind of put himself in the shop window, potentially get some eco kills, but he plays
I'm
it
excited as well
fully
to
proper.
see more of Kicks and Runner, because obviously Runner, we saw from
Plays it
Diamant,
how he
was one
should
of
be
those
playing it.
players who was sort of like a real standout in his team. Kicks has been on a lot of different, like sort of mixed team rosters, a lot of them unsigned, one of them under the legendary Bonker.
Standing, who's
I know you're a
Destrian
huge fan.
placing?
And,
Trex.
I think he is
Trex,
someone who was
Trex.
kind of like underrated for a while. Good. I'm really happy with it. I get more time to actually talk about this.
Please,
so that's 4
run
for
it.
you, 2 for me. Obviously, you're incrementally going to get further and further ahead.
I can
Wait, is there another
Hopefully
tech
the
balls?
British score system didn't completely fail me, but close enough too. Yeah, no, but I do like the background
Savage.
that we're
The
starting
back
see
to
from some
back.
of these
Yeah, this
newer
guy.
players,
This guy's
right? It
face
is a changing
palming
of the
already.
guard. I think and I think that goes across the entirety of EMEA.
Trex
especially, but
has
I think other regions
visa
are starting to see that
issues.
too, that we are seeing these, let's say the old guard being moved away. A lot of that fresh talent coming in. A lot of younger players that have been kind of poached from the smaller teams have been picked up and brought forward, which I think was overdue, if I'm honest. It's fantastic to see. Now, some will be hits, some will be misses, so I think it's just kind of waiting to see how well they fare when it comes to, the stages like this, right?
Why is Reigns allowed to play online but not
Trex?
Trex?
Obviously, a lot of criticism of the initial.
That's
tier 2
a
system, but
valid
the fact is
question.
we are getting a lot of talent.
That is a
At least
valid
thus
question
far.
that I do not have an
Look at
answer
those
for.
Ascension teams, the top 2, well, it was one qualified, the other, every single player still made it into the league in some form or another. We've even got some from the tier 2
Yeah,
coming
that's
over
not got a good answer
from
for that one.
Americas as well,
Good
like what
question.
we had there previously in KC, so it does seem like we are getting that sort of little bit of extra talent, and that is sort of the risk when you look at Gentlemates. Obviously, they were one of the teams that qualified, but there seems
Rumors
to be
are
across the league
Trex
a lot of
wasn't
upgrades
visa
to be
issues,
had,
it's
and
to
we've
do
even
with a
seen
Koi
like, for
merger,
example,
delaying the contract.
Giants only, or Giant X,
Giant
sorry,
X,
I
get it
forgot
right,
about the
come on,
X.
we're on branding
But
Really?
obviously they only made a change of Rengar
Maybe.
coming in. They've come up against one of those young teams. actually kind of got banged. It happened again. You've got Foot, who did bring in a youngster, and also CNED, and they had the same thing as well. Like, these sort of young up-and-coming teams from Ascension are proving that, at least on an individual front, they're doing very well.
They certainly are, and speaking of doing very well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, production have a little I guess, reward for the audience who try and play so nicely. They give a little wave to the camera, turn around, there they are. Little French team covering this.
That's where we duck down.
Yeah, no, that's right. They don't show us. I've bribed production to not put us on camera.
What does that say?
Wait, I just...
Too quick.
I can't read that fast. I'm a simple person. But if you are wondering, tech pause. Yep. Number... Well, I guess
Watch the China matches. Yeah,
game,
they're tomorrow morning. Chat, let me... When are these Pacific matches?
Does it count? Do you think it counts?
Well, technically,
let me get the
I don't
schedule
think
up.
you'd graced the mic yet,
No,
so
I
don't think that counts
Pacific
for you.
games.
Okay, but that's like an overall one.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Tomorrow at 6.
We got a while until we beat Pacific.
6,
anyway,
8, 10.
If we're still there,
Then
you're
American.
going
So I'm not gonna be, okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to watch any of the Chinese games.
We're good. And of course, it's on the 3 best of 3 day. Anyway, once again, time to go back in.
Yeah, I'll do Pacific, which is the same time as China. So maybe if there's some good games, we'll do some VOD review. Could do some VOD review in between EMEA if we get time. We'll see. Dude, we go fast with this one. Double satchel over towards market. Push as well from the tank. Dude, everyone goes aggro on this one. Double satchel over towards market. Double satchel down top mid. Kind of just trade some places here.
But you need to take those fights because you've got that extra initiation. Unfortunately, it hasn't really gone great for them. It seems like the patience of Vitality.
Wait, Ryan, you're doing China tomorrow then?
To get them these advantages. And it feels like they're very happy to just go, okay, you're going to do that, we're going to win the battles, and now we'll just slow right back down again.
They've done
Okay, that works out well.
I guess a good gamble to an extent of pulling all the players towards A. Now they're going to feel better about it, hearing all of this coming their way. Vitality are leaning towards this A side, and look at this potential crossfire here. Logan on the left and on the right, Bayaz. This could be nice. This could be very nice. If Logan's hitting shots like that, needs a bit more. Yes!
Oh my god, nicely done for him. Okay, it's a good start. Good recovery considering the rounds.
Vitality looked in the driving seat there.
Yeah, they really did.
Him at the VCT. Honestly, we had him back years ago playing through like his mixed teams, playing with BDS. Like he was always unreal with the Sheriff as well. If they have a low buy,
Ryan, how fast is your internet?
Still have nightmares. Sorry, Mitch, but not really. And just ridiculous.
Can you
stuff
upload and stream at the same time?
Taken by Gentlemates, but realistically, it was perfect.
Oh, it's so well done.
Enemy remaining.
Oh, that's just incredible work from them. Again, yeah, a little fortunate they had the players in the right place, but hold on, they're straight off to this aggressive start. Look at the tackle. Straight away, trying to be commanding, trying to take control.
I got an
of
idea.
spaces.
We'll talk after.
Force them to have to invest utility to re-clear or potentially do it dry. That's dangerous. And it doesn't work out. Yeah, I thought maybe they'd have to respect this pressure, but it looks like they're doubling down on this again. Paranoia sent. They still want to be applying more and more pressure to this Vitality side. No comfort to be found. Safe has got a bit of room to work here, but how far he can take that with utility in the way, who knows?
Good amount of pressure, and vision was blocked for a little bit, so he could think that someone's in the corner that they have to be ready for. And I think the Cypher's just about to clear it, just in case. Yeah, Cypher clears out the corner.
Available on A, but again,
and a bit of a gamble over towards here. And as we can see, we can walk up over towards A, and we have a luck towards middle. So as much as this is a 3v4, actually kind of like this from Vitality.
It is safe. Right, like this guy,
they're just going to go aggro in a 4v. Okay.
Now, let's look at the spacing here for Gentlemates. This could be a disaster in the making. Yeah, okay, going to find one, gives away the position now, but they have to deal with him. So the site is still on a platter. That kind of, swinging around about is that Logan's now have to deal with too if he wants to be proactive. But with the Seekers there, he's going to have to respect this, right? Kick's already buying all the time. For the
Ryan, we could do that.
There's no room for Logan to work. And Safe is being such a presence in middle. They're taking the longest routes available to hit that rotate.
And Safe is everywhere.
All the way through
he has
just to try and get back into middle.
slipped through, but I'm a little bit worried about his team because do you need to go aggro if he's going aggro?
That's so nasty to try and handle.
They've owned it though, because Omen is not checking left here.
And there's just not much of it.
Yeah, and the call has been made to save. Can they do a little bit of damage?
Imperative to this though. Have they lost track of him here? think he's going to be able to have much to say about this
Oh,
one.
he might be good for a few.
Time's gone here, but
Oh, that's my bad.
not really safe.
That's my bad on this one. They really would have liked the save as well, because this could have been a drop and this would have been a drop as well, and then one person takes the hit. Taking him down kind of changes this one up. Imagine you're going to see a low buy. Connor with the 8 months, thank you with the prime. Thank you, thank you.
So the fact is, now that he
Appreciate the
switches
support,
over to another
dude.
role, you always question, like, is he still going to have that same level of impact? The answer is normally yes.
Don't curse. Chat, I thought he was going to get multiple. There's nothing,
Again, even that round,
nothing I can do about that.
Presence in middle was pretty much the wrap on the round. Now, the fans trying to pump up Gentlemates here. They're going to need a bit of that here. They've been struggling to get into this so far. Maybe not quite feeling the rhythm yet to it. I like the aggressive starts, but it is leaving them a couple of times at a disadvantage. Now they're going to be suffering.
2 hero guns on defense. We're close to a Razor. If the tank gets a kill with his classic, safe. 1 away if he gets a plant or an orb.
Expect anything from them here. They have those couple of weapons, but not much else.
Omen Flash was good here. Yeah, hit all 3 in front of the smoke.
Right? It may open up an opportunity for Logan. Get proactive. He's one of the 2 players with the rifle, right? Like, this is his chance for it. But does he get timed out here? Does this just kind of fall by the wayside? Safe's going to be coming
Tank
back
is
around.
second guessing himself a lot.
Right? And now, again, on the other side, I think, can Whalers even hold them back here? They're starting to apply that pressure on the site. They're starting to close the gap. Runner leading the way. The tank's a soft target. He only had the classic. It was Whalers who could have been the back
Yeah,
line
lovely trades at the moment. Keep an eye on the flank behind. They kill the Cypher, no trips now. They need to be aware of that.
Is in the hands of Logan.
Yeah, the question is, does he actually go for this? They have the finances for the next round. Okay, if you get swung by Runner, I think they expected players to be there. You see all 4 just moving in that direction. Send them might go down here.
Send a gun out next time, maybe. That's a rifle recover for Takas. How far does he want to go for this? I mean, Runner's been good for it. I wouldn't want that challenge, and Kicks' angle should be superior. It is. And now Bayers, I mean, there's nothing more to do for him.
Yeah, I think the thing that's worrying me a little bit at the moment from Gentlemates is it's very one-dimensional. Like, you can't play a passive round with this composition. Like, we talk about the other side of things having
I think it was just an eco,
you know there's going to be
just
so
a low
much
bite.
delay when they go onto that defensive
They
side.
tried to be a
can
little bit
slow
aggro.
you down, have constant pressure for you to basically get past their utility. Whereas in this case, well, Vitality are just waiting for them to push. They haven't had to do anything crazy just yet, because they go, okay, well, they're playing a Yoru, they're playing a race. They have to come to us.
Reading it well. I'm curious when the first timeout's going to hit for Gentlemates, when they decide to kind of pause the brakes a bit. Another go at a gun round here, and they've got a couple of ults to play with, so maybe this is the one they want to kind of run through.
Razor, Yoru on defense, sorry, on attack. Razor as well. Safe, still 1 away. High round for him. Money's completely out of control already. 6 rounds in.
Have, as said, the ult sitting there too, and a buy to play with. So now we look at Vitality. Similar scenes, right? Default across the map, take their time, expect
Nice early cam over towards B main, but there is pings here, so Destrin's definitely heard that and called it out.
The initial start to the round. It's like they're doing a swapsy, moving the Omen back, and then having this aggressive player in the form of Natang.
Gentlemate's holding all of A at the moment with a Yoru.
Showstopper available.
Destrin does take out the cam that he had earlier. Yoru has a TP once he takes contact over towards A.
Playing passive, waiting for that push to come.
It's a lot for Takas to handle. The flash even connecting as well, so knowing...
Okay, with that, they're happy with just that. Flash goes in, but I love this from Takas. Gets pushed off the angle with the flash, takes the angle back, and we get to the 45-second mark and we start getting some info. Yeah, now forces Runner to send it in on his own, no util.
Options 37 seconds now. Takas readjusting around, and it looks like they're going
30 seconds go over towards hit B. There's a trip here, and none of these can break the trip, so you just gotta go. Yeah, just gotta run into it.
It's so easy for Bayaz.
Oh, this is much better. Starting to get that tempo down, that pacing down. Maybe Safe could have made a difference.
Yeah, this one fell apart from Vitality.
Now up against an army of players.
And that was honestly just Runner overstepping in my books.
To do anything with it. That is better from Gentlemates, having to adjust that pacing, Tom.
I like the Yoru ult though. Definitely like the Yoru ult to get information around the 45-second mark. Really forced him into making a... Runner making the mistake.
you've still got everything available for the next round. The Rolling Thunder, Showstopper.
There might have been some
really
util there with how confident he, how confidently he was peeking,
They
but
got a little bit of information, but they didn't actually have to do too much more. And that was based off patience, so that might be something that they try and continue with.
you can wall bang the trip. I'm talking about the illegal one that is not allowed in VCT. Talking about the one from here. This guy through the wall.
I think they've
Not
heard
allowed.
you, but lovely stall here. Runner going to struggle to try and close that gap. Hit. Oh, I thought that could have connected. It doesn't, so they live to fight another day. You can see Whalers just wants out. They're going to give up the site. Oh, that's interesting.
Aggro Viper before the plant.
It really does funnel them
Guide Dog goes in.
in an uncomfortable way to play the retake.
We're switching guns. Ayaz now takes the op. The tank has his ult to send it in. They get a good plant for elbow.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. There's the pressure point.
Oh,
There's
that was
the
nice.
explosion.
Oh my god. Wait, is the
Play.
spike up the
Sender's
top?
gone down.
No, okay,
And
it
now
fell
it's
down.
stalled out with a spike left on the site.
Imagine
Issues
that.
are plenty here. Can Vitality re-hit this almost with less to work with? Kicks, the first man to feel brave enough to work forward. It's Runner to find. The tank's gone down and they're down 2 players here. Logan has to escape and he gets away. But it's
Yeah,
a 2v4.
and they used a
This is
lot of
work for
ults into
Vitality.
this.
They've held the numbers somehow, which seems almost obscene. But now the plant goes down on the second time of asking. You've got Whalers and Logan with very little to play with.
I feel like they almost have to back out of this. So low on HP, not really any avenue. They can't even try and switch up the angle they're coming from unless they go in around the entirety of the map or try and go through a
Fell
Viper's
apart a
pit
little bit.
with no
Good news for them is they got a lot of money.
think that it's the
Good news for Vitality is obviously they get the round in 2 big
you're kind of
ults.
screwed here. Like, you put a pit down that almost hinders you because if you leave it, you open up an angle for them to come back
Why
in
would they not
again.
plant in the ult?
Instead, they
It's a
just
little
progress
bit
through it, and a lot of
too
that comes
risky.
down
It
to the
feels like
success
maybe a
of
little
Runner.
bit
He's
too
someone that's
obvious.
been really hyped up
With the
by
majority of them over
community,
towards
by
elbow,
his own
I
coach,
think
and by the
this
looks of
one's
it,
fine. They can still
so far he's
leak out
delivering.
into here and get the spray down.
Yeah, certainly a player to watch going forward if he keeps this level of performance up. The value of his kill so far has been exemplary. So already putting real.
Plus they put the ult down early, so it's like
5-2 now.
very
Vitality
obvious
are
if you want to
firmly
go for that play.
with the lead here, kind of, I guess, responding as expected after that previous round with a much pacier piece. You could see the intention here of that kind of re-aggress on the site, denied that plant, but then look at Runner's work. Again, there's a little bit of pressure coming back in, clearing out the tank. You've got everyone just re-clearing through. That's a little unfortunate, but you take them when you get them. But still, very well managed, very well maintained. But does this then mean that Gentlemates have lost that little bit of a grip that they had on those last couple of rounds, or last?
Okay, only Cypher ults.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just the change of pace from Vitality instantly puts them back in a spot where they go, okay, do we have to continuously aggress for information because they don't
I do like this though from Gentlemates, just putting the deep trip over towards here every single time. I'm pretty sure they hear it. Crunch towards middle again. That's a great TP out. Oh my goodness, Sender.
Stay alive. It's the tank who's fallen again. He's struggling to make this count, and Vitality are just weathering the storm every single time.
They're so ready.
He already
That's the
takes
thing,
the
they know they
TP.
have to do
Here, nice
something
and
like
early.
this, and each time it's just failed miserably. They are patient in their push. I think Sender gets a little bit lucky.
I'm enjoying this though. Every time over towards A, they get pushed off an angle. They instant re-aggress to get the information.
And Vitality aren't even breaking a sweat.
No, they are handling it.
Yeah, and with this, Yoru can get over here and we can have a 3-person stack. Tell you what, Gentlemates have actually given themselves a pretty good chance into this one. We got the nade for the
It's very hard to hold this
trip
site.
that
They
isn't
don't
here
really
anymore.
have the means for it.
Maybe I missed that.
Players can't work off any part of this, has to respect it, fall deep back towards CT, allow basically the plant to come in. Whalers has to give away position too, and look at the late lurk coming out.
Yeah, gotta look at Safe here. Does Logan expect this?
Whatever he wants. His timing could be
Yes, he
perfect,
does,
and
but
it
Safe
is.
wins the
Up
duel.
in the kill feed, Safe has found Logan, but this is a little bit of damage. But can they break the back line? That's the last.
Yeah, and Safe has done so good here. Gets his kill on this X and just fully rotates around, so the pressure is still on behind them, which makes these two go a little bit aggro and kind of make a play they don't want to play.
It is nice to have that
That's
safe
nice.
pair of hands there, isn't it, when Safe is still standing.
Every time, safe pair of hands. It
I
has
don't
to come up at least once.
I don't want to hear it, Tom.
Yeah, Safe's playing pretty smart at the moment. His lucks are a nightmare.
As well. Like, they've done well to control middle. It's one of the main pushes that you see Gentlemates wanting to go for, but it's also just lack of information. Like, your solo initiator is a breach. There's no way to get info from that. The only info they have is from Cypher, and once that cam is destroyed,
Looks like a
there's
timeout.
nothing. And that was one of the rounds they
The
won, was when they
Gentlemates.
ran into that Cypher trip.
And they
Other
can
than
get a
that,
buy.
it's been
They
very
can get
easy
one
for
more buy.
Vitality to just play these slow rounds, fall onto a site, and it's basically, okay, as Gentlemates, have we guessed correctly or have we guessed wrong? And the only other thing they have is what they're using as a quasi-initiator, which is Takaz. let's be real, he's getting destroyed.
Yeah. And as we were kind of discussing in the earlier rounds, the option of that timeout was going to have to come in here.
Yeah.
But the solution isn't going to be easy. Again, the composition is going to limit them to what they can do here, I feel. And I've got to give credit to Vitality, really. They are so prepared for the aggressive leans, these aggressive pressure points they've been trying to lean through. So I'm curious to see how deep the playbook is on this map.
You like comps without Silver, Fade, or Sky? Nah. Nah, I hate them.
This would sit, but obviously, I mean, they didn't remove the map, so they're willing to leave it out
You just
there.
have to.
But again,
You
I'm
just take
very
risks
curious to
too
see
much.
what they can come up with as a solution going forward after this timeout.
Yeah, I don't think the obvious choice for Gentlemates is just having that breach.
I think it's just such a nightmare
So
to get
they need
info.
to basically be using that just a little bit better. It was something mentioned on their
They'll
Death by
probably.
Loafer, just
It'll
that's
feel a
something
lot
cool to
better
have
on
within your
attack
playbook,
because they can
but
just
what they
do
have
set
lost is
strats.
something
But
like a Sova. That's what
when they
we're
need
seeing a
to,
lot of teams like
even over
G2 and
towards A,
T1,
right?
they're
When
both
they
running
need to
Sova,
clear the
it's like
question mark, when they get
trap with
pushed back,
extra
they just have to do it with bodies because they just don't have anything, and it's just a nightmare to play like that.
What?
He went further? That feels almost...
That's nice though when they get a one tap over
as well.
towards.
This just seems ridiculous. It does get
Oh man, I could feel that. I could feel that one coming.
That is such a message of don't you dare get aggressive. Who do you think you
What
are
about
to
Foot
try
solo
and do that
KO?
to us?
See, on paper, I don't really like it, but they play it the best you can make
Get
it,
out.
if
So
that makes
again,
sense.
Bringing it back to this almost fair 3v3.
Like, I think it's playing on hard mode sometimes, but they use it very well. Not that we saw it on Lotus recently,
Still
but
there for kicks, so that's got some space potential to it. Safe, obviously investing the wall elsewhere, but still could
yeah, that's fine, Ryan.
work into this one. Destrian again. A couple
I'll
of
message you
not many,
on
so
Twitter. Let's do that.
one bonus though, they do have time. 45 seconds to play with still. Destrian. Oh.
Bro, they hit some shots
Sharp
this round
still.
as well, to be fair.
And it's down to the two kicks.
Still doable.
And safe.
It's Crossfire's the one.
Very favorable for Takas.
Oh,
Could
let
be
your
a
teammate
second.
swing.
Don't underestimate safe. Yeah, you can see Takas
4
instantly on
HP.
red alert. He does not
Comms
want to
can
get
come
an
in.
option here. An opportunity. 4 HP is all.
Switch to the
that
classic.
Safe has, and
Lovely.
it's not gonna be enough. Takas keeps cool, calm, and collected. And they do get across the line. Did the timeout do enough?
I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could give any credit. Like,
tank, go
I don't know.
kills.
If Existence is taking credit for the tank walking up dry and getting a couple of kills, then fair play. He'll take credit for anything. But that was a big round for them, just even for a confidence booster. Because the fact is, last few rounds they have not been able to get anything done whatsoever. I don't think that's something that's going to work. Again, the thing is though, I'm looking at just the build-up on the map. I think they're going to go for this mid.
Stun over towards middle, double satchel down. Yoru, don't know what his play is. Has he got a flash?
I mean, willing to just throw his body on the line
Oh,
for it.
I think they could do something pretty cool with the window
The
here.
early contact does eventually fall away and doesn't lose
Don't
his
know where
life
the flash
this
would go,
time,
but
he's going to force them to have to re-clear, take a couple of seconds, shave it off the board, but beyond that, didn't get the scalp he would have wanted.
They burnt out a little bit.
Spruce, thank you so much for the 13 months.
Seen a paranoia disappear, but the control is ultimately
Nice,
still
how's it
there.
going
Now,
with
this
it?
trip within the smoke
Thank
might
you,
cause them a few
appreciate the prime.
issues. It's going to be something expected, or it should.
Yeah.
Just walk straight into
Yeah,
it
this creates a
instead.
lot of pressure. I like
Now,
this
well, at
reaction
least that little
from
bit of
Gentlemates
information
though.
has
They're
gone
going to
up to
3-person group
The
swing
one
this.
issue is, though, the Gentlemen's pushed on the A side.
A great
right?
reaction,
So,
Safe
fortunately,
again,
they win the
getting
fight
in
out, they have just superior
kill that
numbers
maybe he
onto the
shouldn't
fight
have.
against Safe, but top mid's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. And it looks like Takas wants to get some control.
11.
Runner backhands him. This is now panic
spacing
stations.
looks bad.
Look at the surround on Whalers. He has to deliver beyond expectation. Good to isolate one, could not quite make it onto the second. So the gateway, the floodgates are open to the B side.
Yeah, again, I think Vitality are doing fantastic.
We've got
as
a
well to
camera that just spot the
work
raise.
map, force players into awkward fights.
think.
Now, Bayers in a tank, a single kill for the tank
Yeah.
will give him a showstopper. That's the one way I see them getting back in.
Does he get given that chance? Destrian doesn't need to overdo much here.
Ooh.
Oh, that was very close. Destrian.
Yeah, Kick's got a good hill over towards Runner.
Pop flash and go. Bye-bye in a tank. And now it's all Bayers.
I like how proactive both of the teams are being
There's the
at the
silver
moment.
lining. But I'm very impressed with Vitality on this map so far. Their mobility, their quick adjustments, their reads on this have been very solid.
Yeah, again, it's a composition that I kind of hope for Gentlemate's sake should work a little bit better on attack. I think Yoru's always very difficult to get
How did
those set
Kiko get
plays
37
right
kills?
when you're looking
Yeah,
at
he
things
was
defensively, but
outrageous.
even still, it's just the way that each time that pressure
Pretty much
has
when
come
he
in,
had, I mean, he got
either
4
they've fallen back,
4Ks.
held their
When he had an
numbers,
op,
not
it
given too
was
much away and used a small amount of utility to force them
unstoppable
off.
almost.
But it's then like, okay, they've been challenged in mid, and their response that round was, let's take it away. Let's push all the way up, surround the players in the back line, and it looked like
4
Gentleman's
ults
just
against
didn't
no
even
ults.
fathom that as an
Again,
idea, as
this
a
comp
concept.
should
Even when the trip
struggle
broke,
on
you can see,
attack. Sorry,
like,
this
Taka's
comp should
just
struggle on
okay, maybe
defense,
it's
but
one
it
player,
should
I'll
be
just
good
go
on
fight.
attack.
Wasn't.
It'll be a lot of fast set plays.
And even if it had been, he's still
Still
lost the
lost.
fight.
Stun, like
The issue
it's
now
gonna
becomes that
actually
they're
be,
gonna be
it could
suffering
be incredible.
from the money side down on
It
Bulldog
could
and
be
Sheriff. They've got
incredible,
plenty of ults
but they
to
need
play
to
with.
have
It's
a good
shame
amount
that
of
they
rounds
don't
to
have
play
the
with, just in
Sheriff
case they lose pistol.
True.
Is it a disadvantage or is it an
True.
advantage?
I mean, Logan, show us some magic, would you? I'd love to see a bit of it.
He's had 1 kill other than that 4K though.
I don't want to hear that,
That's
Tom.
the only yeah.
Don't want to hear it. Now, they found a pressure point they want to explore again. Vitality is willing to challenge. Oh, the flash is just outstanding. Look at this. It's masterful, the way they're controlling the map, right?
Oh man.
Where's that off to?
Yeah, everyone kind of played well there. It was a little bit ambitious, and by a little bit, I mean insanely ambitious. They has 1 HP.
Like, something that was mentioned is Sender picking up the role of in-game leader. Well, I'm not going to lie, I was worried. I wasn't expecting it to be fantastic straight off the bat, but this team is moving like a unit, whether he's the one calling the strat or not.
Well, I mean, this is the welcome to the big leagues, right, for Gentlemates. This is
Gamble
the
stack
rude
for
awakening of,
Gentlemates is coming in over towards A.
Now,
So, I mean, the HPs are just too low. The tank.
As an opportunity, it's 37 HP, and it looks like he's getting checked.
Lovely stun.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh.
He's just let off the leash. Can he get it? No. Finally bailed out by Sender, but man, he did some damage. Bringing it back to
Reach
maybe
on
a
sight,
win
1
scenario.
HP.
1 HP
Util's good.
far from ideal, but can they work off the back of him potentially? No. Dealt with.
Yeah, nicely done from Sender.
Vitality large and in charge.
The thing is, even they're actually gamble stacking a lot of the time, like right. They're just getting overwhelmed.
They've had these little traps and set plays that they're using off the back of his utility, but the reaction is what's been so impressive. Every time something goes wrong, something just seems to go right straight afterwards for Vitality. They're not panicking at all. They're not struggling against, as I said, a bit of an off-meta comp, even if it's brand new meta.
Sure.
But that will be the hardest time to play against this sort of thing, but they're not breaking a sweat at all. And while they've got one more chance to actually boost what could be a pretty rough map for them.
It could be. Again, this is Vitality's map choice, so don't lose heart just yet, but it's only going to be weighing on the mind. The way Vitality look, though, I do want to give credit, and I think you're right that Sender looking very in control. This team playing very much as a 5, but let's see if the Mayhem can really start. Takas wants to see a whole lot of everything, and Runner didn't make much of it either.
Yeah,
Takas
Whalers
does
did
think the
good to avoid
plan is
this.
pretty soon here, looking for the
TP'd away from the Raze rocket.
Get out with his life for about 3 seconds.
Yeah, that didn't look great.
Yeah, that was an ult. He got a little bit of information, but then ended up going down to it. And again, oh dear.
Excuse me? Okay, fair enough, Natak.
My kind of play.
More, though. We need more from you. Asking a lot from the man, but he can deliver. We know it. Whalers by his side as well.
Honestly, the mayhem he created from just being alive at the back there caused Vitality to heavy panic and really broke just the holding of the crosshairs there. It was good. Yeah, respect to the judge. 4. 4. If they get a pistol and have really good XX, it's
I think let's kind of sit here and almost review, right? Let's kind of look back on this first half. I think the composition for Gentlemates didn't love it on this side, but I guess it's not really made for that side anyway. So we'll see how it looks going forward. But I've got to give credit to Vitality with how well they weathered every single storm front that came through from Gentlemates.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think the rounds that we saw were blips on the radar. Okay, a triple kill from the tank, blast packing over the site. A 4K from Logan when they were a man down and he just took the round into control. Like, that has been what has lost them rounds, and what has won rounds for Vitality is them being controlled, calm, collected.
we do have winning this one in my pick'ems. Vitality.
Throughout the game, so I'm impressed. Now I get to see their defense, and as I said, this is kind of the meta comp for a reason. They have a lot of
What
ability
about
to delay.
no drone initiator? Yeah, I just don't like it. But again, they should have good overwhelm on attack. There's a chance that in practice, they know that 4 is enough. If their practices have been going good and they have a lot of nice set util. Yeah.
What is that? The tank so clean with it.
Lovely luck on this one. Gonna TP out of there? Oh my. Okay. Okay, I think this is on. I'm excited for some of these strats as well. I think they could be disgusting.
Okay, safe now. All right, 1v4. Let's go, Magic Man. Pull something out of the hat. I don't think even he can do this one, and he is normally good for it, but bloody hell. What a ridiculous round.
It's like a fadeaway. Like it's literally like it wasn't even attempting it.
Clean.
I think
not clean enough.
Yeah, not quite clean. 20 HP.
This one, all but wraps for poor old Safe, but I want to watch
Yeah, it
that
doesn't
replay
want to
every day.
give
I
him
wanna see
another
both
orb.
of them. Like seeing it once with the tank, I was like, oh wow, that's impressive. Like, oh, we've done it again. Oh, we got it back one time.
It's like a no look. Like
Yeah,
he
literally.
literally was just like, yeah, I'm reloading. Or am I? I don't even know what it was. It was such. The thing is, I think he still had plenty of bullets left in the clip as well.
Viper on this map? I mean, Viper's good on every single map.
He had 9 bullets and then reloaded and used 1. Like, it just it's completely unnecessary.
They're getting pumped up as well. Good for a team like this. I think they need that confidence, a bit of that almost, being boisterous, kind of getting in their faces. And it works with the comp.
That's the thing. That's where the pressure comes from, really, from Gentlemates. They, by far, have had the
Runner was
biggest fight rate
tempted.
here. The loudest.
Runner
It's not even in question.
wanted to buy a Frenzy and then Sheriff and decided against it. Full eco. Flash goes in.
The first step, and obviously in quite some
Good
fashion.
info. They don't know
But
the
still need to
numbers
keep
though,
going.
so they
We
stay
always talk
strong
about
with the
this
B
round, they've got to
stack.
Keep it clean. We said it in the first half. I'll say it here again for now, Gentlemates. You want to see 5 alive. They've
In
got
terms
a
of who
whole
could
lot of
snowball,
life.
they could try and snowball either of the duelists here. There is an orb, but they don't want to kind of let them know that they've actually pushed up close.
Stack for Vitality over towards B. They put all of the eggs in one basket, and that's fine. I mean, in a round like this, you're not expected to win with just classics if you play it out normally, so why not try something? But now
Okay,
they're
and
gonna
now
hear
it's a
this
clear
and
sight. Do they want to throw the spike over to Raze
Yeah,
or
this was an
Yoru?
investment of
Whoever got there
nothing.
first, it looks like.
The only thing they bought is utility, which obviously
Okay,
they carry
Yoru.
on into the next round. So
And let's have a little
I'm
look.
gonna
At
make
one
the
point,
assumption
if they try and make sure that they
Vitality
don't
are
get
gonna die to
orbs, you're probably going to
That's the
see,
plan.
well,
It's
hopefully,
not to
you're
even
going to
take
see
any
this
fights or go
get
for
thrown
any
over
orbs.
to
None
either
of
the
their players
duelists,
are
and
even
the
remotely
duelists
close to getting
can
anything
hunt a
anyway,
little bit
and they don't
without
wanna give it
the
up to someone like
pressure of
Tank or
giving
Takas,
them
who's
a
only 3
giving them a
away,
gun
so
upgrade.
They are literally going to shift walk into the spike.
Wonder if anyone's going to stick around and try.
There we go. Takas gets the ghost, and we are off.
Wouldn't see why not.
Raises along as well to try trade.
To Logan so that they can make sure that gets saved and he can maybe get some orbs.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, this might. Okay, Raze gets out of there. I think that's smart. Let's see
It
how
is
many he
him on an
gets.
island. He's purely trying to farm for that ult. Oh, the flashes, so heads up.
Honestly,
They'll still
2
get one,
orbs.
actually, but
Take it.
Vitality will, I believe, get their wish. Yes, they do. Down to the spike. So get to kind of wipe that away somewhat cleanly. But again, for Gentlemates, they'll be happy enough, right? That's a clean round 2 coming in. Building up a little bit towards Takas too. That's a lovely little silver lining. On the other
The
side,
hard,
Vitality
yeah.
just had to
Fine,
go
they'll
and
reset
accept
it.
fate in that one.
Yeah, and this is a map as well where it's relatively easy to challenge for the orb. So your opponents on
How are we
the
feeling about the
defensive
map
side
pool
are gonna
now?
have to basically, are they
Yeah,
going to
it's still crap.
aggressively push B main? Are they going to aggressively push A main? So for him to be 1 away, that should be his ult.
I like
unless,
Sunset though. I'm
you know,
a fan of
maybe
this
2
map.
players or
Not in
Safe
ranked
was
because
to
no
fight
one
you for it.
understands that you have to hold A with 1 player, but
Place right
in
time,
pro
isn't it?
play, it's
Let's
good.
see. The battle very close. Having to commit a little bit of utility early on just to gain that B main control. Again, looking for patience here. Been paying off on this map, see if they can catch any of that early aggression or fact-finding across the map. It was a bit of a
teleport.
3-play stack towards A early for Vitality, but already
Okay, bonus.
dismantling that and bringing it back.
Takas 1 away from his ult.
Going through our middle, gonna spot
Buys the
Takas.
gun into this because obviously it was the ghost that they lost, so money that they saved into the bonus, so they get a full buy. So it's looking really good. Mid pressure. Also have this wall. Kind of like this wall.
For most of the players in this game, they don't have much on the line other than maybe the French battle looking to go through.
A little bit scary, but it helps you crunch over towards middle and obviously reinforces A. We got a cage. We'll have a gap on the left. You can get this more into the middle. But
he does
fine.
not want to lose to this Vitality squad.
No, but in this round, already seeing the issue here. Oh, the ults come through, so that's going to be working its way forward. That's safe spotted.
Yeah.
Did they get to...
He put a stun on him.
Did they note runner? I think they did. Okay, so they've seen quite a bit here. There is still the player by pillar. There's going to be a problem.
Damn, nice
Takas
flash.
actually commits.
Damn, nice. And while this was happening, they exec'd over towards B, so no matter what, you would think that the trades probably come in.
Does he get an opportunity? Yes. Takes down 1 and the
Ow!
Destrian with the triple. And now things aren't going as planned.
1 HP.
Takas going to be sweating. They're panicking. They're worried. Yeah, it's 1 HP, but look, heals coming in. Gives away Kicks' position, but that's
The
fine.
stand-in.
They've got a big opportunity here. Sender's still got plenty of kit. Kicks has a flash. There's so much to be played with, Tom.
Last
Players
player
just looking to
standing.
hold on, make it. just one. Takas, he kicked it off, but now to try and do everything the Spam
Rose, 21 HP. Damn, Destrian. Yeah, that really is.
Individually saving that, because you think who they lost. Safe went down, Runner went down. It was looking like B was on a platter, ready for the taking, everything looking good. But then Destrian controlled it perfectly. Look at this. You thought round surely done, right? Takas has done it.
The thing I really love about this is every single time he makes one of these plays, Bears is just sat in the back line like some little gremlin with his stun, just like,
what the?
Got you, buddy. It happens each time. You look at him go for an aggressive play, that stun comes through the wall. One player can't do anything, the other is having to fight. He did the same thing with a flash in this round, straight through the wall.
Before loss bonus, they're kind of okay.
You've got to say as well, that's a tilter of a round for Gentlemates. You're going to be frustrated with that because that one looked
We got
good.
one that can't buy next, and we're going to have 3 that can't buy next if they lose this. Maybe the one would take a hit and they'll force into it. We'll see if we get there. Nicely done from Vitality. They set up one player over towards A. It is the Omen though, and can be a little bit risky. It's one of the things that maybe I didn't like when I was watching the Sentinels with their default. Sky Dog clears a lot of middle. Camera gets shot.
Screen. It is basically just to deny that information of where these players are in terms of this mid fight. And even if you smoke it, Safe can sort of section them off, so they have to look for a play through.
Yeah, and with all of this control over towards A, everywhere else is pretty strong. We're about to get a crossfire if Runner can get here in time.
I say very ready. Takas quicker to it than Kicks, and now they just fold. They flood towards the A side, leaving Whalers the one to try and hold them back on the rotation.
Destrian's shots are fast right now. Yeah, this was nice though from Gentlemates, and again, 1-9 loss bonus onto these players. Like, they need to win this round somehow. It's a 2v4.
30 seconds left. I would just say, you know, not necessarily raps, but a tough one. But Destrian just went nuclear and it's safe. So I'll always give it some credit. Oh, he's going to be annoyed with that. Yeah, that one's going to kind of almost tilt you out of it. Make you fall away. Both positions now noted for Vitality. And, well, their options just shut.
Yeah, they still have a little bit of cash in the bank as well, so it is probably worth just holding on to these rifles to potentially get a buy into the next round.
It is definitely worth
the same
this
sort
one's
of
done.
we gave over to Vitality
Lovely run from Gentlemates as well.
Like, I love the fact that this is something
I think Vitality messed up a little bit, to be honest.
Very good synergy in terms of
one person holding here, no pressure, and we still didn't have a crossfire. We had like someone in no man's over towards here and 2 on site. Should always be like a 2-2-1, because then this one can always go help market. But I think feel like they really messed up, to be honest, in their big buy round.
Right, which almost kind of wipes away the issues of maybe losing that frustrating 15th round. This is instantly back on track, quite clean as well. I think it was 4 alive at the end, so they'll be happy enough with that. You can't really complain. Otherwise, Takas back on the ult already. That is
almost on round 5.
So the 2 people that saved, do they try and drop guns? Yeah, look at this. Okay, it is just a low buy, and we get a Stinger, Sheriff, the 2 save guns, and Classic.
Kind of cutting it in a new way this round.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of their delay, you'd look at like snake bites or trips or all of these annoying abilities, don't really work when you've got the Euro ult. And he can just cause problems. They're doing the same again. Exactly
it's nice. It's nice. That breach flashes.
It works. Safe is still on that A site, but I guess last time you could say Sender was. But look at the buy. It's rough.
Yeah, it's literally exactly the same thing. Destrian once again.
Blink and you're like, wait, hold on, did I just miss this? But no, you're absolutely on the money. So once again, your heavy hitters for this round.
This flash like slightly behind, like the bars are slightly behind, so if you're facing it doesn't hit you as well. I think it might be.
No harm, no foul. Sender looking to try and maybe make something of this. Having to work together through here. It's scrappy. It's so messy. And Destrian couldn't quite get around the corner. And Takas takes away his chances.
He's the person with the ult farming a little bit though.
He's already got Sat in his pocket, but is safe left alive.
Damn, sick rounds.
Gentlemates closing.
And they're probably going to time out, especially as the same round got called twice.
I wonder if they've spotted a weakness in Kicks at that backside.
Yeah, the rotates are wrong.
The way he's starting a lot of these rounds is to put a flash out A. If there's nothing there, he falls
Mid
back
is
to try and
weak.
cover over middle. It not only leaves him
I would watch that back, because I think that flash is like next level.
But they've now just blast packed over that same
Pretty sure you can be facing down the lane, and it only gets the people on defense.
Get that small bit of info that was actually missing for Gentlemates on the other side. We go, okay, if I know he's standing there, I reckon I can kill it.
And they're gonna have a timeout here, and I think if they're probably just gonna be talking about setting. Probably just gonna be talking about setting. Well, actually, there's loads. They can either change their actual setup itself. They can talk about the fact that Ron is kind of over rotating on the rounds where they set up the Omen over towards A. Or they can just put like a some util towards middle.
Give them options. Maybe know what we've seen, that pressure point that's being pressed time and time again by Gentlemates. Now again, though, on the other side,
Like maybe a Destrian camera at the top of middle would make sense.
Bring back in, because obviously both coaches have a chance to have a chat.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. I think if you're talking about coaches we have within the scene, these are two of the most prep-heavy coaches we have. And it's not even comparable. Like, Existence was doing this as a player, now moves into that role, and we've seen the sheets of paper. But Salah, I know even with the roster last year, I don't think he slept. I think he just stays up all night coming up with different counters and different ideas. He's even trying to get in the minds of people like Angel. Imagine trying to do that. Angel's just like, bro, what are you doing? He'll walk up to people at events and go, let's do the veto right now. And I've seen a lot of people go, what you on about, mate?
I mean, looking at the current reigning champions in Valorant itself, it has been the year
Both one away.
Right? Like,
And we have a fake with a TP that goes to the back of B. So he can check all of A, and then maybe during his ult he can TP and check all of B. Yeah, I like this. But now what? Because he has to commit. Even I'm confused. Look, I can see the mini-map. So the original plan was to go over towards B, hoping that it would the ult over towards A will cause a rotate. But actually they kind of realized that A was clear, especially over towards elbow, that Breach took a lot of space so that they can now go back towards A. Pretty cool. I do like the TP. I do like the TP like midway through the ult, double checking.
That's going to be valuable information to note that that player had crept up, but they are right at the door. The tank is very close by, and he's on towards the site. Safe can't be isolated. He's got to be careful. Gets away,
the
still
nade
breathing
missed.
and still standing, but he's cornered.
Sounds a bit too late. Get a plant on this one, and that is his ult.
It should be a 5v5 post plant.
Yeah.
That's the showstopper online.
And they could definitely just ult to delay.
So much delay potential with that ultimate, but also we've seen how much damage he can do.
We got the God pause from Takas, by the way.
Takas can do so much damage, and it is him taken away actually from the showstopper, if anything. Probably could have waited it out, but still pulled the trigger and got the job done. Down to 3 now. Kicks just, oh god, Kicks just swung in.
Important kill from Whalers there, in my opinion.
Gentlemates having none of it.
Nicely done. I like the strat.
Doing with this Euro on the attack side, even if it's just purely for distraction purposes.
Yeah, you got options. The fact that the Breach is over towards A as well and can take the space if it is free. Yeah, that's very nice.
And they're using all their utility, so when it comes down to a retake, you might be realizing, oh, they actually don't have that much left because they've had to use it throughout the round to try and get anything. And then it comes down to individual fights, and there's no slouches on the Gentlemate side. They will happily take these fights. They're pressuring Safe out of the site within a few seconds, and we've been hyping him up all game.
Yeah.
Trip over towards middle, but again, Cypher Trip can pretty much only be a certain, well, it can obviously be on the floor, but it can be jumped, so a lot of times this gets spammed when teams are good. We'll do like a mid-default. Horses, Vitality down to an eco, Runner has his ult, Kicks has his ult, and maybe Sender will get his ult after this round.
Sender just found Takas.
Wait.
Okay.
Did he try and take? He must have tried to take his TP. Yeah, that is.
Did they?
A little bit unlucky that there were 3 players back towards that spawn area, but.
Did they Omen ult to check where the TP was, and then he stuck the TP?
That's a corner not checked. Luckily, Bayaz is snappy with it because that.
And then hand delivered them a gun, but the Omen saw 3 people.
For now, down to 4v4. Can Kicks make anything of this though? That rifle in hand could cause a problem. They're starting to get a little bit stuck here.
But it was on the same place, Vanity. Did that even?
Players in middle splitting through towards that B side, so that should be safe now.
You still hear it.
Instantly. Logan though taking control.
Oh, no way he checks that.
Yeah, not a chance in hell. The tank, nasty positioning here. Yeah, beautiful from the tank.
Recovery's there.
Work from him is safe. I mean, wait, you're pretty far out from this now. If you could do any damage, brilliant, but very unlikely.
Yeah, I think if Launders was in Valorant, he would be the biggest Tank fan.
Seems like a wild idea to try doing an eco. Oh man, like for sure.
Even though he basically full sprinted up there, just got the timing spot on, so nobody could make that rotation. And
the hand delivery of a gun.
Doing fantastically well. Nice work from Safe. Always good for one.
Yeah, you feel like you can't doubt he's going to do a little bit of something, but I think you're right though. It's when you're watching a tank play, it is pretty Valorant, right? Like he makes it look good, which is a strange thing to say, but there are a couple of players who very much have this kind of aesthetic to the way they approach it. But there it is. Lead now in Gentlemates' hands.
Yeah.
Tipping this.
Like we thought, their attack looks pretty decent.
That first half feels like a lifetime ago now.
Yeah, and one defensive round, and all we can talk about is it was a mistake. It was Destrian cleaning up.
I get it. Okay, I get it with the smoke. You're meant to think it's cancelled. Man, that's never gonna work though. I'm so sure that's never gonna work.
Real quiet start to this game, and he's been taking some serious risks. He's still positive. He's still at the top of the board with the tank.
Yeah, and you kind of think about how that mentally must have worked for them, taking these very aggressive fights. They were more often than not really winning out in that first half.
It'd be okay strat with like a Bucky or something if you were eco yourself.
Rifles on deck, and away we go.
Okay, lovely cover from that, but yeah, no one's covering over towards her.
It's Takas again. He gets handled by Sender.
There was like a bit of
denied all that pressure. But look at the rotations.
Like these three were definitely on a different page to everyone else.
Large amount of them. Logan trying to keep their attention here. Well, look at the spike. It's going walkabouts. It would be safe potentially to find them.
A massive round for Vitality. 3v4. 2v4.
He's a little bit low.
And he spotted both.
Now the wraparound from Kicks, he's always the man to try and catch them in this position, but it's all about timing.
It's imperative that he doesn't fumble the timing on this as well, because it's a very different scenario. Safe is playing to the time, right? He's just doing around the world. He doesn't need to overly risk too much. He knows they're probably going to come this way, but he has to play safe. His life is paramount right now. Still curious if they were taking the long route. They're not. We can see where they are. 30 seconds.
30 seconds left.
Smoke going up just to that left side of top middle.
Timing.
Bear's on the hunt. He wants to find safe first. That's their plan. That's the goal.
That's
and
one.
He's actually got it. Okay, now there's a plan.
Relatively far away. It's like really good reposition from the breach to try get a kill. Can kind of peek this, tuck back in, stun, double peek.
They want to find an individual, and they almost had him. Kicks has to be careful. This guy cannot drop the ball here.
One flash.
Oh, it was a little bit of an over wide peek, but I like this from Vitality. They're grouping up.
This is better, but Wayla's angle isn't bad. Nice double swing, lovely. Vitality.
Nicely done from Kicks there for sure.
There. I got a little
they had a good attempt into that.
A little early, almost costing Kicks his life, but no, really well handled as the 3 at the end.
Yeah, I think this is where you see the risk and reward of what Gentlemates are doing. Like that initial jump through from Natank was insane. Like this is insane what he's doing there. But it's basically just to make space for Takas. And I think if Takas wins that duel versus Sender, this round just spins completely out of control. So it's a gamble, but this time Vitality managed to weather the storm. The problem is, Lauren, they've only done that once, and I said it was off a Destrian 4K. It has to build into something here because again, the attack sides of both teams have looked dominant.
Yeah, I am seeing a timeout. I'm kind of curious who called
it. All right, last one.
Maybe Gentlemates just to make sure that they don't... Yeah, okay.
You lost one round, I have questions.
But Existence may be kind of going through what they can look at other than this, right? Like maybe they felt that they've been not necessarily countered, but that kind of Takas and the tank combination hitting towards that, the site itself was just like...
Can you rank the top 3 regions from strongest? If you're including all the teams at the moment, America's the EMEA Pacific. If I'm including like top to bottom all the teams, definitely the average in Americas is higher. Where I'm at the moment. It's very early still though.
Can they continue to control that B
and a lot of teams have different reads into the meta, which could work against other teams that don't play it against normal comps, etc. I say normal comps, other comps.
It's hard to tell.
But that's the thing as well. The last few rounds, they've started to almost gamble stack into mid and B because they've just left Safe alone. And I wonder if there's going to be a switch up because I'm looking at the map right now and Safe's looking to start.
Yeah, America's is definitely safer with their
so I think they've now gamble stacked
with
on
their
the
comps.
other side.
There's a lot of Sky still.
There's going to be a risk taken there from Gentlemates instead.
But like all the fundamentals and the core strats are pretty much on point for all of the teams.
They're going to feel like they're
lovely Omen Flash, a really good shutdown from Vitality here. Yeah.
Gets to work off the back of that paranoia sent out so perfectly. This is exactly what they would have dreamed of as a beginning.
Perfect. Like literally countered exactly what was being expected. Still have really deep control into B main as well. with all of the Cypher utility able to hold down mid in case there's re-aggression, and because that's been something that's so commonly
Also, you got to bear in mind we haven't seen like all the teams play all their maps, so teams could look unreal on certain maps for sure, or not great on certain maps. Breach or Money's still really good for Gentlemates. Money's still really good for Vitality. They did win one round, so this guy would be a little bit low, but they can have a drop.
Equip them with that positioning, with that hold. It worked out.
Right as well. They gambled that they would try and go back to this mid play because it's been successful in the past. This time Kix wins the duel though.
He doesn't need to overextend.
Mate,
on
Kix has been pretty good past couple of rounds.
They're not finding the same
Always playing his life as well
now.
after.
It's already been adjusted. That little pressure point has been handled. Now the other side of the factor is that they've respected this far enough. Look how deep Vitality is sitting here. They are deep towards CT. They're not playing actively towards the sites. This will give up an opportunity for Gentlemates to get a plant in. But again, it will be a 3v5 post-plant at best. So let's see if Bears can hold back what is going to be a flood coming his way. He's the one with all the kit, all the utility, and he's gone
There was
down.
a small chance, mate. Kix is
The player, and now a
everything at the
2v5
moment.
is near on a mountain to climb. Logan, yeah, this man is good. But
Damn,
he's not
they're
that
hitting
good.
shots.
Sender puts him to bed as Whalers now.
Kix low HP, just jump in, make sure his team trades as well.
Gentlemates a glimpse of what it's like to
Really
lead
good.
in these matchups and take it right back away.
I'll be honest, this round in particular looked like one of the pages of Existence's little sheet.
Will there be a regular season like last year? Yeah, so it's whatever format this is, and then you get half of a round robin, or then you get Masters, then you get half of a round robin, teams play half of the teams, and then we get Shanghai, and then teams play again.
That was perfection from Vitality.
You're doing a great job, guys. Keep it calm out there. Good fight on A. Good fight.
Look at that one, nice guy.
Yeah. Why aren't my ranked teammates like that?
Huh.
Just like,
Okay, one away from Yoru on
That's
attack.
what I hear
I mean,
a lot.
it's a fair assessment for all of us, really.
But Brits are never toxic, so I don't know what their problem is.
But as it stands, Gentlemates are starting to hit that break.
Looking good from Vitality as well. They take A control, take the orb away as well, which is pretty important at the moment, considering we're relatively close. Take the orb away from A. We set the Omen up, holding all of this on their own.
Late exploration back towards the A side of things, but leaving quite a large
Guide
pack
dog
of
clears
players
all the
over.
middle. Camera though, they can check if anyone's pushing behind. Yoru picks up the orb over towards B main, we get ult, and they want to go back towards A, and that honestly, as we can see, should work pretty well. They could literally just ult, potentially ult, could just stun. Oh wait, we go middle.
This time on the B site.
Okay, we decide to go B with this one. 3 people here. Remember we have breach ult.
In towards this mid position, and he doesn't
Normal
have a
stun.
whole lot of places to go. There's the stun again.
Lovely.
It's
But
beautiful,
he
it's
drew
only
all the
the
players
one.
over towards here so that we can actually get over towards the site. And then if they need to take some map control, they've got breach ult. So maybe breach ult towards Mafia. Oh, that poor guy. That poor guy. Logan. It's all about Sender really getting his smoke up. Maybe he can flash smoke so they can't hear it. I think they rushed this.
Nice work from Runner to get out of there.
Oh, Runner tanks that. Wait,
Runner.
he found a corner.
What is going
Dude, he
on
found a
here?
corner.
Both sides
Did
desperate
the smoke on the
trying to
spike
play
now?
their players, and they have made it past the ult now. Bears burning it early, forcing Whalers into the fight, and they luckily do find one, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. Runner on the money this time. Bears got to play the
Runner. Holy.
has done
Yeah,
absolute
incredible work.
wonders in this one. Brilliant
And-
work from him.
Oh, man.
And Gentlemates are going to be kicking themselves.
Yeah,
for
Gentlemates
that.
should have got this.
I think this is the second time where we've seen a
That
scenario
poor Cypher
where
planting.
I think Gentlemates played things excellently, and an individual on the side of Vitality has just smoked them. Because it wasn't like they really did anything wrong. The initial setup, again, beautiful. off the
Bro,
back
his
of the smoke
positioning there
combination
to
with Yoru
not
is
get
something
hit
I've really
by the
enjoyed
breach
from them
damage.
So far. Something Lothar mentioned on the desk that could be fantastic. And
What
has
a
been,
time to
and
do
in a
it.
space
And
that
as
the
well,
tank
with the
attacks
orb
are
that he
sitting
picked up
there,
earlier in
while
this round, he
everything's
gets
going on,
ult.
he goes, okay, that's a gap for me. And then Runner killed everyone.
Yeah, it was actually
2
beautiful
chances to finish
watch.
this
I
one off,
genuinely
and
think
yeah,
that
Razor
as the
pretty much
stomach
all
starts to
gathered.
sink right back.
Yeah.
Wait, I used my early.
Okay.
Speaking of ults, early, either side,
Oh.
one connects, and that time is the tank taking out Runner. So the
That
man
was
who just
sick,
got the
though.
ace gets to sit out this round, take a break, relax
Like
for
Team
a
Fortress
moment.
2.
But early beginnings, and look at the time they've managed to pull off that first blood.
really early stuff.
That's
And
sick,
again,
man.
they expect a fallback into mid. 3 players from Vitality are actually going to
Oh,
go pushing this time around. Now they've spotted the
Insta
tag
reaction,
down
double push
mid.
towards middle.
Takas catch the rest.
I know exactly where.
Oh, they will now.
Well, that's unlucky, isn't it? Yeah, they're scrambling away like that. Guys, we weren't
Wait,
doing this.
they're
Don't
here.
worry
They
about it.
could fast flood. You got Omen. Nope.
Kicks maybe
Oh
trying
man,
to
I'm nervous for Gentlemates
on the
here.
other side here. It does get played well. You can see the trade out, but again, it's gonna be Sender on the side who's got a bit of damage, but again, just down to Bayaz.
Think they
1v2,
messed up.
Not a pretty situation, no plant on his side, and still Destrin just trying to pull the attention, pull the eyes.
Destrin's good. Destrin's been good on this one.
Draws blood. It is gonna be Vitality.
Yeah. It's still going to be a nice VOD review for Gentlemates. A little bit, especially at the end there. Maybe they got a little bit nervous with some of their mistakes. Definitely got to shout out Destrin here. I think he did good. Destrin, Kicks, Runner, all towards... I mean, Destrin, Kicks, and Runner kind of all had a lot of hero plays to win them defense rounds towards the end here.
That is highly impressive for Salah. So that's map 1 done in the books. Join us back for map 2.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. I, Caballo Grande. I, Dolor de Nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin, former professional Counter-Strike player and Valorant coach.
Right, I'm gonna spam some ads chat. We'll be back.
You're gonna be able to fight
what
this.
the hell is the next map? Sen, right? Sen? Or not? Lotus? Oh, Lotus. Okay. Honestly, much happier for Lotus than this thing. Right, we're back.
Red Bull gives you wings.
excited because I have been invited into the box of the Gentle Mates. We've got Gataga, we've got Squeezy, and we have Brooks as well. You must still be catching your breath after that map, because I was watching the three of you commentating and the boys nearly made a comeback. How was it watching the action so close to this stage?
So the game was really, really close. Some little details went in their favor, but I felt like my players had to warm a little bit more, to come really to come hot in the game, and the more the game was going, the more we were really hot, and it's just one map, so I feel really confident for the next one, but everything's fine, everything's great.
And do you take much notice of how the guys are practicing between games? Do you ever get to see behind the scenes?
If what practice you?
So before even, say, today's match, did you check in with the team?
Sure. I'm always with the player, so basically, like, I came to Berlin really early to stay with them, to make them feel really confident, really on top of their performance. So I watched their practice. I watched them practicing. They've been practicing for so many months right now. They felt ready, and I'm happy the way that they've been practicing for all that month.
But you have been watching, and you know you want your team to do well. Have you got any advice for them going into their map pick next?
For my team, no, I don't have really advice. Like I say, they've been working for a really long time. They know what to do. They just need to be confident, to trust them, communicate well, and everything will be fine. You know, practice makes you perfect, and they practice a lot, so they may be perfect. So we'll see on the next map.
And what's it like having so many of the mates here to support the team?
Come on, they're incredible. They're incredible.
Vous êtes incroyable!
They're incredible. They're giving us so much energy. They make the players being so confident, and they're rooting for us. Even though we are losing or winning, they're always rooting for us. So I want to say thank you to them. Some of them travel for a long time, 12 hours by car. So they're really exceptional. They're incredible, and the only thing I can say to them is thank you. They're incredible. Nothing much to say. I love them.
Well, right now, we are also streaming on Squeezy's Twitch channel. So if you actually want to see the guys in action and listen to some French commentary, you can do on Squeezy's channel.
Exactly.
Squeezy, can I ask you a question?
Oh my God.
Right?
Yes, you can.
It's okay. Okay, I'll try some.
Oh, I stay here?
I try some French. Yeah, you can stay here. It's okay.
First second, cringe.
The camera can move. You're okay. Okay. So, pouvez-vous gagner ces jeux?
Oui.
Oui.
Mais on peut gagner ou pas là? Est-ce qu'on va gagner là? Et voilà, si on perd, il y a des sacrés clips à faire.
Qu'est-ce que c'est la différence contre le Vitality et Gentlemates fans? Is that right between like the?
So do you know the story that they actually created Vitality many years ago? So
I have heard this story.
Yeah.
Did you sell them for lots of money and then decide to make a new team?
Yeah, exactly. No, but we created Vitality with Gataga and Neo, and we decided to leave to do our own thing, and it's just like playing or flirting with my ex right now.
Yeah, do you kind of miss the bees?
If I miss them?
Yeah.
No, not at all. Not at all. But I'm really proud of what we did with Vitality and the way Vitality goes. One of the best organizations in France. So I'm really proud. But I just want to smash them really hard. And that's what we're gonna do next map and the other map. Let's get it, baby.
Let's get it. Can Gentlemates be as big as Vitality though? Because they have taken over the world.
Vitality? Yeah, but it doesn't matter because Gentlemates here right now, and we're gonna take over the world.
It's a way of life. It's a way of life. I love this. Squeezy has just alerted me to the fact that I've been told to wrap up this segment and throw it back
Sorry,
to
I
the
tried to help
analyst.
you. It's not easy
Squeezy.
for you. There is so many information they try to give you, and we are like so happy to be there. So many information for you. Sorry.
Tu as mon travail maintenant. Donc, alors, look at the camera and throw to the analyst desk in French.
Try to say what?
Say like, nous retournons à vous guys. I can't. Just say we're returning to the analyst desk.
J'ai pas compris.
Oh, wow. What an honor to be on the receiving end of that toss. But definitely some strong words coming out of that. A lot of their fans here to steal. It was close, though. It could have gone either way. Maybe a couple of mistakes they ironed out.
Yeah, and we could see why they have so many fans. I was about to say friends. They're all mates, right?
That's
Okay,
actually funny. Fair enough. Yeah.
But we saw it was really close, right? We saw in the first half the pistol round went down all the way to a 1 versus 1. You know, if that round goes a little bit different, could we see, for example, Gentlemates taking that map?
Yeah,
it's
never
possible.
know. You
And
never
then there was
know.
also a round that happened. They went really aggressive into B main. They got a 2-man advantage. It was in a 5 versus 3, and then they did a really lapse of judgment repush, and that came down to a 3 versus 3, and then they ended up losing that round. You know,
What did
these
I
are
miss?
the smallest margins, and when a game gets so close, once it's in like a 13-10 territory, that's when it's like, you know what? Any of these small moments, had they gone the different direction, we would be talking about, you know,
He didn't
a
understand what she said,
result.
so he didn't know
I mean,
what
if
to
there's
do.
one thing about Gentlemates
Top
is that
tier
they
interview.
are very mentally resilient. They're not going to be able to have that in the back of their mind.
Facts.
It's very much like a GG go next mentality, it seems. But coming on to Lotus, I know it's been a hot minute and the map is new, but Gentlemates, they did like leaning towards the Phoenix. Tell me why you think that could be a good or a bad idea here.
Well, the Phoenix
Bad
on
now 'cause
Lotus
of
could have
no
been
orb.
good back in the day when there were the 3 orbs to pick up, and you could usually start and do your CBA thing where you start with the C control, get that orb, go over to B, get that orb, maybe break down, you know, whether it was Killjoy or Chambers, Sentinel utility towards that area, and then you make your way over to A, and
Royal
then maybe
Gemini?
you also get the spike planted. So in the round, you could collect up a lot of orbs, and with only 6 ulti orbs to get the Phoenix ulti, it was good to be able to spam that and always have some dude running in first that could just come back to life. But with the change being at front B, you don't really have that luxury anymore. So maybe we probably don't see it. It was a long time ago. The meta's changed a little bit. We are seeing more Gecko, less Sky. The Gecko getting the reclear info on C from Waterfall area is really strong on defense specifically. We might see Gecko and Sky. So it's going to be interesting to see what direction they move in, but until we start seeing what they're locking in, it's all kind of just like up in the air, and we're just, you know.
I mean, a personal preference, right? Would you think it would be a bad idea for them to stick to that Phoenix?
I don't know if it's the best. We've seen a lot of value from Neon. We've seen a lot of these 50-50 areas being opened up, so the stun value is there, fast rotation value is there, having that extra wall is there.
Wait, really, Saint?
I don't know if it's there over Neon, over Yoru, over Raze, even over Jet at this point. I just don't see it there.
Well, let's see if we are going to get that
Oh,
Phoenix.
they actually still have the Phoenix, eh?
And with the breach, they love this Phoenix breach stuff.
Yeah, well, we got the double duelist. We got the Raze and Phoenix. We have the single controller and the
They're going to be a
Sentinel.
little bit
So
harder
when they're
now. They
starting
don't
on
have
attack
the
here,
double orb.
Obviously, it's going to be a little bit easier to control the pace of things when you're on attack, when you have the double duelist and the breach. But when you have a composition that's like this,
And
where
they
you
really
have
don't
the
like
double
the,
controller to deny info, to be able
they really
to
don't
kind
like
of,
the drone
keep
initiators.
the round being a little bit more fluid, to be able to set up these
Back-to-back
fakes and
maps with
double fakes
no
and being able to move around
no
the map.
drones,
You have to do
Skydog,
more
not
straight
even
up
prowlers.
hits, straight up executes, and straight up gunfights. And that's what we're going to see from these guys on the attack. So on the flip side of it, we're going to have to see the defenders really just being ready for that.
Yeah, and safe on the Omen as well. I can't wait to see how this is going to pan out. Once again, over to the casters for map 2, Pansy and Thomas.
Phoenix ult is just the drone.
So much, and indeed, a
I
little
mean,
bit
yeah,
of a question
kinda.
mark here in my mind, Tom.
Drone that shoots back.
Is how good does this look? I love the way we basically had Steel going Don't love this option, don't like this, don't like that, but it could work maybe, I guess.
Vitality on defense,
Gentle
Gentlemates on attack.
we get to see it in practice.
And
yeah,
man,
I think
you can tell this
said
is
to
an
you before we
existence
went live,
team.
if
Look
there's
at that.
anyone else in the world playing
Look at
Phoenix,
that.
I'm not
4
happy.
classics,
Tank,
full
I can somewhat
util.
get behind it.
Yep.
He somehow seems to make a lot of these niche agents work, and well, straight in with the initial fight.
And
Oh.
dead.
Yeah.
Look,
Next
to
round.
be fair,
Yeah, kind of obvious that you're probably going to try default and get an AWP here. So I love the pistol from Vitality.
Around on this. They've left the A side completely open. They're like, no, we're just going to brawl out C. We're going to pressure on B. We'll just play for retakes if we have to.
The thing is as well, it still needs to be checked. Gentlemates just having a
If-
little bit of time to just try and
I
clear
was
some
going
of
to
these
say, if
positions,
he
but
actually
it is
goes a little bit
death ball
closer.
being built up by
I
Vitality.
like this
They
from
have the
Vitality.
advantage
They are
already,
taking
so
no
let's just
risks
go
by
as a
doing
unit.
this.
One of the 3
4-1
players
to
standing
clear.
for Gentlemates now make it 2.
Very
Would have
good
had to have gone
signs.
nuclear. There is just,
There's
as you
always
said,
pressure
a dense
behind anyway,
squad
because that's where they
rolling
pushed.
around this map. Yeah, Bears can buy a bit of time, but time is not really the biggest factor. It's the numbers, the sheer amount of bodies on the Vitality side. And again, Whaler's trying to play his life. Good opportunity to get to the
Okay,
third. Just slips through
nicely
his
handled.
fingers.
Yeah,
Not
love
gonna
this
get
from
that.
Vitality, especially the push over towards here, over towards C. Most likely they're trying to get some Phoenix
interesting as well
orbs,
because,
so it
again,
makes a
they're up
lot of
against a
sense.
comp that
And then when
a
they
lot of the time you are
pushed,
gonna need to go
they
for
realized
the
there would be pressure from behind anyway, so they
aggressive
grouped
pushes,
5
as you don't
people
really have that
and went all the way back
information on that
towards B,
Gentlemates side. Again,
knowing
you
that
to
they would
even bear in
have to be
mind,
looking behind
last
anyway,
map,
so
they
the pressure
actually
was
had
created.
themselves the cypher, so they had a little
It was sick.
Now they don't even have that.
Basically.
They've got the Killjoy, so it is basically just going to be down to the tank to run in and take these fights head on. They've actually forced into this one as well, at least once we get back into the game.
3Mers, good morning. Good morning, YouTubers.
Judge,
You know why you lot are spamming that, but good morning, I
I can only
guess.
make the assumption they're going B, because if they go anywhere else, he's
What
lost
time is
his
it out
mind.
there?
I did this.
Where are
the
you guys
whole
from?
composition, this whole start has already
For it
got
to
me
be 3
somewhat
AM.
reeling, but we'll see if there's some method to the madness, right? Like, show me what you're planning here, because the tank is in on the site. Takas was just melted. His HP was so low then. Logan, I mean, we noted the Sheriff earlier, but again, these are all favorable
Force
engagements
buy.
still for Vitality.
And
Sender's gotta be a bit more
maybe
careful. He
with a
doesn't wanna put his
plan.
life
If
on the
Phoenix
line,
can
but
win the duel,
noted
okay,
pretty
they
much
decide to go out
everything.
here.
He's trying to
No
defend
Phoenix
the
flash.
position from
Breach.
that was sloppy.
Oh
That
my,
was
I thought I
sloppy.
was going to see a
The
breach
tank
flash,
happy on
but
the
that
drive-by,
is
and they've carved
actually
the path. They
devastating
opened
for
up a chance for
Vitality.
themselves.
Now
An
they get into good
opportunity now to
positions. If
actually
this guy
make
can
this
get heaven
work.
with the judge, pretty much done, you would say.
When I think of Gentlemates is bold.
We got a
Just look at
satchel to
Whalers.
push him away from this
Love
angle.
it. You got to do something as a judge. What else are you meant to do? He can hold
got a
this
Sky
as
Dog.
long as he, well, as long as he can stand,
Got a
right?
drone.
He's still a problem to get past. Look at this utility.
Oh my god, yeah.
pouring in,
It's just
buying
one after the
precious
other.
seconds
Got
this
anything
time.
else for him?
Bears going through all of it. Lovely work from Whalers, still alive. One more go of it on the corner. You can see Kicks just closing in like, I don't want it. I don't want any of that. I'm
Yeah,
out.
and that kind of
Actually, the
all
force
fell
buys
apart
worked out.
from
It
this
was a
duel.
bold maneuver, a bold idea, and it's actually worked.
Yeah, lovely
No,
force
I really
binders.
like it. Like as said, anywhere other than B, and they're insane, but it's more so the adaptation again. These mid-round calls from Bears, obviously we always talk about their leadership of existence, but the thing I love about Gentlemates is their commitment to the idea. If he says, okay, we've taken B site, but I want to go A. We know that they've been rotated, we've spotted players outside C, I want to take this call. You watching a tank full sprint W key out there. He's not hesitating for a second, and that is what makes this team successful. Yes, they're outside the box. Yes, they're taking risks, but if everybody commits to those risks, the percentage chance of it succeeding goes up massively.
Yeah, it's a good way of
probably a little frustrating
good way of summing it
for
up.
the Vitality side as well in their minds, looking at how that round went. You're going to be feeling a little bit off kilter. Again, have to keep our focus on this game because it feels like you go any which way. Now, we do have the remnants of what was that previous round, right? Sender still with a Bulldog, Kicks still with that Guardian. So can they make themselves integral to outcome? Can they do a bit of damage? Because this buy isn't still fully fleshed out for Gentlemates. They've still got, Stingers, Spectres,
Oh, these are nice.
bits and bobs, not the full
Creates a lot of pressure
kit
over
and caboodle.
towards
So
C.
there is a
There's
chance, there's a
potential
window. It looks like
utilities
they're
here
getting
as well.
proactive towards that A side, but
Late alarm
already
bot gets placed for
sent away.
Vitality, and they're about to clear this one out. They could insta-pop with a wall.
Util going to be popped. That'll buy a little bit of extra time. But bear in mind, the Destrian on the side doesn't have any weaponry. He's mainly just
Weird,
set up
flash
for
went out over towards A and hit one.
Okay, a little bit of chip
Kind
damage
of
on the way
perfect
through.
for
Not a great deal,
Gentlemates
but he
to
knows
keep
there's a
pressure
player,
there.
but he doesn't know about Sender. Played in near on by that classic rattling away. Sender's managed to at least dull the tip of the spear. Now, We look at, do they follow this path? They didn't really get to see the greater amount of the amount.
Three people ready to flood in.
Now they know, and now they're going to burst through. Logan's got to be careful, could be overwhelmed. But he handles the pressure very well. Fighting two, but Sender's still standing.
Great.
Puts a couple of shots downrange, and
2-on-2, and Safe might be able to get a gun.
Whaler's still there with that rifle, which is huge. Kicks has to be integral. Can Safe potentially play him in?
There's the gun in front of him. Yep, there we go.
Bulldog now in hand. Bay has the timing.
Oh, the timing was a bit off because Safe had to reload.
It's all on Safe, and you can see the stall, the time being purchased here. Does he get a chance? Can he punish? Any silver linings?
It was relatively smart there what he wanted to do. Just missed the jump on it.
Not what he was hoping for, and again, it's going to be that resurgence continuing from Gentlemates. I like the ideas. Again, it's just that fake out from Destrian to give Sender an opportunity. He's getting closer to that Viper's pit as well, but even still, you look at the sort of purchases that are coming up here for Vitality, they kind of echoed that last round, and their buy is still fundamentally worse than the one that the opponents are going to be coming up with. They don't have any ultimates online. Well, there'll be a happy Mitchman somewhere because we've got an Odin on the board.
Yeah,
it might be the one map where I'm kind of okay with it on
Whoa,
defense.
one map?
He's poisoned your brain.
Oh, you can spam,
I don't want to hear it.
Spam the doors and the walls.
Dude, I think it's a must. I think it's a must-have over towards here.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh my. Well, wait. Oh, one tick of the molly. That's it.
Daylight robbery. The Natank falls. Yeah,
Dude, Natank has a lot of fast deaths right now.
That fight just absolutely.
I swear it's like 3, isn't it?
Again, gonna have to try and persevere now without Natank. Bonus is they still have Takas there, so they can easily use that as their launch pad forward. Runner forced to respect, forced to fall away, and the site somewhat under the Gentlemate's banner.
We get the OP. Oh, it was the OP after plant pause for Whalers, but he decides to fall down.
Confident. And especially with the defense, not having a mass amount to clear them out with, the main thing is going to be
Which opinion players using stretch brides? That kind of stuff is just player preference. That's what they play on, that's what they play on.
Flash, paranoia, and there are those blast packs first. Oh, that's stunning. Runner on a mission.
2v5.
Bayaz and Logan still alive. Do we try and desperately hold
2v5. Doable. Less doable.
Logan can't do much to deny. He's got to accept his fate here. And the Odin, well, it's not pretty, but at least holds him back as well. That was a lovely way to
is a good amount of damage still, to be honest.
Will be happy enough with that one.
Yeah, I think saving that paranoia, that was the thing. We had Safe in a pretty aggressive position. He could have used that proactively to try and save himself, but I think they've realized how important that piece of utility is going to be for the retake, and, well, there you go. It made me... Well, he looks fairly chill, to be honest.
He wasn't upset by it. I'd have been absolutely livid.
That's the one thing I'll say with this Gentlemates roster, even from watching them in Ascension, it never really looked like anybody was getting massively frustrated. They always seemed to believe in themselves. Same in the last map as well. It didn't really have any of that, like, table hitting or stuff we see from a few other people in the league.
I enjoy a table hit, though. Love a little bit of rage.
Do you partake in it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Natank, though, feeling once again
Okay, runner over towards C, by the way. Pushed over towards C once they lost over towards A control. Picks up orb, gets his ult into this round. Logan has his ult.
He's waiting for
and still they 1-0 on this? Probably not, especially with the Odin over towards here.
I want to get this. You know, go and
he's 1 away. So they know that it's coming.
Oh.
Timing. Sender. Oh, God.
Okay, lovely cleanup. Picks up the gun. Respect.
Gets a follow-up as well. Just eviscerating Gentlemates as they try to come on through. Now, Natank,
if he gets thrown the spike, good. Have an ult. Probably a bit too much into this round. I'm surprised Natank doesn't go to tree to get a gun.
So he doesn't get much freedom for it. I'm trying to think is there any way they can kind of play together to create an opportunity in this 2v3.
Kind of wanted him to use a showstopper. Well, yeah, that's one way to secure the round. I guess they were just as worried as we were if there was any
I think they could have made it. I think they could have done a better go at that one. But maybe if he got to heaven earlier and then the flash came in to stop the ult, then it's a bit different.
Great gun. I like the way you're enjoying your new lease of life, you know what I mean? A bit of freedom away from Mitch, so you can say how you, how you really feel.
I would have had an argument for the next 5 minutes if I made that comment. It's the same way if I were to say something like, you know, I'm not sure Liquid are going to get through to Madrid. He's probably going to burst in the door in a second.
He probably will. He's waiting outside. He's chomping
Enzo
a bit.
finished bottom.
Don't bring up Enzo.
Damn, what the hell?
Eco had to drop 37 kills. All of these things, I wouldn't be allowed to say that.
True. Just don't speak ill of Potter, all right? Otherwise we got trouble. Now, coming into focus on this round, though, look at Gentlemates and look at those ults. They have
3
so
people
many to run through.
to defend
Surely this is
5 people coming out of A. Lord of ults.
The rip from Vitality could really
And
cause issues.
Runner
Let's
is
see.
committed.
Runner, can you be the problem or... No, absolutely not. You are swept aside in a second, and Takas just off the leash. The tank charging him down, so trying to take as much space as possible.
Yeah, I don't know how he's got both of those. Found a player
Favorite
off
capture?
above and then down.
From what I've seen,
things
it's
up.
either
Now
Paper
Sender's
Rex or
back of the
Koi are
site
my
again,
favorites,
and
I
he's got a
think.
quick rotation from kicks.
And then obviously Liquid, like you said. They're the 3 I'm getting.
Position, if that
And then
does
maybe
have effect.
I'll get some
if
others.
Sender can hold them away, right? If he can hold them back, the tank already takes down kicks. So it is literally the last standing bastion of hope. Was Sender, he's fallen, and already Destrian's thinking better of this.
Yeah, I think again we're just seeing the power
Levs?
of this
Yeah, I need to look at Levs
a lot
again.
of teams will always sort of pump up those initiators, get all that extra information, but when you have players that can almost just run it down like this, that was an aggressive push initially from Takas. He wins a 2v1 duel, gets both kills. The same things moments
Dude, I
later
really
from
want to see
the
this
tank
replay of
going into the
Takas.
site. Like, they are breaking these crossfires with pure individual skill.
Yeah, it's very potent. It's working very well for them. Destrian can do nothing but respect the outcome of this round. But again, I almost worry when it's that bulldozer, right? Because you think, but what if they just have a couple bad rounds, they lose that springboard? But again, he's running a Phoenix. I mean, everything points to the fact that they are this confident, that they complement this with that raise. This is what they're banking on. Tank will fall. But he's very, very close to his ult. Again, he's still just farming that back up. So I want to see how close he is actually after this round.
Just let him save this one. All right, give me this. Give me this replay.
Up at 3 apiece here.
It looked nice.
And it's a scrappy game, Tom. We are really seeing them kind of put through the ringer on both sides.
I think the thing that, again, I want to give credit to Gentlemates over other teams running these double duelists, running the Yoru, is I think the 2 players running it have the mentality of, I can die 6 rounds in a row and I will still keep doing the same thing. I think the prime example was Takas on the last map. Horrible start.
Yes.
And yet he still tried to do all of these tricks because he knows that that's what's making
Odin back over towards
and I believe
A.
the same for the tank. The tank is 3 and
yeah, the A works out well for them, so they decide to go for it again. Vitality, all the time being kind of fine with this, taking the C orb, I imagine, over towards the raise.
It's very oppressive
Nope,
to play
just setting the
against,
Omen
right?
up
It's
so they
very
can
hard to
heavy
handle it,
rotate.
And again, it feels like they've got a very quick read for Vitality. They know what's coming their way. They've just left safe, propped up by C. They pulled the rotations across.
They
but
take
now we're
tree
gonna see
even
if
though they
maybe
heard the
Gentlemates do
Odin
it
here.
just slightly. Do they try
And
and
they
do a
get tree
springboard?
control, which
They
kind
have
of
no other
means...
looks, though. It is going all this way. Yeah, ults are
Which
there.
kind of means
Again, the
breach
Viper's
ult,
bit on
and
the other
then
side's a
they
little
can kill Joy ult in
interesting.
the
That's spread
after plant.
pretty
What the hell
far,
is
and
this
Takas,
Viper's
though,
ult?
spot anything if they drop down. I'm kind of curious how much he can
4
see
people
from
here.
that.
Right,
Seekers
pop
as
your
well
raise
gonna
ult.
come through.
Pop
This
it.
is everything. And the kitchen sink. Vitality are just trying to get back towards the site. Can they clear this out in time? We've got the lockdown coming in, so there's a time limit.
He popped
They gotta
it
get
when the
going.
Seeker
There's
was going to hit
so
him.
much on the screen right now, but all you can really know is the tank has fallen. Takas still there, was still trying to put his body on the line for this. Sender has to give away a little of the game, and they slowed it down just with the lockdown. And Speaker, no way! No way does Takas get
Okay, he made up for it. He made up for it because that was savage. Lovely reposition from him. Yeah, he took a lot of space when he realized they had to go away from the ult. The sick reposition.
That's why they didn't check it the
Pat,
second
thank
time.
you so
The
much.
first
Thank you
time in,
with
they
the
had
prime.
Viper's pit, which gave them the drop down, but they still use Seekers to clear anybody close. The second time they go, well, unless someone has run all
Thank you
the
for the
way
A
back
months,
into
dude.
that
Thank you.
position, it's probably clear. And on the way through, not a single player checks it. One even TPs into the corner. Takas again, he is the biggest nuisance. The golf clap.
Can't do much about that one, can you? And that has shattered Vitality's money. They're down as Sheriffs, they're down as Classics. I'm
and
seeing
this orb would
Ghosts in play.
be...
It ain't pretty. I told you this game was one of those kind of very
Uh-oh.
precarious affairs. It was on a very nice
Kind of
edge.
liked
You
how
can
they
see
did
almost
this
that
as
crunch
well.
play coming out from Vitality. Look and see if they can
The
catch
tank
someone
didn't take
over
the
towards
risk
that
of
seaside
tapping the
mound, but
orb. They
not
actually
to
made
be the
Logan
case.
do it
Gentlemen
just in
quick
case
on
there
their
was
feet.
a play to punish
constantly
this.
putting pressure, but it seems like they found their success over on towards this A site so far.
Yeah,
With
and he's
weaker
fine not to
weaponry,
take this. We can just get
can't
the
really
farm.
expect much in the tank. He'll
Or
his
just
ult
get the
next
kill.
round No matter what, he's running him with a Spectre, so he doesn't really have anything to lose and has, well, not much to gain now. So he's going to send Takas in instead.
I like this also. This is something that maybe we don't see enough when you know that the enemy team's going to be on an eco, just buying a Spectre
Almost went up there. That could have been
and just kind of sending it in.
Gun here. Spike
Runner trying to
planted.
slip down to maybe grab that Phantom Menace. Could be noted. Takas waiting. Yeah, he's really trying to get towards that ult, isn't he? Destry now, it's just the cursed Phantom.
Lovely swing on this one as well. Yeah, and we almost have another Raze ult, and he used it literally last round.
Standing, no threats
As in
there.
before this one.
Couple of ults very nearby, Tom.
Yeah, I love the ult management from them. Like, you can tell that they are consistently aware of it because the initial push comes in from the tank. I think the only one wasted was the fact that the tank planted.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's okay. Now I have my ult. You guys go and farm. And Takas is
I feel like they're having a lot of success over towards A. I know this was
So they are very aware
I know
that if
this
you
was
get not only that Phoenix ult to run it back into play, but also a showstopper.
No, this is an
Those
eco,
players
but-
can combine wonderfully. And on the other side, none of the ults are particularly close.
And we were giving so much credit to Vitality for dealing with that explosive Gentlemate style on map 1. It has not translated the same way here, so I want to see if Vitality maybe hit, you know,
This is
break
good as well.
soon and
Pressure
try and
over
come
towards
up
C.
with that
Molly goes out as
plan in
well. They
mind.
create a
It feels like
question
the
mark,
dust is
and then
only
they
just
insta
settling
group
after such a
back towards A.
volatile first couple of rounds back and forth, so we're starting to see what maybe these rounds will start
Icedrax,
looking
thank
like.
you so much.
Gentlemen,
Icedrax
like that
2 with
high
the Prime.
tempo,
Welcome in,
that
bro. Thanks so much for that.
adrenaline-based Valorant, but
Appreciate the Prime.
now
And the attack. They like the attack. I
The
think
attack
that's
is
the
very
main
good.
thing.
Yes.
I think both of these teams are going to succeed more on the attack, similarly for Vitality. So they get to 5-6 rounds, I think they might still have this.
yeah. Let's see if they can make the more. Wow, that line. Fair
Okay.
enough, kicks. Gonna find that. That's an attack gone, which is pretty telling, but luckily for Gentlemates, they do get to keep that spike and pull it back away with them. So they've not had the same success that they've had in the last couple of rounds now. This is a different beginning.
And they lost one of the ults that they had. That was the major thing that is gone from this round. We haven't really seen them have to slow down and play back into the B
It's a nice
side.
amount of
either
pressure.
Early C or early A. So for the
Now
first
what,
time in a
though?
while,
Wait
we
for the
might
wall,
see
just
Destry
walk in?
under pressure, but he has support very
30
quickly from
seconds left.
Runner.
Okay. Should know what's up here. Certainly have those audio cues. Runner called in. Wow, come on, Runner. What was that? Destrian not going to be able to have the same sort of success, though.
Breach can win this.
Timing, Whalers.
Oh, man. Why do I
Counting his
speak?
lucky stars for that
Yeah,
one,
he
but
went
it is
so
just on
early,
Whalers and
though.
Logan. TP is there. He's taking it. Where's he off to?
10 seconds left.
The
Sender sending it in.
running it down. Time, 6
Lovely,
seconds. He's
no
dead.
time
And
anymore.
that is surely
Down,
the
C.
round. Logan can do nothing about this one, but accept fate, Vitality. Slow down this matchup. They dealt with Natank, they took him away from the deck, and suddenly
Yeah, dude, I
they were lost.
was looking at the breach.
They
I
lose the
decided to say
1-2
he can win it,
punch,
and then I
everything
just
looks a little
start
bit
seeing him
flat.
move
Like, that was the
forwards,
thing. I
and I'm
think
like, yeah.
After that initial kill, you
Kinda-
could see the Gentlemates were almost waiting for some sort of mistake, and then when they
Kinda
try and
feels
split
like-
back in to that B site, you could tell the Vitality were very ready for it. And
It
even
was
fought
always
them off
gonna
in
happen.
rotations as well. So great round from them. It did start off with a little bit of luck though, and I don't know if they're going to get that so often with finding the tank early.
And I think we're seeing a little bit of the follow-up to that is the Gentlemates have instantly hit the brakes.
Yeah.
Something about that round they didn't like. And I think what you were just talking about is part of that factor coming in. They want to talk through this, get ahead of those issues, and potentially preempt what they want to do going forward. They are, if you're looking at Gentlemates, they're one away from having Takas' ult. They still have the
Yeah,
tanks
both
as
of the
they
French
did
orgs
go down in
has-
that previous
they
one.
got a
So
crazy,
those two key elements
crazy
can
fan
come into
base.
effect. Again, for Vitality, though, this feels like, as you said, they've kind of maybe started to really identify those core strengths that Gentlemates were running with. Whether I
Wait,
still feel there's a chance
Vitality also, I guess, as well, right?
going the other way, but as it stands,
But
I
it
think
is
Vitality
K-Corp's the
now
biggest.
a chance to get
Is
a good
Vitality bigger than
foothold into this game.
Gentlemaites? Because
Yeah,
I don't
as
really
I
know
said,
about
I think if they
Gentlemaites,
get
but it
5,
seems like Gentlemaites
anything more than 5
have
and they're laughing. But I think that
so
we've
many
already seen this
supporters.
map lean quite heavily into the attack, and the composition being run by Gentlemates, I don't really have high expectations of it. The same again as last. You're running a double duelist, you're going to basically have to be pressuring in towards either mound or rubble every single round, because if you don't, you're defensively sitting there with a
The
Phoenix,
owner
which is one of
co-founded
the most pointless
Vitality,
things you can have,
or
unless you're going to be
and
playing
then
constant
left.
retakes, which it is possible. Maybe his hot hands comes into play in a
Gentlemaites are biggest fan-wise.
I
Wait,
reckon 90%
more
of people
than
don't even know what hot
more than
hands is.
K-Corp.
No. But we do know the ult has been used and sent back almost
Where
in an
are we?
instant. It's Takas. who keeps
Where are we?
getting
There's so many
value from
smokes
this.
and walls, and we're in
Every
an
single
ult.
time they go for this kind of,
Okay, they shut
brawl
down the
out
ult, but
towards
they
A,
managed to get a
fight
kill
for
from
this
this
area for
before
rubble control.
they went down.
It's not Natank doing it. It's come down to Takas, and he's bailed them out before, and he's got them that first again.
Oh, that's actually a nice boom bot though. Bounces off this wall and it will check this just on the last tick before it goes down.
Got the kills.
That's good
It's the
info.
reverse now. He'll
They
be
still
the
check it though.
distraction, and it
but-
always gives space, and Takas always capitalize it. And now he has his ultimate as well.
This is almost infallible as it stands. Two
Yeah,
big picks
Destrian
on
decided
either side of the
to
map. You couldn't be
try
asking
and.
for a better
I
outcome.
mean,
Sender's
this
gotta
is fair
respect it as
enough.
well. You don't want to lose
Loads of sound over
presence, but
towards A.
again,
Tries to
you
get
then
some
just
space
springboard
over
straight
towards
through
C, but
towards
they've
C.
just
You've
given
got
him
the
a
pick on
free
the solo
path here,
player, or
especially
what
with
you'll
the stun.
assume is a
Lovely.
solo player. So yeah,
And
you
we need to keep an eye on the
absolutely roll
Phoenix
caught on the heels.
luck.
That's a problem. Takas goes
We got
down.
a Phoenix
so now they're
luck,
a
we
little
got an
bit
Omen
uncomfortable.
luck,
You can
we
see
got
that look
Breach
back.
that
And
is
the
dueling with the
Bears.
spike.
Oh dear, the tank has got to go absolutely
What
clutch, and it's
the?
not clean.
Oh man, Existence
Safe
is calling a
punish, and
timeout.
this
He's
is
gonna
now
go
looking
wild.
like an absolute
Oh
nightmare
boy.
in the making. Logan, you've got a 1v3 and 20 seconds. What are you going to do with it? You don't know how close they are. You're taking a risk. And the risk is paid. He's got time for a plant. He doesn't know how much
That was an
time he's got to
absolute
play with.
shocker.
A little bit of utility now back into play here. He could utilize this. Opts against it. And does he get to keep his life? He's just heard this coming in. He's got to run this down perfectly. He's played it very well on the first. The follow-ups are there. Two more players to find Sender. One. And
Oh.
Safe sitting this. Oh, this is lovely. Actually gets to know
Damn.
he can't depend on it. He has to body check this.
Damn.
He has to go forward and he can't
Safe.
do it.
Safe stuck that the full time. That's kind of sick, bro. How did
Keeps
they
around on their
lose
side.
this round? Oh my goodness.
And this is the one time I'll have real criticism of
Yeah,
Gentlemen.
it was bad.
It's mainly because I've loved what they've done throughout the rest of their attack, and they didn't do it here. Every time we've seen them get a big advantage, they group up as a unit, they go together, and then they trade effectively. This time, you can almost spot all 5 players on different parts of the map running around on their own.
Yeah.
And you give Vitality
Respect,
individual
Safe.
duels, a team we talk about being stacked with talent.
Yeah, look how
Worst way
nervous
you
they
can
were
play
for
the
it.
3v5. And I
It's
understand
so
if
funny.
you
It
get
was
that
so
much map
bold.
control, you want to try and hold on to as much of it as possible. But you had a couple players going on C, one lurking on B, 2 outside A. It was just messy.
It was messy. And it's Runner and Safe are going to have the biggest challenge in a moment's time if they continue along
Oh,
this
not
path.
here again. He's going to TP into a wall and then shoot the guy in the face.
Yeah, and it's the slow play towards the A side. I don't
Flash goes
know
out over
if the
towards
bird
A,
actually
and they were
potentially
dodged
plays.
it.
No, they sent it out.
Yeah,
don't
and they
think
were
it
both
pinged.
behind
so this actually
rubble.
might work out well because they've got the tank playing a little bit deeper. I think you've got Bayaz by his side, so they're both actually in a good position here. They could springboard forward. There is one player to try and dissuade this, Sender, and he's feeling that pinch. He feels the pressure coming his way. He's trying to deny as much of that space and tee himself up
Wow,
to
I
do
can't
just
believe they
that.
all sent that. They could have been
Down
horrendous.
the roll, but Takas having none of it, wants to get ahead, gets dealt with almost by the dog, has to just post that, but look who's ahead of it again. You've still got Kix here who could potentially be an issue,
Yeah,
right?
Kix
He's
was
holding a
all
lot of
over
this
this.
space, and he even takes down Takas. It's Logan and Whalers with a world of trouble against them.
He's the only one within the sight, but it's a nice shot, and somehow they've turned this
2v4?
back.
It ain't over yet. They're
Could TP
holding on
out.
by the finest of margins. Whalers tried to be a little cheeky with the timing of it, but it didn't work out. Logan so low on HP. I don't know what you're meant to do here. This is looking like this is
He's
done.
too
I don't
low
think
HP,
Logan
so you
can
can't send it through the
deny
mollies.
anything. Beautifully
Oh, man.
played
If
by
I'm a coach
Vitality
watching this
here,
one,
in my
it's
mind. They've really
savage.
stemmed the bleeding. They've handled a lot of what Gentlemates were trying to do.
Yeah, they started really
Oh, my.
taking map control away from them in the early stages of the round, but even still, I think a lot of that just came down to Sender. He's having a great map, 15 and 6, but they are trying to challenge through his snake fights. Like, even if you've managed to stun him up, it's going to take a bullet or two to kill you off. Like, that's, again, we talk about being bold on the side of Gentlemates, but it sort of, it's like, it's the teetering on insanity now. There's like, okay, let's run through utility that's going to make me incredibly weak and try and challenge an Odin.
And I quite like the way they're now trying to challenge the seaside, but
Oh,
again,
they
I don't
eat
think they've
this
got the full read on
Omen
what it looks
flash.
like. Now they absolutely don't.
Oh,
Runner
boy.
putting on a class. And now Safe just going to TP away. He didn't need
5
the
on
extra
attack
pressure.
with
They've
a
already got
Phoenix.
2
I mean,
picks
maybe they can
almost
farm the
instantly.
orbs on
That's the
defense
perfect
and make it look
beginning
good.
for Vitality.
Yeah, and that is the main
Aggro
factor of their
A.
defense now is, okay, we can't allow them to have this space for free. Let's fight for everything. They've got deep control on A as well.
And look, yeah, Sender's positioning is massive.
With an Odin.
And Mitch is going to be insufferable. But no, yeah, this is the core problem. They haven't had what they needed in this map. They haven't had the attention.
What is this?
What the dog doing?
Weirdest standoff I think I've ever seen.
Who would win, a dog or a tank? At this point, they've really lost the amount of bodies. They'll never have a favorable fight on any of these sides here. I don't know how they managed to get past it because, as you said, Sender's been magnificent in his work.
Same again. Exact same thing. Snake bite down, go on, push me.
Yep,
Alright.
just hold so much of the map.
Imagine he went for the
They can go
spam
back
here.
for this B take potentially, but there's still players here. They can't pull this many players away when there's only 3 of them. Losing out those bodies earlier on was basically the first nail, and Kix is the second in the coffin.
savage half to watch, I'm not gonna lie.
Gaining a grip on
Feel like
this
they
game
did
towards the end of this first half.
well to get 5 considering some of the mistakes.
Go on with an Andalea flawless. It doesn't really get much better than that for them. And as said, 7 rounds on the defensive side when you're playing up against a team that's basically running this double duelist to try and get as many attack rounds as they can. I'm very worried for Gentlemates. I think they showed that sort of turnaround in the last on the attack. This map is one that is famously known for its attack sides, and they have gone down on a half that I don't know what they're going to have in response. They're going to have some really good ideas. I'm almost thinking back to like some old school like Zelsis.
Sender's 15
you know,
to
on
6.
Haven where I used to like pop flash out of mid. That's about all I've got, because I think that for the most part, unless you're going full on retake and basically just playing your defense as an attack, the Phoenix isn't going to have that much value.
I'm always ready to be proven wrong, but I think we are underway, so we can jump into game here. He didn't miss too much.
We're
But let's
definitely
kind of recap
underway.
a little.
Okay.
You can see the space
They
that is
decide
a
to
high
push over
priority for
towards
Gentlemates,
A,
right?
and
They've
instead
taken
of the
over
Phoenix
A-roll
taking
side,
the
and they're
orb,
gonna
we get
continue that effect.
Breach taking the
Clear
orb.
deep as they can, because they have to, right? There is no
Skydog
rest for
and
them.
reaction,
There is no sitting passively.
and-
Sender will be the one to try and control this.
Oh man,
Pull
5
back for
people
support,
coming
that's
back
lovely.
to duel this.
Sender finds a second on for the third as well. Bayaz has to run. He's scrambling away, eats the paranoia, but luckily enough can navigate around well. But he has just rescinded the entire way back towards A.
We have had a week of IGL's top fragging. Sender now doing it. We had Boo. We've had Pora.
Yeah.
I think Boaster's going to drop 30 when he finally gets to the server.
Okay. I like that.
Maybe not. We'll see.
No, you called it. You will stand by that one. That's a prediction we can bank. But again, this feels quite indicative of how this game might go, or at least this half, this kind of almost hell-bent aggression from Gentlemates that you need to do, but it's very hard to make it work. And look at this utility in play.
Maybe.
Logan teed up
They have
with
an
the
Omen
perfect position
flash.
to
Need to make the most out of this. Omen flash,
going
breach
down.
stun.
Now, what can they make of
They
this?
got
though?
some
What can they
util.
do with this? Can they get that
Stun's
plant? Is
good.
that a possibility
Flash is
for
good.
them here? Is there a challenge? Here's that challenge. It's a swing back in.
Yeah,
Pedestrian
just
does
the
very
problem
well to
that
find
this
Logan down
angle
the
now
wires
is
of
a
Bayaz
thing.
here. 12 more seconds. Time becoming a factor. Bayaz the only one standing, and Sender absolutely magnanimous in that round. Just playing out of his mind.
Yeah,
Honestly,
he's
dealing with
outrageous
the
on
main threat
19
initially,
now,
Tom, and
then.
then just having the time of his life.
Yeah, he's on fire. 19 and 6. He's been the difference maker. Everybody else is relatively close within the server, but he locked down the
What is
A
that,
side
3-1?
when it came to the defense. And
3-1
this
for
time
pistols?
He basically spotted the push. He came up against that terrifying
don't
double
remember what the
duelist
hell
that took them
Sunset
both
was.
down like it was nothing.
Yep. Getting a little scared now. Right, this is when I get a little scared that you didn't get that first, which is a bit of a problem. You wanted to see if they could maybe deal with it, but look at what we're seeing here. Look at the star here from Takas. It's very all in. Sender has been up for the challenge. Definitely spotted Takas there, who now is responding by keeping his damn head down. But you got to be cautious, right? So they've shown a lot, and they've quickly rotated. Now, again, they
Sounds
are
like it was 1-1. Yeah, I thought that was
plus
right.
they're trying something like this. This is a round to do it in if you're going to get almost over-aggressive.
Rotate might get here in time
Still,
to
it's going to
see.
be very hard for them to make much work. Logan does at least have a sheriff, so maybe...
But I
maybe
have
a
a
couple
good
of shots.
feeling the Vitality
A sort of magic.
are not ending B, ending
might get it
C.
in that 1v3 earlier. I had a little bit of faith. Like,
Yeah.
But we haven't got that yet, and I think it's something they're missing. He was unreal in their Ascension run. I think especially versus Ascend. I think he had like 80 something kills. It was just absurd. Oh no, wait, that wasn't a tank. He was versus Apex. So in the final, he was just unstoppable. So
And with
they're
that
gonna
kill of
need
the
someone
turret,
now
everyone's
because,
running back towards
again,
A, but they might have guessed this
a
one.
pretty rough
I want to
spot
say right, but I feel
to
like
be
it's a
in.
B
Bear in
split
mind,
with this
the
guy
other
here.
team in their
We'll see.
group
Would
is
you be E?
Fnatic.
I mean,
Yes,
actually,
I don't even want to think that far ahead. But the problem is,
Could
it
just
is a
be like
gamble
moving-
stack we're seeing now.
okay, we are hitting A.
I
Honestly,
would've gone a little
numbers
bit
here.
more- I am a bit
What's
worried
the breach
amount of bodies
util
that are on
like?
this site, Tom. I don't actually like this for Vitality. Now, in my mind, they should overwhelm them, right? They should be able to just outgun them. But I just get scared seeing the time. And for now, not a problem. They've weathered the storm really well. Again,
Yeah, I was expecting something a little bit more there.
Spike gets lost, someone goes down, rifles get
A
recovered.
lovely start for Vitality into this.
Tank, the only one still there. Sender. Unlucky. Wow. Short-lived, wasn't
Okay,
it?
and one of these
Quick
needs to pick up the
vengeance,
gun. There we go.
It's
in the name, isn't it?
Yeah, literally, right? I should have seen it coming. But still, that's perfectly fine. Vitality now.
I'm doing the whole
propping
day on
themselves up with a
Friday.
decent lead here. This has to be the start if
No, I
Gentlemen
think I'm
want to make an
skipping
impact
something
on this half.
on that day, and I can't remember
I am
what.
worried for them because again we're seeing
It starts
a
at
lot of
7
teams do
a.m.
this
Is it
where
Pacific or is it
investments have a
China?
pistol or two, and then they're able to just purchase up into these next rounds. So
Yeah.
you're looking at rifles across the board. Like there isn't anything missing here. On the attack side as well, Vitality have been
fast.
very good at just being patient and waiting for their opponents to make mistakes.
Maybe we are doing
And
full day
again,
then.
there's not really anything else that Gentlemates can do.
We'll
You've
see.
got a Phoenix on the defensive side and a Raze. You have to do something to take map control. Or maybe just pull out a cable and you get a little bit more time to think about it. Do you have like a pedal or something? I'm genuinely curious at this
Have I
time.
press it if I think, no, I
Yeah.
need a little bit more time. I don't want to go home yet. Having such a good time, Tom. Just, you know, that's...
I heard you saying you really want a third map.
Where?
Desperate for one.
Where did you hear that?
I thought someone in my... I thought it was
We're
you.
being
maybe it was-
Pacific with this
No,
one.
I think that was
Atrix,
Kevin,
don't
actually. Kevin, producer Kevin.
even joke with
he
me.
lives here, though,
What's going on?
It's true.
the
I mean,
studio.
yeah, because last year, or I guess the last time we were
This-
doing this sort of regular season, we had producer Sam.
Okay,
obviously,
I see.
Meme unto himself. But now you get producer Kevin.
Just a
which we'll
small
introduce to you as we go. And, you know,
5-second
don't worry
tech
about
pause.
That's too far, but we'll get you there.
He likes to stay here just so he can be home alone.
Do a little bit of trolling. I respect it. Thank you for that.
I'm going to let that breathe for just a second. That was awful. Right, back underway. We are going to have to focus on what's going on because it's quick, it's pacey, and it's Takas on the hunt. Oh, God, the flash.
It was nice though.
gets
It was
out
a
of
nice
there.
strat. Nade did a
This
good
man
amount
is
of damage.
playing so
You give me old
precariously,
Raze
though. He
nade
was
to these guys are down to about
flying
10
forward. He was so
HP.
desperate for
Heal
that
does
brawl.
come out.
Yeah, the
Kind
fact
of
is, though,
just
Vitality,
means that
they're ready to
armor
go
was
back
taken
for more,
away.
'cause they know that
No satchel to get out of here.
flashes, the stuns, everything that was used to support him is
That
gone.
was nice though.
So he has to
Giving
fall
Andy
back
luck
off the
over
angle.
towards
So
A.
That initial fight got them some information. Now they're putting the pressure on, but look who's there again.
It's so hard. Like this guy can just stay here probably the whole game. Every single
Omnipresent, it
round
feels like,
for the
every time
first
they try and go for this.
40
But look on the
seconds, and
other
he's
side,
just
nice
going to
little
do
flash up, maybe
so
Whalers,
much
this could work
work.
out, a little bit of a pinch from both
This is
sides,
nice.
but
Any bit of sound, Omen
maybe the
flash.
similar scenes will be that, you know, is this...
He's got support now.
Yeah, this is just feels on a nice
Phoenix
edge, doesn't
flash.
it? He's been pretty far ahead. Runner, does he spot him? There's the flat. Oh, come on, Sender! What? Did he just blind do
Yeah,
that?
he just randomly goes door and
He
just
just
shot.
wallbanged him from the back lines. That's what that was. That was a
obscene.
different push that came through, and then Sender just
But you
went,
might as well
"I'll
spam
just
it if they
pop
know
his
you're
head
out
through the
A.
box."
Madness. Takas did just win that fight towards Destrian, though, so they are actually keeping the numbers advantage here for the Gentlemaid side. Can they control the end of the situation, though? There's still a player that's a problem. That is going to be Whalers here, tucked away in the corner. Oh, he's going to be hard checked and hard cleared. He just
No,
between a rock
man.
and a hard
He's
place,
just
they
like,
don't know
well,
what to do
I
with
know
that
I
one.
should be
Blanc comes
flashing
down,
here.
and now down
Wait,
to
this
the
guy
3v3.
sounds close.
Safe over by the
Yeah,
tree.
this has been a bit of a...
Good. This could be everything, and it is! On for the board, no, not going to get it, but left on the third, and it's safe left alive in a 1v2, and this man is a monster. This man, terrifying in his own right, but can he do it now? The smoke.
Okay, nicely done by those two though. I was worried it was going to get a lot worse.
Go quietly away
Good
from
damage
this
done for
game.
Vitality. They're going to be happy with us.
Very patient stuff. Again, following his call to the latter and winning a round that they
Friday is
desperately
3
needed. That
games
was one that looked
China,
like it
3
was gonna
games
fall apart, the
EMEA,
initial
2 games
fight. Like,
Americas.
This is what I mean. He actually just spams it before the flash comes through, knowing where his opponent is.
8
Sender's
best
been
of
having a great
3s,
game,
that
but I
might
think
even
this
be
was the
too
fight that was
much.
important. Just catching
That might be too much. What are the Americas games?
Does this count as our Logan round? It was pretty good.
It was a pretty good round.
Is it Logan?
Oh, the Americas games are going to be unreal ones, aren't they? Is that level out?
When you see it. Yeah, you know when you see it.
Versus a team whose analyst, what was his name? It was like Man Mitch or something. I think he did it.
C9 NRG level
Well, I
out.
do know-
Oh, I don't want to miss them.
What? Bangs. Yeah, not the No Majors Club here. But what I am looking at is this death pool that Gentlemates have just
Oh my.
evacuated from A. They
Wait,
rotated towards B. This
there's
what is
everyone
this round?
here. Why is there 4 people in orbit?
Complete switch up. The tank is just putting himself on the line here. Bear's going to make the most of that by punishing Destrian off the back of it. And now they try and chase him down. Where are they off to? Whalers is about to get overwhelmed. He can barely make it out of there alive. He's got to run away.
Honestly,
on
did
12
fantastic
HP.
to get out of here.
Just about getting a smoke back online, but that's almost too late. Yeah, they want him dead. Kicks is hot on his heels. He's gone. Sights open. Plant's going to be in.
It's
Plan over towards Mound as they kill the only agent that can vision block.
Logan needs to be a hero again, and he takes down the danger
Imagine,
man.
bro.
Now this could be
Again.
a Logan round. This could be a little something. Did he spot both or just one?
Yeah.
Not going to get it. Runner,
It's too much to ask for that.
Locked on
They go and
perfectly.
decide to
Bears
save.
attack us. No,
Money's
that
good for
ain't happening. That
vitality.
post-plant situation,
1-9 loss bonus for these.
unbreakable.
Let's think. This guy could
It
drop.
definitely seems a little bit disjointed as well.
This guy
Like, the way
can
Natank
drop
played
a
that, okay, in the
bulldog.
initial fight, definitely got his teammate a draw, but then he does the same thing. He's not in the ult anymore.
Yeah.
Just goes
1-9
running
for
straight
everyone else.
through into that B site, and obviously at that point, Vitality are just watching for it. And there isn't any follow-up. There isn't any way to trade that, and so they end up losing.
Okay,
those
Lexi, that sounds
advantages.
good.
Logan as well,
And then we
he
can
basically has to walk
then we can
through
work out
to
what's
get them
feasible.
anything. It just didn't seem like there was much of an opportunity, and what we sort of spoke about with Gentlemates on the last map thriving. Again, there's been a few rounds here where I just feel like it's not quite as regimented as I expected it to be.
This game is not going to be regimented, is it? Let's be honest. The way the
Gloves are
comms
off.
coming out, everything. Yeah, this has been one of those. Now, Gentlemates got to get a grip on this game. If you want to see them go further, they've got to be able to stop this bleeding because Vitality is starting to string
Last
together.
EMEA game is
rounds here, right?
Vitality
You look at the start of
Fnatic.
it, first two back to back.
If they win
yeah, the
this,
dip off there,
don't
but
get too
back
carried
to
away.
business already, breaking the money of what Gentlemates going to be bringing in. They have
Yeah, that's a banging day, though.
Yes, but again, these are really
It really
important
is.
rounds. And here comes Takas. Are you up for
Double
the challenge?
close.
You're one of the key components, and he's fallen. Runner's got the punish.
Good
Now
news
there's
is they
problems.
decided
Safe
to
wants
low
get
buy,
even
nothing
further into
crazy,
this
so they
winning
can
the
buy
challenge. He
next.
loses. But it's
Runner
never
gets
Runner
everyone.
instantly picking up the slack.
Halfway
This guy
to his ult,
is
send a half,
terrifying
well,
to
send a
watch.
one away, kicks one away. That next big buy round that they're gonna have with this plant, at the very least, Kicks is
Runner's
gonna
a
have his
hell of a
ult,
player.
and
Starting
then
to see him come into his own in
I
this
mean
one.
we got to keep an eye on if
Considering how
Sender or
chaotic
Runner
Gentleman's
gets
playing,
Runner
that's
gets any of
a
these.
big credit to his side that he is able to be this disruptive.
If you push safe off Duelist, you gotta be good at something.
That's fair. That is such a fair assessment, right? And you look at the post plant here, right? Look how much they've got. What are you meant to do if you're Logan and Whalers? I mean, hey.
Die to the spike.
Yeah, I
That's
messaged Ryan.
That's about as far as you get. So that's going to be
We'll
11
talk
for
again after
Vitality.
this, for sure.
And you look at those ults, they're really close by. Sender, one off. Kicks already has
That's why
his.
you die to
Runner
the
two
spike.
away. Exactly.
You don't want to give
They
anything
are
over at this stage.
so close to even having a snowball round in the pocket, which is just, 1 foot in the grave, right? That's the worst case scenario.
Who's going hunting? The two people
Sender.
that should be?
Well, he
Yeah.
thinks, why not go see if I can get a little something for myself here? I absolutely
Well,
can.
there we go.
That's devastating. For Gentlemates, not going to get their way, and that is the Viper's Pit. Now Complement sitting alongside the Seekers. They've got a lot to play with.
Yeah, I'm not sure I see a road back at this stage for Gentlemates. Like, I was really relying on this attack side being good, and their defense has been almost exactly what was expected. Constant A aggression, and you can see each round Vitality go, okay, you want to fight A, we're going to make it as awkward and difficult for you as possible. And Runner, he's almost just taken this as a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, he is cleaning up house when they fight this together, and it's going to be the same again.
They've got to show up now. They've got to put in an appearance here, and once again doubling
Oh
down,
my
tripling down. It's Runner,
goodness, where
not
are we?
up to the challenge this time. Gets put to bed by Natank, who gets to dip away and keep his life.
Wait,
Safe
he
though.
did the-
He gets in, gets two for himself.
He did the
Natank's not
TP
stopping.
across.
He still wanted more pressure. They are willing to fight till the very end here, but they have to back away.
Oh, that was pretty
Vitality have
legit.
to move. They're working off the back of these Seekers. Kicks is just going to take the tour if he has to.
Found them.
They're going quickly.
Logan here already?
Logan's here. Logan could stop this
Wait,
before he
that
even
was his
starts.
other kill.
He's got to know it. He's got to know it. But the timing of the Seeker coming around, this is a 1v2.
Okay,
Destrian
standing.
has an opportunity, Tom.
Yeah, I wondered if he was
Tank
gonna preemptively
just
use
got the
lockdown.
orb.
He was able to do it on the
Or
rotation,
is this gonna be a
but
weird
decided
ult
to
round?
fight instead. And that was giving Destrian a chance. They've got to group up
He
and fight this
just
together. Natank
finished picking up
already
the orb
fairly
before the
low.
plant
Tank
came
has
in.
tagged a bit. And honestly, this is a scenario where Destrian
Yeah,
can
Phoenix
really
ult.
make his mark.
You just heard the ult go through, so Natank needs to be pretty much a scout. Actually turned the flash really well. Oh my god.
Ended up giving him a one-on-one there, but
Destrian really had a small window of chance, and he was halfway through it for a second there. Not to be. Diffuse going to come through, and Gentlemates live to fight another round. They stave off the Wolves for another go of things.
I wonder if this will be the moment where Vitality decide to just maybe take their foot off the gas with that fight towards the A side, because it feels very 50-50. Like, Safe sort of TPing his way behind them made that a little bit more interesting, but it has just been basically, can Runner find both Takas and the tank? Most of the time the answer has been yes, but as you can see, that same fight's going to come through for Gentlemates. They're going to rinse and repeat. This time they're leaving Sender
Odin on
behind.
attack.
Odin on attack.
Yeah.
He's about to wallbang the hell out of them.
And they've been going A a lot.
Coming in.
Razor one away.
With that little bit of a lifeline, that little bit of a show of
Might work out well for them
They've
though
got,
this time
okay,
out.
Let's see what we can do with this, right? 11-7.
Big change up instead of
Easy
going
enough to
aggro A all
close
the
when you think
time.
about it on the board, right? You think, hey, that's not that
Could
far,
fight
that's
over
fine,
towards
that's fine, we
C,
can absolutely
get
do this.
Raze,
They have a lockdown to play with.
Razor.
They've got Takas. I think, what, one off, I think, from the showstopper.
Yeah, 3 ults, 1 away.
Yeah, look, they are right on the cusp of something here. But do they continue to do this, right? This just like smacking their head against that A brawl, and it's not a coin flip necessarily, but you are just banking you're winning those fights, which I wouldn't say has always been going the way. Sender's been monstrous against him. He's been dealing damage the entire time. Run has been a nightmare to handle. So do they risk it again? I don't know how many options you have with a composition like this.
I think the one thing that's going to almost prompt them to keep doing this is the fact that with a lockdown, you can pretty much clear B and C. The A side always gets a little bit more sketchy because there'll be angles you can hide in, maybe back towards tree, or depending where you put it aggressively. Whereas the C site, you're going to get forced all the way out towards mound or have to fight forward. And the B site, I'll be honest, if they have a lockdown for a B site retake, you're probably
Makes a lot of sense with the timeout though, now or never.
All right.
They do decide to go aggro over towards C, and the Raze is
What
coming late as well, so Raze could pick up this orb if they go all the way close.
Push on C instead. Oh, Runner again.
Yeah, they just realize it's going down. It's too
Runner
different, and they know as well that Raze is one away, so that's why they're spamming the orb.
He's their kryptonite.
Yeah, and a lot of it is just predicting what his opponent's going to do. Maybe thinking of what he would do in that scenario.
Oh, he's behind the spammable wall, just gets seen as they swing.
Unfortunately, Kicks can't heal himself, but
it has been a lot of disasters.
And a free A site, and they got rid of the lockdown. That was the one real dangerous ultimate that's online.
That was the integral piece, right? Yep. That could have been something to it. I think this is going to be a very early call to save here. I think you're going to have to give up to 12. Destrian.
He's at the steps.
They've
gone like ships in the night. His teammates
he must be like, dude, how?
How's that happened? Still, Beaz and Takas do need to keep control of this. Yeah, Takas will get ult from this, but still, I want to see them keep these rifles as best they can, because they are going to be working up against it. This is when the real challenge starts. I mean, it's been challenging the entire time, but now it's do or die moment, right? You don't get any more chances. I want to give a lot of plaudits. Again, yes, Sender's been probably the highlight if you look at the board for Vitality, but Run has been a godsend here. He has been putting in his work. I don't think he meant that.
They got money. It's okay.
Maybe he had enough of the Odin.
Yeah, it's fine for cash. Don't worry.
If he buys up an operator. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, look. That's more embarrassing now that we've seen that.
And then they just start spamming his body. Okay, 5 chances.
This is it. 12-7. If you look at Gentlemates, they got ults. 3 to play with.
Razor, and they want to go fast on this one. They could, I mean, we might see a mid-air duel again. Might be Razor for Razor.
Now, an adjustment. Vitality this time pressuring in towards that B side, and on a
I wish it was Razor for Razor. Lovely Omen flash.
Removed, and the B side now under the Vitality flag.
And the tank trying to do whatever he can, but they just have utility ready every single time.
And with that luck, yeah, you gotta say this one's done. They got completely outskilled on this map for sure. Sunset was pretty open, very competitive. This one,
it might be untenable at this point. They can try as hard as they can.
double pistol, I guess as well.
Whalers, if there's anything left, now is the time.
Honestly, give him a pistol, clean up a few rounds.
You've got to respect the ult. This is time being purchased. There's
Could
nothing
be it.
you can do
Would
about
be a
it.
lot
That is
closer.
as best you can get. Dip away, and now it's down to the wire. You've got to run in there. Gentlemates, the options are dwindling. Time is dwindling. Is it? You got to face the music, and Runner is just running through him. Whaler's beautiful, but
Not like that. Dude, he had a lot of kills as well, Sender.
from the man in charge. Sender with an outstanding performance here today.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of new IGLs. We've seen a lot of IGLs return, but the fact is the fragging power of the IGL is what's really impressed me. Runner might have
Respect to the crowd for still shouting as well, though, even with the loss.
For a newbie, for someone coming in as a rookie, he looks like a real prospect.
You highlighted it, you said it right. You've got to be something special to take that role away from safe. And I think we've seen a little glimpse of what that man can achieve. I've got to say as well, Sala behind the scenes doing wonders on map 1, dealing with that, giving them the, the tack pause that came in so perfectly. And if you look at it from the other side for Gentlemates, these guys have come up into the big leagues now, and they put on a good game. It felt like it lacked a little bit of depth in the versatility because of the composition.
Chat, we're gonna end it early. Gonna end it early for this one, especially as I need to look at the schedule for the next few days and work out if it's possible, what is possible, what I should be watching. Appreciate everyone that stuck around. Appreciate everyone that came in, etc., etc. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support. Shout out to the mods. Thanks for making it a nice place.
That's what's on the back of my mind as well. But a fantastic little glimpse into this
chat,
squad.
who's streaming? Who should we raid before we go? Anyone from Liquid?
A couple of questions in my mind: how they were going to fare as this roster, how Runner was going to slot into this, and actually it's been very, very good. I just, again, so impressed by Senna.
Jonas? Yeah, we'll keep it in Liquid for this one.
Performance.
Well, the interesting thing is, there's a
sounds good,
good,
Lexi. Thank you for doing that.
Rematch as well, because obviously it's going to be Vitality going on to
let's
face Fnatic.
raid
The loser
Jonas,
will come straight back down again.
and then I'll work out. We'll have a little look at the
Them, but you're
schedule,
gonna have to be existent
do some
when
admin
he
work,
has
etc.
data. And I think that's
All right,
a
appreciate you all. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Right.
See you tomorrow. Yeah,
Is,
I'll sort that out as well.
Checking in on the birthday boy over there.
Yuri.
There's a little cake being cut up as well.
All right, peace, everyone. Thank you.
I had some of Yuri's cake, and you know, it was very good.
See, I absconded. I should have probably